advantage. They were at the edge of the zone, so technically speaking, they didn't really have enough space. And it was a 3v2 situation, and they were able to flip the script up against Indonesia and was able to get that chicken dinner. So those are the moments that we live for. Those are the moments that we kind of look forward to in all of the matches for the entirety of this tournament. So technically.
Oh, and you cannot forget the fact that even after that, the very next match, how Indonesia like kind of fumbled at the very end, trying to secure their chicken dinner. That could have been their potential third win of a chicken dinner in a single day. But yes, the amount of points that they managed to get, the amount of eliminations that they managed to get, it was commendable. Mongolia was the team that got that final Miramar's win of a chicken dinner for themselves, and it was a beautiful. They came out from the back, they took down everyone that was fighting into the very forefront side and secured that win of a chicken dinner for themselves. But what's going to happen today? What's going to happen today? Who's going to dictate the lobby? Who's going to be the dictator for the lobby at this point and get everything turned up for his side? It's 5 matches. It's Sanhok at the very start, and as we were talking about the fights and all those aggressive stances that can potentially happen at the very beginning of the game, we do have to know on the fact that the bottom line teams, Andy, at this point, bottom line teams will completely go aggressive in the very first match because it's only one Sanhok. They have the leisure to do that as well. The teams that cannot try to take any risky moves are the one that are within the number 2 onward all the way up to the number 8.
Yes, exactly. I think what we need to, or what we can expect for day number 2 of this tournament is that the rivalry between Indonesia and Pakistan will definitely intensify. At the top of the MVP rankings, it's Indonesia versus Pakistan. It's a battle of aggression versus endurance. We also got Indonesia's star, of course, high risk, high reward fraggers taking fights head on and racking up a lot of elimination points. Again, we've already mentioned this. They won 2 chicken dinners yesterday, so that alone is a statement of how strong they are as a team here. Pakistan's MVPs, of course, they're all survivors playing the long game and ensuring that they're still standing when it matters most. So I guess the question that we can ask is that who will reign supreme? Again, if Indonesia can defend the top spot, relentless aggression, overpower Pakistani's tactical brilliance perhaps, or will the Pakistans endure and outlast Indonesia's firepower? But one thing is for sure, the race is definitely far from over. And you did mention, of course, Maldives and Laos. I think they have managed to force themselves into the conversation. I mean, it's not really that big of a number yet in terms of their score in the leaderboards, but I don't think they're going to be backing down. They're already at 22 points, if in case you guys haven't seen the leaderboard just yet. I think what they need is just one breakout game to completely shake up the top ranks. And speaking of shaking things up, of course, we're going to kick things off in Sanhok here, ladies and gents, and the teams are getting ready to, of course, jump from the plane to head on towards their favorite drop spots. And if I remember correctly, Boot Camp, Paradise Resort, and Painan, I think those were some of the areas that are highly populated, and we do expect a little bit of trade-off to happen from the said spots.
Oh my god, but I am looking at all of these teams, and there's one missing. There is one team not playing this first match. Oh my god, it is the team Lebanon that has not joined this first match whatsoever. So meaning some of the teams will have an upper advantage in terms of those elimination, maybe those positioning side if they manage to survive for a tad bit longer bit of time. But yes, it also gives you a very big disadvantage. Those are some 4 potential points that they could have secured, the team could have secured against you. But here we go, the fights have actually commenced. The fight have actually occurred. Painan is one of the contested areas. The other side is Kampong. These 2 areas are completely surrounded, submerged by the 2 different teams, and the circle is going to go towards the northeastern side, where the team in fact Camp Bravo is actually inside that circle, but Nepal Red, oh no, things are not looking good for them as one of their players in the early stages gets taken down. Precious is low on that HP, so we do have to see how the team Malaysia is going to go forward, take those aggressions upon all the players. But Saitama is going to get Trexy. It's going to be an instant confirmation fight and coming in, but DBS in the hand of the guy Saitama versus Byron. Will the DBS connect? The answer is yes. The second one gets taken down. Now, from this point onward, Nepal Red has overturned the complete situation, complete momentum against the team Malaysia.
It's a full-on aggression right off the bat coming from Nepal Red, although we've got one player currently knocked down on the ground, and that would be Domain. Let's check out if it's going to be tricky for the side of the Reds to actually pick up their teammate. Here we can see Saitama taking in some hits, and that was a needed situation for him to kind of step back for a while so that he could heal up. As for Firen of Malaysia, it's also, going to take a special maneuver right here from Mika, at least, to pick up his teammate, but I don't think Saitama's gonna let that one happen. And as for Domain, oh man, clock is ticking, and I don't think at this point he's still gonna be picked up, but we can see pressures on the screen here getting ready to get into action, and of course he's holding on to his weapon here, trying to shut down a U-high coming from Malaysia.
He's definitely trying, but Precious, you have already secured 2 of the knockouts against the opponent teams, but can you manage to secure more? Can you get more eliminations? Can you get 3? Will be a 1v3, or can you get a 1v4? This is a bigger question, because right now, Team Nepal Red, they really need those crucial points for themselves, but here we go. The player high is here, and Rex is the one that's going to take the lead. It's going to take him down. It's going to be a confirmation, and Nepal Red, that's the 3rd elimination soon that they are going to have for themselves. But wait a second, Malaysia is given that revival towards their players. Firen, just on the slither of HP, he manages to survive. He manages to get back up. Now, Malaysia, you have to go back. You have to disengage from this fight, go into a safer side, or maybe not. Just take a compound, get a compound for yourself, put together. Not alone, not like this. You have to stay together and take the fight whatsoever. But Syria versus Bangladesh, it's happening, as Syria is one of the team that is kind of getting knocked down. Bangladesh has 1 elimination to their name. There is the team Jordan as well, with Laos alongside into the vicinity as well, in which case now Noir is the guy that's knocked down. Lizzie Boy is going forward to get some casualties upon on the players, but I don't think so it's going to be possible, because 3 opponents are actually looking into a same side. But Lizzie Boy, there we go. It's a knockdown, it's a confirmation. Complete elimination of Team Laos has occurred. In the meanwhile, there's a lot of casualties for all of the teams. Like Myanmar has lost 2 of their players, Jordan has lost 1, there is Bangladesh where they have also lost 1 of their players, and also Team Pakistan, they have also lost 1 of their players as well.
Okay, this is not a great start at all for the side of Laos, since they were the first one to actually get the boot out of Sanhok. And in the meantime, we're looking at Team Pakistan. Again, IQQ has taken the back seat here, so we're playing with just 3. It's T24, Noki, and Falak all together, and I think they're going for a reposition here. And so far, for the side of Nepal Red, obviously they do have that advantage up against Malaysia, since they've already acquired 2 of their players. So I think they're going to hunt down the remaining players as well. I mean, that's the opportunity right there to score some points, and that's the opportunity that they need to grab. Anyway, coming off the kill feed, it's Jordan losing some of their members as well. We've got those kill points coming off the kill feed here. And Saitama, man, good shot coming from Firen, but then again, Rex was able to follow through, and that's a confirmation as well. Firen is already out of the game. A lot of trade-off happening back and forth for stage number 1.
There's a lot of casualties going around, and I am not sure how to process this. I knew the lobby was going to go like on the aggressive side, but this bits and tabs of elimination, they're actually breaking the lobby instead of like actually having a decent amount of fights. This is going to be so hard for the teams to like engage with a full party, with a full team against them, and if they manage to somehow survive till the very end, that's going to be another chaos that's going to ensue. Some players are going to shoot from the back. There's going to be solos doing a third party whatsoever, stealing all those eliminations. Into the meanwhile that we have Nepal Red in our screen. 4 elimination, not a single casualty. Amazing start towards these players. So far, 55 points have been secured. They secure 3 more points, and they're going to be on the equal term against Team Pakistan. Nepal Blue, 43 total points so far, 2 elimination, but Indonesia, this team right now outside of the circle, taking the blue damage, but healing themselves slowly, steadily, trying to get it in. You can see the rest of the players. 2 players are actually outside of the blue zone. 2 are actually somewhat in the safe area for now, but the circle's closing in. You still have to move 200 meters. They're going to get into their car and they're going to move away. Another fight that might occur is going to be on the Paradise, where we can see Vietnam versus Mongolia right next to each other, right next to the premises. A single wrong move, it's going to be enough to take one player down, and fatality goes down. NEPX has been spotted. The shot did conduct on this guy, but he survived. He managed to get out of there as soon as possible, as soon as you realize that, okay, the situation has kind of gotten over worse.
You know what? Vietnam is actually one of the teams that playing a little bit on the safe side yesterday, but playing it safe for day number 2 will no longer be an option here. Same thing goes for Syria, Sri Lanka. We also got Bangladesh, Timor-Leste, and of course Lebanon, which is not playing for this match. I do wonder if they're going to be playing for the remaining matches for day 2. They will have to take risk, and I guess this is the start of something new for the side of Vietnam. That was such a great spot coming from Lamborghini, acquiring 1 elimination point, if I'm not mistaken. And again, for day number 2, making reckless plays also will not be an option. So they will have to throw everything at the battlefield here. I think that for those teams, especially down there at the bottom, if it comes to a point wherein it will be impossible for them to climb up ranks, then that's the time I think that they're going to be a team that is quite dangerous, because someone from this pack is going to do something crazy. I think later on, the question that we need to ask is, which team will it be?
Stream, boys.
I mean, this is the bigger question. Which team will it be? Which team will they take the whole flow of the lobby at this point? And we will not know it, because this is just the state number 2. We still have to wait for a very long time. It's only 8 minutes. There's only like 2-3 teams maybe that got eliminated. We started at 15 teams, and now we do have to see.
इसकी क्वालिटी का इशू है आई थिंक। ये क्या हो रहा है, अटक क्यों रहा है अभी आप ब्राउजर दोनों बाबा? यार ये ब्राउजर अटक रहा है बार बार। आवाज कम है आपकी, क्वालिटी आवाज ज्यादा कर लेते हैं, आवाज का मसला नहीं है, क्वालिटी तो मैंने कर दी है सेटमेंट। मुझे ना रुको लाइट भी ऑन करना दो 1 मिनट यार, मैं ज्यादा ही कैमरे। एक और लाइट है अभी फिलहाल के लिए, एक ही चला रही है मैंने। ये साउंड तो आ नहीं रहा इसका।
Take, they have to think really hard. They have to think twice.
अच्छा
thrice
स्पोर्ट ऐसे में
before
दीजिए
taking that
पैसा।
step, maybe because
तीन की
at
आवाज
that
कम
point,
करो, कर
that
दी कर दी
single
कर दी।
step can be your
पाकिस्तान
demise for a reason.
ओके माशाल्लाह, हाँ यार मजा
Yep.
आया।
And of course, when it comes to a competition, I think we only have 2 types of teams here. Of course, the aggressor, those who hunt kills like it's a buffet. You know, even
पीसी
if they don't
स्पेक्स
play
या
side
पीसी अब
elimination,
मैंने
hunt
कर
can keep
लिए
their
कोर
scores
i5
competitive. And of course,
10 एफ है,
the survivors
तकरीबन
teams who play it
2060
smart,
मैंने
they
ग्राफिक
allow
कार्ड यूज
clutch
किया,
replacement
स्ट्रीम
points
का
to
आवाज
late
नहीं
game.
आ रही, हाँ
Of
कर
course, we
दी
also
करता वो
need to
सेट
shed
कर
a
दिया।
little light on those teams at the bottom, since we need to talk about like what kind of action do they need to do, what kind of plan do they need to execute in
ओके
order for them to climb
टीम
up the
पाकिस्तान
ranks. And
इतना
so far,
लंबा
those
रोटेट
teams at the
करके उस
bottom
तरफ पैड है, इसके
need
बैक साइड पे
something
क्यों
of
गई है?
like a comeback zone here. I mean, who
हाथी नहीं
has the
उतरे
guts
ये
to go
लोग।
all in? And speaking of guts, we've got, of course, the boys of Nepal Red racking some more action over here. We got Rex bagging 3 of out of those 4 kill points, and the kill feed definitely sliding up. But Nepal Red, even if they're already tanking the blue here, they're on a
लाइट और
mission
चलाऊंगे तो
still
गुजारा
to
हो रहा है।
get some more points, and it's not a
डिसीजन डाल दो
simple
उस पे,
battle
हाँ डालता हूँ, ये
because they are
स्ट्रीम वाले
going
है ना
up
तो
against
डालता
Nepal
हूँ बाद में।
Blue once again, and that
जब
was such a
वीडियोस
great
वगैरह
shot
भी ना
coming from
प्रॉपर
Saitama, releasing
चीजें
another
होती है ना
haymaker, putting down Giante on the floor.
Oh my god. This is a going a blue versus red, ladies and gentlemen. This is a blue versus red. Can't think it's eliminated.
गाइड
That's
एक
the
और
fifth
है लेकिन अभी
elimination.
मैं वो लगा नहीं
Nepal
रहा
red is gonna have for themselves maybe the sixth one that can potentially occur right here as example.
क्वालिटी फिर
Will be
क्यों
taken
खराब
down.
हो रही
Okay.
बार बार क्वालिटी के लगे
Couldn't see the guy that he was like, oh, there you are. He's gonna take him down. Rex is also down as well from the Nepal red. Oh my God! It is a red versus blue, ladies and gentlemen.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम अस्सलाम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं ठीक ठाक आप कैसे हैं
Individual player. Okay, for a second, in my own momentum, Andy, I'm really sorry. I was about to say Pokemon for some reason. I'm so super used to this blue versus red rivalry on this.
मैं आप लोगों को अभी वाला सेट है तो वो अभी कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ लेकिन स्टिल मैं आप लोगों को दिखा देता हूं
That's gonna win this fight against the Nepal blue. And right with this, that's eight elimination. They have successfully taken down.
ये यार अभी के लिए ये मैंने सेटअप किया हुआ है
Team
ये
Pakistan,
चेयर
I
है ये
think,
मेरा
from
पीसी
the
है ये
team
न्यू
point,
टेबल
but
भी कर
yeah,
लिया ये
no,
मैं
they still
कंट्रोलर्स
have
वगैरह
it
पढ़ा
because there is
अब
a
ये
bit of a
मजीद थोड़ा सा
there's a
अपग्रेड होना है
difference.
लेकिन फिर
Even
उसके
if
लिए
the points are
जो मैंने
same,
अभी कल
there's the
किया है
difference.
जिसके ऊपर अभी करंटली मैं बैठा हूँ जो मैं कल आप लोगों को दिखा रहा था ना भाई
But of
टेबल
course,
आया हुआ है
it's
उसको चेंज
unfortunate
करना है
that
ये
it
वही
had
चीज
to
थी
be red
Oh
and
my
blue that needs to
God!
actually fight it off. But then again, both of the teams actually
सर
exited
बैक
the
टू
game
बैक नहीं
with
बोलते
enough
ओके है
points for themselves. And of course, this is such a great thing
लाइट
to
ज्यादा
see
ना
because
करी
Nepal White's still a little bit
पहले ही
behind compared to the other two teams that we
पहले ही
have
घंग है क्या
representing
मतलब
Nepal. But again, Sleepy, just like that, was able to
लाइट
bag two
ज्यादा ना
elimination
करी
points
पहले
coming
ही
from Maldives.
समझ नहीं
And if
लगी
we're going
मुझे
to be
आपकी
looking at the table right down there on the right side for stage 3 here,
ये
we've
तो अब मैंने
got
एक
a lot
छोटी
of
लाइट
teams
चलाई है
already
राइट
out
साइड
here.
पे
Malaysia, Jordan, Maldives, Laos,
रूम टू
and
वीडियो में हाँ
of
बना
course
रहा हूँ वीडियो
some of
बना
the
रहा हूँ
teams that
लेकिन
have
जब
already taken the
रूम
bait
कंप्लीट बन
and
जाएगा
have
ना फिर
already
सारे
exited back to
कंपाइल
the
करके ना
lobby.
वीडियो को
Now
अपलोड
the
करूंगा
fight is not over just yet because we still got another team here that's about to challenge up a Sky and the rest of the team here. It's
एक
going
ये
to
वाला
be
शेड है
Bangladesh.
ऑरेंज शेड है ये नहीं सही
I mean, at this point, how the teams are playing, oh my God, it's so amazing. We're
ये
not
सही
seeing
है
the
ना
fights inside
ये
the
वाइट
circle, Andy.
लाइक
At
प्योर
this point, we're
वाइट
seeing the
शेड आ
fights
रहा है
outside of the
आखिरी दिन
circle
दुआ
that
वाला
actually
जस्ट
occurs,
लाइक
that
टेक
actually like
दुआ
takes down
की
till the very end.
इन शायद निकाल
Oh
जाएंगे
my
दुआ की
God,
जरूरत ही
I
नहीं
see
पड़ेगी
Team Pakistan close to the proximity.
पाकिस्तान की
There's
फोर्थ
gonna
राइस
be a
टीम है
fight.
बॉयज
There's also the team Nepal. There's Bangladesh in the front lines. On the southern side, there's another team. And I do totally believe that the fight
कौन
should
फिनिश
occur.
हुआ
At
पता
this
नहीं यार
point,
जब मैंने
the
देखा तब
fight
3 में
has
आने
to
थे
occur because there's only the Paradise Resort that
फोर्थ
can
राइज है
have for
फोर्थ
themselves,
राइज है
that the teams
बॉयज
can have for
जो भी
themselves.
स्ट्रीम पर
And
नहीं आ
apart
रहे हैं
from
स्ट्रीम
that,
को लाइक
look at
करता हूँ
all the other angles. Look at all the other positions. It's not like anyone that is that can have like a safer spot for themselves. But oh, that was a very, very smooth move from Precious side. He parked that car right
Oh.
जो
there.
जो भी
But
स्ट्रीम पर
instantly
नहीं आ
gonna
रहे
be
हैं स्ट्रीम
taken
को लाइक
down,
कर
and it's
दो
all over. Nepal Red in the Paradise Resort. They're gonna be eliminated by the hand of Vietnam.
So far, the Paradise Resort's fully booked with Team Vietnam here. They're making it harder for all the teams that will even try to attempt to get inside Paradise Resort. We've seen Precious getting tagged just moments ago and actually exiting the game already just because he tried to get inside Paradise Resort. And I think there's also another team there that would love to infiltrate that specific spot. But of course, they've already set up a very great system here, or defense system rather, coming from
देखिए
Team
जैसे
Vietnam.
जैसे
So we'll just
वोटी
have to
किल
wait and
निकाल
see
रही
if
है
that
वैसे
fortress is
आईडी भी निकल रही है
impenetrable.
क्या आगे
But
यहाँ
back into
करेंगे
the action, we've got 5 elimination
इंडोनेशिया भी
points
निकल रही है आज
being
ही अभी तो
bagged
पहला
up
मैच है
by
ब्रो
the boys of
गेम की भी कमेंट्री
Syria.
किया करो
And
ये
I think
करते
they're
हैं यार
doing
करते हैं
such
कमेंट
a
की
great
कमेंट्री
momentum for the start of day number 2.
ओके
Bangladesh
आईक्यू
was
हुआ
able to get just 1
मैं ना
point.
अभी
We've got
थोड़ी देर हुआ
Eddie
है मैं
down
बस
on the
उठा हूँ
ground, but they're
स्ट्रीम
not
ऑन
out of the
कर
woods
दिया
just yet because
जो
we've
भी
got
स्ट्रीम पर नहीं आ रहे
TOS
स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो
very
यार
near
प्लीज
them. And I think there's also
अस्सलाम
another team
वालेकुम
from
ब्रो
that might
वेलकम
join
टू द
into the
स्ट्रीम
mix. But all of this is happening, just like what you said, outside of the zone. So pressure is already creeping in.
The pressure is definitely creeping in at this point, and you can see how the dictation of this pace is actually going on. But there we go, Indonesia is going forward finally against Team Syria at this point. Timor-Leste in the meanwhile,
पाकिस्तान तीनों बंदे लाइव हैं एक किल उठा लिया उन्होंने
now we're down to the top 6, ladies and
नहीं नहीं
gentlemen.
लेट नहीं हुआ
Indonesia,
अभी
Team
पहला मैच ही
Pakistan,
चल रहा
they're
है
still on the top and they're still alive. They're still alive. The 3-4 players from their team. Syria, one player gets taken down by the hand of Ferdralis. There we go. That's 2 down from the Syria. There goes the grenade. Will it connect.
Okay.
That's your question. This is going to be the moment dictation.
अगर फोर्थ राइज की
If he
फाइट
connects
होती है
with
ना
third person, if he gets taken
वियतनाम
down,
या उस
which,
साइड से
in fact,
मंगोलिया वाली
wait a
साइड
second,
से
it did
अरे
get
अरे
like
अरे
the
अरे
third person
वियतनाम
taken
ने
down as well, meaning there's only a
आज
last guy, that is Yusuf from the team Syria from this point onward, and this guy has an M416. He's gonna try his level best to take
यार
down
आगे वियतनाम है इधर
almost
देख
on
रहे
the
हैं कि
shot
टीम
of the
फोर्थ राइज
players,
किस तरह
but
से खेलती है
now the
अस्सलाम
cars
वालेकुम
are
ब्रो
coming in,
वालेकुम
now the
अस्सलाम
cars
वेलकम
are
ब्रो
closing
स्ट्रीम
in into towards the players. Yusuf cooking another grenade. Let's see if he's gonna be able to get that connectivity down upon on the player. The player explodes in. Yusuf gets eliminated, and right from
वियतनाम
there,
वर्सेस
it's
टीम
all over.
पाकिस्तान
Syria out of the
और
match.
वियतनाम वहां पे
Indonesia
गेट कीप
securing a
कर रही है
total
टीम
of 5
पाकिस्तान का
eliminations for themselves in this match at the very start right now from this point onward.
ओए
Because
होए
this is
होए
the start
84 ओपी
for
नॉक
the aggression of Indonesia as well. At this point, from this
अरे
point onward,
नहीं
the top
फलक भी
teams,
गया
the Pakistan and the Indonesia, they're definitely going to start their aggression. They're definitely going to start their fight. But
उन्होंने
oh my
ऑलरेडी
God, I see
देखा हुआ
two
था
down from the team Pakistan. Vietnam is over aggressing upon these guys. Fala gets eliminated. We have T24. We have Naki.
अब तो
in
गाड़ी
the
भी नहीं
front
है
premises, but they're outside of the circle. 1 minute more. 1 minute more. And
वो
the
है
circle is
गाड़ी
gonna
गाड़ी
close
है
in, and the
गाड़ी है
circle will shift completely towards
अरे
the player. But
स्प्रे
oh my
चेक करो
God,
यार
another one. Lamborghini taking
कितना
down
गंदा
T4
स्प्रे था
right there.
अरे
Now
नोकी
from this
जिस
point
जगह से
onward,
जा
it
रहा है
is
ना
down to the last guy of the team Pakistan, and
आय
he is
हाय
getting
हाय
more shots. He's getting more shots. He's going to be taken
शिट
down from the Bangladesh side,
कोई
and
ना
he's going to be the
जीजीस
one responsible for that. And no point whatsoever. Just a single elimination point. And
इंडोनेशिया ने
second
6
place
पॉइंट निकाल लिए
number 5 that he managed to secure for himself. But now it is a
वो
fight.
जगह
for
बड़ी
the top four,
गंदी थी
ladies and
कंपाउंड
gentlemen.
ना
It is Indonesia,
डाउन
it is
साइड
Vietnam,
एरिया
it
में
is
थे
MN and the team of Bangladesh. I think MN is Myanmar, right?
And you know what? I don't think Indonesia is going to be slowing down their pace. It's going to be high octane. I think for the rest of the matches that we're going to have for this evening. And now we're down to just 4 teams for stage number 5 with 15 seconds on the clock here before we
बांग्लादेश
hit stage 6. Right now we're looking at the Bangladeshi team.
इंडोनेशिया
Of
का
course,
चिकन
yesterday
है
it wasn't such a
लग तो
great
ऐसे ही रहा है
streak
इंडोनेशिया
for
का
this
चिकन
team,
है
but so far so good for the first match today. I mean, they've already bagged 5 elimination points, so I guess that is quite a strong start for Team Bangladesh. It's about time for them to kind of pick up the pace here, but it's going to be a
कल
hard
बीटीआर ने
one
2 चिकन थ्रो किए थे
for now because I think they're
2
about to
चिकन
have
निकाले थे और
a
2 थ्रो
conflict
किए थे
up against Indonesia. And what makes it worse is the fact that they are sandwiched in between Indonesia and Team Vietnam, who has, of course, taken over a portion of Paradise Resort. And of course, the circle is already small, so it's already crowded at this point.
I mean, the circle.
कोई नहीं फर्स्ट मैच तो
How the
यस
circle is crowded, I don't think it's possible at this point, because the circle, I do believe that every single team, they can easily get inside that circle. They can have the circle for themselves, but another one that comes after this one, yes, they can survive in this one, but not the next one. Bangladesh, Vietnam,
वही
they're
स्ट्रीम को
right
लाइक
close
कर
to
दो
the
भूलना
proximity.
जाना
They're
यार
right next
जिसने
to
नहीं
each
किया
other.
वो
They're gonna be pissed. Both of the teams are gonna be pissed because some of the eliminations were from the Vietnam against Team Pakistan, some from the Team Bangladesh, and they were both fighting over the Team Pakistan's elimination, and they're definitely gonna be pissed about it. They're definitely gonna go for the fights and might get some occurrence in this, and we might see some
लीड बन
third
जाए हाँ
parties
लीड तो बन
coming
जाएगी
into the area as well.
ये
But
अब लीड बन गई
Daksua, he's low on that HP. He needs to heal himself. On the same time, Malak Bek, the guy that was the
4
MVP,
पॉइंट्स थे ना
he
कल
is still alive and he is still into the game.
ओ
I
18
cannot
पॉइंट थे
see
ना
how
कल
many elimination he has
तो
managed
अभी
to
आई थिंक
secure
4
for his
निकालने
team,
हैं
at least in this game. But here we go. One player from the team Myanmar, MPX,
ओ
is right now knocked out.
ओहो
Alex, in fact, gets knocked down as well. So that's 2. Third
मैं
one coming into
कितना
the way.
गंदा
And
मंगोलिया
oh
को
my
मारा
God, within the second, it is a Mongolia
लेक्सी
that has
1v3
been
किया इसने गाड़ी के
eliminated
साथ
right from there. No, this is not looking good. This is not looking
Nice
good for
one.
Indonesia, as well as one player, Lamborghini, is taking him down. And
रुक
now
मिनट
from
की
this
बात
point
थोड़ी सी
onward,
बढ़ा
it's a
दो
3
प्लीज
versus
ओके
4 versus 3.
बढ़ा दी
But that confirmation, this is going to take you, this is going to cost you your life. And for Raleigh, a beautifully done 9 elimination for the team. It is an amazing start once again for the Indonesia. And if you remember correctly, Andy, even the first match of the day number 1, that was for the Indonesia as well. They started their match with the win of a chicken dinner. Once again, in the Sanhok, they're showing their aggression and their momentum that, okay, Sanhok is specifically made for their win of a chicken dinner.
You know, the reason why I said that the circle is already crowded is the fact that we had like 15, 16 players moments ago, and they're already running out of option for cover. So you cannot really just spread out there in the open and kind of expose yourselves to all teams that are still participating in the lobby. So you need to be able to take a great vantage point, a great spot to be able to protect yourself and defend yourselves accordingly. But now that we're down to just 3 teams remaining for stage 8 here, this is going to be a great Mexican standoff for now,
बेटे विन
since
कर दिया अभी परे
everyone's
हैं
not
यार क्या
still
हो गया
pressured to move forward, just because we still got a little space to work with. But Team Vietnam definitely is being aggressive over here. They do have the chance to score that chicken dinner. They will try, of course, to do
ये
that
कौन था
zone
जो भी
control,
स्ट्रीम
but
पर आया था ये
Indonesia
कौन
is
था
still here.
ये
They
मेरी
are so
भतीजी
far
थी
the strongest contender that we have in this tournament, and they're racking up points here, going up against Team Vietnam. And I think
इंडोनेशिया से
these two
वियतनाम
teams
ओ
were gonna
ओ
go for
नाइस
battle first before
आलो
they head
No!
on to the
कितना गंदा
third
नेट था वो
team remaining here for match number
Their
1,
own
day 2 of
player!
this tournament. And of course, mistakes, they
ओए
don't
होए
have
होए
room for
के
tournaments like this
बंगाली
one. But
चिकन कहा
Vietnam is
सकते
already
हैं
down on the ground. But let's see if they can still flip
बंगाली
the
चिकन
script here
कहा
up
सकते
against Team
हैं
Vietnam. Who's gonna win the first chicken dinner here in
Oh
Sanhok?
my god, what is going on? What has happened in a single split second? Team Indonesia, the way that they had the momentum all for themselves, it's completely
बंगाली
gone,
ये
and they
कौन
have been eliminated, ladies and
बंगाली
gentlemen.
चिकन
They
कहा
have been
सकते हैं
eliminated.
बॉयज
We have Bangladesh, we have
हरे
Vietnam
हरे
right
हरे
next to the
दो मर
proximity.
गए
Mad
उनके
Machine has been taken
चिपी
down. Mad
चिपी
Machine
चप्पा
has been taken
चप्पा
away. Bangladesh gets eliminated, and it's a Vietnam that's
या
going to
बॉय
have the
मैं ना
winner with a
अपने
chicken
पैट्स
dinner
को
for
ना
themselves.
दाना
The
डाल के
chances were
नाश्ता लेके
so
आता
good
हूँ
for the Indonesia once again to secure the winner with a chicken dinner, but no, it is a Vietnam, ladies and gentlemen. It is Vietnam that's going to have the winner chicken dinner, and the amount of points that they're going to have, the amount of elimination that they managed to secure is a decent one as well on top of that, because not only we were seeing them fight throughout the whole journey, we were seeing them survive as well. They were doing a very amazing job, and that amazing job has led up to this moment where they're going to have the winner chicken dinner for themselves. And even on top of that, we have Lamborghini, ladies and gentlemen, as the MVP. 2 elimination, 880 damage, 85 healing done, 130 meter is the longest elimination that this guy has done, and 28.57% of the contribution for the team.
I think that Vietnam's victory right now opens a door for other teams lurking just behind Indonesia. Again, if we're gonna be putting a spotlight onto like Pakistan, Nepal, red, blue, they all see that giant can bleed. This could be a momentum shift that we have been waiting for, and where everyone starts playing fearless and looking for their own breakthrough. Of course, with Vietnam's win right now, the entire tournament has changed, and of course, we'll be looking forward to a lot more changes that will happen for the remaining matches we have so far. And again, this is quite a statement that Vietnam has done. They just showed that some of the giants can still be taken down in this competition, and right now Indonesia was close, so close again at securing that third winner chicken dinner for this tournament, but then again they were stopped by another team.
They definitely were, and it's definitely gonna like piss them off at this point as well. It's definitely gonna make them angry. Not only them, a lot of other teams that were trying to like secure the final moment winner of the chicken dinner, they were taken up against each other. I remember Vietnam actually nading themselves at one point. That was hilarious. That was actually hilarious. But we have the match summary, ladies and gentlemen. 55 elimination, 53 knockouts with 5,556 of the total healing. Throwable used just a number of 64. Wait a second. Wait, all those grenades that were used, were they at the very end circle that we were seeing? Airdrops looted, 1 headshot with a 6, and total rescues of 16 with 300. Wait a second, 300 meters being the longest elimination distance in Sanhok? Andy, that is a very, very long range shot.
Absolutely, but 64 throwables used. I think by far this is the lowest number that I've seen throwables being used in a match. But of course, that is Sanhok. It's a small map, so perhaps there was no need for the teams to actually just make it rain nades. They're more about bullets and actually taking down the opposition with a CQC rather than from like a mid-range shutdown. But here comes
जो जब भी स्ट्रीम पे
the
नहीं आ रहे
match
हैं स्ट्रीम को
rankings,
लाइक
ladies and
कर
gents.
देना
Obviously, Vietnam is at the top here with 17 points, and then we've got Indonesia coming in at second, and Bangladesh. This is such an improvement in terms of their gameplay for today, for match number 1.
I mean, we can see how well all the teams have played. The top three at the very least. Indonesia, even not getting the winner chicken in it, it's not going to affect them. Even being on the number 2, not being on the number 2 is not going to affect them. They're on still the number 3 that they got eliminated, and they have 16 total
Pakistan के
points.
4 points
Yes,
हैं, not
Vietnam
bad
managed
यार.
to like secure the winner chicken dinner. They have 17 points for themselves.
और
Then we have
इनका MS
Bangladesh on the
issue
hashtag number
है.
2, 13 points for themselves. Nepal red.
हाँ वो
They
MS
have the
कल भी तो
elimination draw
MS
as well
issue
in
थोड़ा
this
सा
match.
तो
8
होगा ना.
total points. Syria with the 7, Mongolia with the 6, 5 for Nepal blue. Then we have Pakistan with a 4, Jordan with a 4 as well, Timor-Leste, Nepal white at 3 points, Maldives with just a 1, and then we have Sri Lanka, Malaysia, and Laos with not even a single point to their name. Whether it's the position, whether it's the elimination, they have not managed to secure even a single point for themselves, and this is definitely going to like put them in the harm's way into the next few matches as well. It's definitely going to like put a small bit of pressure, because unless you play into the Erangels and then lose with the 0 points, you're not going to have that much of a
IQ
pressure.
ने
But ladies
channel
and
पे
gentlemen,
डाला
we
300
have the
पे
overall
जाना
ranking.
चाहिए.
After the match number 6, Indonesia is standing on a
यार बस
whopping
आना
92
इतना
points
इशू है.
for themselves. Pakistan on the 62.
मतलब
That's
MS
a
इतनी आनी
30
है.
point difference from number 1 all the way to the
ओए
number 2.
30 MS,
Meaning a
30
single
का
game is not
difference
going
हो
to
गया
cut it
आपको.
off. A single game is not going to cut it anymore that you need to secure the number 1 position. Nepal red on 59, more 3 points of a difference. Then we have Nepal blue, 11 points of a difference, 48. Vietnam 37, 32
हर
for the
स्टेज
Nepal
पे
white,
ग्राइंड
31
करेंगे
for
तो
Malaysia and Jordan as well. Then the 30 points
ग्राइंड
slows
हार्ड
down
फॉर
as we
प्ले
head over
इजी.
to the page number 2.
Yep, and of course with 6, is it 6? How many matches that we have? Yeah, 6 matches completed. The leaderboard is of course taking or starting to take shape rather, and Indonesia continues of course to lead the charge with a massive 92 points here, 55 elimination. Of course, they're still proving that they are
तो जब
still
स्ट्रीम पे
the
नहीं आ रहे हैं
most
स्ट्रीम को लाइक
aggressive team
करते हो.
in this tournament, but cracks are starting to show. That's what I can say. Pakistan, we've got Nepal red, blue. They're closing the gap, and I'm hoping for the final day it could bring a major shakeup. Of course, that will depend on how these teams are going to go through the remaining matches for today. Now, Indonesia has been very dominant from the start here, Torix, but their lead is, of course, isn't untouchable, so to speak. So I do wonder if they're going to remain at this kind of pace. You know, it's going to be high octane for Team Indonesia, but we all know that it can be exhausting at some point. So let's see how the endurance is going to play out for Team Indonesia. Now, Vietnam's WWCD victory earlier in Sanhok, it was like definitely a huge moment here. But they're still sitting at 37 points overall. I guess they've proven that they can take down again, you know, some of of course, the Titan currently for this tournament. But now they need to string this together more with the strong performance, since we are about to step into Erangel in a while.
I mean, the moment Indonesia's pace is gonna like slow down, the rest of the teams are gonna try to pick up their paces, because that's what they need to do if they want to secure the number 1 position. So far, 30 points of a difference from the number 1 and the number 2. Pakistan has the highest chance so far, and I'd say Nepal red also has the highest probability of overtaking the team Indonesia if they play their 2 matches. Next 2 matches are really good, given that it's Erangel.
वैसे भी
Every
MS
team
का
will
इशू
have
है
an
ब्रो,
equal
मुझे नहीं
opportunity.
आइडिया, मुझे नहीं
I would
आइडिया.
say Nepal
होगा
red
MS
has
का
a
क्यों इतनी
very big
एशिया
chance
टीम्स
of
खेल
securing
रही हैं
those
जिसमें से
decent
फेक
number of points.
पाकिस्तान टीम है,
But
तो MS का
MVP
इशू
ranking, it
होगा.
has changed. It has completely changed. We have Malakbek still on the number 1. We have Adralis on the number 2. Then we have T24 on the number 3 with 12 total eliminations. Then we have Rex. We have Precious, ladies and gentlemen. These 2 guys have just joined us onto the overall MVP ranking with 13 and 12 eliminations each for themselves. 2,000 plus damage for every single one of these top 5 players. A survival time going down to the
ऐसा
very
PMNC
minimum on the
बांग्लादेश का
hashtag
लास्ट
number
है.
4 with 15 minutes and 10 seconds. Then on the number 5, which is Precious, he goes down on the average survival of 16 minutes and 6 seconds. Not a lot of like a difference of the survival right there, but the damage and the number of elimination that has actually occurred, that's what's making the difference at this point.
Oh, definitely. I do wonder if we're going to seeing kind of a step up from Malaysia, Jordan. both teams have shown again flashes of dominance, but I feel like it's still, their energy is still kind of fluctuating. But then again, this is just the first day, or like the first match rather for day two. Bangladesh, again, the question for this team is how can they keep their consistency going for the remaining
आगामी इंडिया
matches
पर
today?
पकड़
I mean, it was such a great start for them, so I hope that we can see that kind of high energy gameplay towards the latter matches for today's event.
पाकिस्तान में नेटवर्क ठीक
I mean,
नहीं।
I kind of want to see all
हाँ
the
तो
aggression
इशू
that
कर रहा है मेरा भी।
is going to actually occur. Not on the Erangels, but on the Miramars as well. I'm really excited for the rushes and the third parties and the clash drops of the Miramars. I'm really excited for that. But right now, we have to move into the Erangel match. And before we head over there, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to take a short break. Do not go anywhere. Stay with us. Make sure you do like the stream and subscribe to the channel because there is one more day after this one as well. So we will see you after the short break.
हाँ आज कोई ना कोई इशू जरूर है, पाकिस्तान में नेट बहुत स्लो आ रहा है। अब नेट स्लो है वो, लाइक स्टार्ट हुए ना पाकिस्तानी आर्मी स्टार्ट हुई मिसाइल फेंकना, तो शायद उसकी वजह थोड़ा सा ना नेट डाउन किया हो। चाय भी ला दो। अरे डोट ना डालो गोकू, डोट डालोगे ना और नाइट बोर्ड ना आपको वो कर देगा। टूर्नामेंट कितने दिनों, 3 दिनों का ब्रो। क्या मैचेस हैं टाइसन टोटल? 5 एक मैचेस हो गया ना। स्टार्ट होते ही खत्म हो गया। हम पाकिस्तान अल्लाह की जात से डरते हैं, जो बात है। इसलिए कोई टाइम मसला ही नहीं है यार, मर जाएंगे ज्यादा से ज्यादा तो जन्नत में जाएंगे, और क्या चाहिए, शहादत से बड़ी मौत और क्या चाहिए। मुझे ना पानी भी ला दो। वही मैं ना नाश्ता कर लूँ, बहुत ज्यादा मुझे भूख लगी है। मैं ना उठ के फौरन ही स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट कर दी है। ये तो स्टार्ट होते
initiate the early fights, maybe for themselves, because that's one way that you can dictate on the other team that yes, you are here for business, you are here to get some eliminations done up upon your enemies. But we have Lebanon, ladies and gentlemen, back into the game, but only with the 3 players this time around.
And we all know, ladies and gents, of course, that Erangel isn't just a battleground. It's where teams show their adaptability. So, what to expect coming into our first Erangel today? I think Indonesia will likely double down on their control of the game here. I mean, they've already got the lead, and they don't want to lose it. Of course, Pakistan and Red Nepal, we do expect some sort of aggression to kind of come into play. Vietnam, I think they will need to capitalize on their momentum here. I mean, it was such a great gameplay for them, great performance coming from Sanhok, so that last win will definitely put them on the map. They cannot afford to slow down for this round. Meanwhile, teams lower in the standings like Bangladesh, Mongolia, Laos, Syria, of course, I mean, starting down a make or break moment for them. Playing safe again won't cut it anymore. So, of course, if they would want to break into the top tier here, this is the round to flip the narrative. And this is, I guess, a great circle for us, not for the teams, right? Because it's going to be more entertaining. Because we've got two portions of Erangel. So we've got a portion of the main peninsula and a part of the south side of Erangel, which makes it a dangerous circle.
I mean, the circle, it really dictates on the flow on how like your brain is gonna work out, how you're gonna like take those quick action for yourself. But wait a second. Team Indonesia, they have secured already 4 eliminations for themselves in this early of the game. They did a clash drop. They won it out. They got those 4 eliminations without even a single casualty. That's definitely going to put them in a really good spot. Then we have Vietnam, the team that took that winner chicken dinner right before this one. And right now they're struggling. One player's like completely eliminated. Levito is low on that HP, but Lamborghini, I would say this guy has the best probability because of the position that he is in to get some decent number of initiative on the players, on the enemies. Then the rest of the team should follow up, get those eliminations, get those confirmations for themselves. I can see this guy with just the 30 bullets of that AKM for his side. But oh my god, Lamborghini, the guy on the rooftop, finally has been taken down. Now, Alex, you need to move forward. He's going to go on the top of the roof. He will go forward. He will try to get that initiative and those eliminations upon on the players. But now, this is the time for the team. From this point onward, they have to like think of something. Alex is on the top of the roof. He's gonna go down as well. All of the players are on the stairs. Alex, in fact, managed to secure one more knockdown. But after that, Alex is also gonna be taken down. Oh my god, this has potentially gone to a 1v1 from this point onward. Vietnam moving forward. The Uzi did not work out, and last but not the least, Dashua manages to secure the final nail in the coffin, get the 4 eliminations, and all the 4 players of the team Mongolia, they are going to be alive. They're going to survive as well. I don't know why. He could have like eliminated the player. He could have like finished off, completed the player before the last player could have rushed upon on this guy. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure why he didn't do that, because it happened with his teammates at one point from the Mongolia side. So he could have potentially done the same thing to them. After this, talking about the other teams, this is potentially the 2 total eliminations: Vietnam and Team LA. Laos. These 2 names have been completely eliminated from this match number 2. The first Erangel, starting Erangel like this early on, getting eliminated. This is gonna put so much of a pressure, because now you have to not only wait 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes for your next match, but the amount of practice that you had with your aim, with your movement, it can get a little bit cranky as well.
So this is the story, guys. If you guys are keeping tabs, of course, know what is going on in Pochinki. As you all know, Team Vietnam, they love to drop in Pochinki. They know this particular spot inside and out. But it's a different story for ESAN today, for this Asia Showdown, just because Mongolia had already obliterated them 3 times in Pochinki. They weren't able to defend this spot up against Mongolia, so maybe it's time for Team Vietnam to change their draw spot in terms of like having the fight in Erangel. But of course, that would be an even bigger story, because if they do pick another drop location for Erangel, that means that they are already giving up on winning the fight in Pochinki area. But of course, if they continue on losing fight at the beginning of Erangel, then eventually it
अच्छा
will
भैया 1
definitely
मिनट
take
ब्रो
a
मैं पीकेजी
toll
है
on
मैं
them.
देखता हूँ
After on, they just
ओके
followed
ओके
through a massive
होगी यार
win
मैं
from
तो अपनी मना
Sanhok,
कर रहा था मतलब
and
मुझे
it's such a
आइडिया नहीं है
stake, like a knife in the heart here to
जितना हार्ड ग्राइंड करेंगे
lose
पाकिस्तानी
right
इतना
from the
ज्यादा
get
अच्छा
go.
है ना
I mean, losing right from the get-go, we already talked about it. It's a really like difficult position for the teams, for the players individually and their performance as well for the next games as well. It definitely dictates like a slower pace for the next games. But right now, Lebanon, the team that did not join the match number one,
एमएस
they're
इशू अब
finally
को
into the
एक
game, ladies
पाकिस्तानी
and
टीम है
gentlemen.
बाकी
And
डिफरेंट
as a
इंजन्स की
three-man,
टीम्स
as a
है
three
तो
players,
एमएस इशू तो
Easy,
लाजमी
Wade,
होगा
and Fadel. These are the names that will try to like secure as much points as
यार
possible.
पाकिस्तान को
So
अब
far,
एक
they're
दो
at the
मैच
very bottom of
चाहिए
the chart
आज
with
ही
just the 8 total
नहीं तो
points.
अगर
They're
लीड अगर
not even
ज्यादा
on the
बढ़ती गई ना आखिरी
double-digit
दिन में
points.
बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा
TLS, they managed to secure the double-digit points just before this match as well. They got on that had number like 12 points for themselves overall. There's Sri Lanka with 15. The bottom line, Laos, they were on the number 22 points for themselves. So all these bottom line teams, they need to like dictate themselves, and they have to like go for a really, really aggressive start if they want to like have any decent amount of chance to secure the position, because you don't have a lot of matches even for yourself. You only
कमेंट्री
have a
साउंड
couple of
हाई
matches,
आपकी
9
साउंड
matches in
कम
total.
यार मैं
Comparing
खुद
this
अभी
match,
कम बोल रहा
comparing
हूँ
this
मैं
match
चाय
as well,
यार
but
फिर
the
मैं कम कर
SPLK
चाय
from
पीते
side
कौन
is
सी
going to take
यूज
him down.
चाय
Team
पत्ती कौन सी
Indonesia
यूज
is
कर
going to
पता
lose
नहीं
their
आ रहा
players,
मुझे
and
इन
oh
चीजों
my
का नहीं
god, the
आइडिया
team that is on the hashtag
घर वाले लाते हैं
like the number one, they might be that one team that might face a lot of casualties. That's the second one down. Federholza is the last guy, the one and only hope for the team.
ओ
One
नाइस
of the
वन
players
इंडो मर गई है
instantly is going to be
नहीं
taken off
हाँ
from the
इंडोनेशिया मर
player
गई है
side. Indonesia with the 4 elimination, they have been
अब
eliminated,
पाकिस्तान
and
नेपाल दोनों के बाद चांस है
now
कि अपने आप को
Andy,
ना ऊपर
this
लेके
gives
जाए
enough chance for Nepal Red, for Pakistan to like get as
मारो
much
इन्हीं
points as they
इन्हीं को
can to like at least lower the like difference between the points of these two teams, the number one and the number two, or the
उतनी
number
दूर
three
से
at this
स्प्रे
point. But Nepal Red, they're not
ओए
only just winning
फोर्थ
out the
राइज
one
है
here,
फोर्थ
they're
राइज है
third
फोर्थ
party.
राइज
That
आ
is the
गई
team Pakistan coming on. The top two giants, the top three
ओए
giants
होए होए
have
होए
actually gone head to head against
अगर
each
यहाँ पे
other
टीम
right
पाकिस्तान
here
मार
at this
देते हैं नेपाल
proximity.
रेड
But
को बड़ा
so
मजा आ
far,
जाएगा
what I'm seeing is the team Nepal Red, they don't want to like take any kind of fights over here. They just want to get out of here as soon as possible, because they know they just took down the top giants. This is the moment, this is the chance that they have to take, they have to seize to get as much points as they can to lower the like a difference between the points.
Yep, and in order for Nepal Red, of course, to dethrone Indonesia at this point, they will have to acquire at least like more or less 30 points just to be able to get the top spot. Yes, it was a different tactical gameplay coming from Indonesia. If y'all remember, Indonesia actually
ओए
choose
होए
to
होए जोन बहुत
always
ज्यादा
drop
गंदा
down
कट गया
school area to different team that they have
बहुत ही ज्यादा
more
गंदा
cash
कट गया
with, but
जोन
this time they were full on their rotation, challenged up the boards
ऐसे
of
मोड बना दो
Nepal
या
Red,
मॉडरेटर
and
अब भी नहीं
it
मुझे
was a
जरूरत ही
little
नहीं
this time around, they
मॉडरेटर
were a
की
little bit
सीरियसली
down
मैं
on
खुद ही
their
हैंडल कर
side in
लेता
terms
हूँ
of their communication, since
ज्यादा
they
मोड हो जाए फिर
obliterated
चैट से
one
ब्लियो
of
ब्लियो हो
the
जाती है
in an instant. So it was a good job, in terms of like defense coming from the side of Nepal Red. So
रेगुलर आओ
they were
इंशाल्लाह
able
फिर
to,
आपको
of
भी
course, maintain this
मैं
high
बना दूंगा
octane
मॉडरेटर
gameplay from here then on. But now the circle had
ओ
already
हो
shifted once
हो
again, ladies and gents, and it had favored, to go south part of Erangel,
नोकी
so it
क्या
would be
कर रहा है
indeed for those teams in the main peninsula to cross over to the south side, and that could be, of
अच्छी
course, a
रोटेशन है
little tricky to
रोटेशन
pull
जो
off,
बात
since
है
I bet there will be teams that will do a
वो जो भी
major
स्ट्रीम पे न्यू आ रहे हैं स्ट्रीम
bridge
को लाइक
camping
कर
here
दो
to secure
सही से
more
होना कैंप
points
होगा
from
प्लीज
this round.
I mean, this is the time. This is the time for the bridge camps to occur, and I kind of want to see that happening at this point. But Team Pakistan, they're not gonna like bridge camp that much. Like, look at them. They're going on the top of the mountains. They're going all like separate spots for some reason. Maybe they're trying to like locate the positions parameters first. They're trying to know who is like into the backside of their like area. But Falak, come on. Come on, get on top of this. Oh my God, bridge, and he actually did that. Apex versus Nepal Red, in fact, is fighting at this point. Nepal Red is losing their players as Saitama also gets taken down. Oh my God, that's 2 down. Back to back, Nepal Blue coming into the proximity as well. We
इस
are seeing them in the military base island, so they don't have to like fear anything. They just have to
आई
wait
जी
it out
बहुत
for
अच्छा
the
है
next
एकदम से
Mongolian. Mongolia is the
दोनों ही
one
अच्छे हैं अपनी
that is
अपनी जगह
taking
पे
down this giant, this top team at this point. Another grenade, but Alex is going to switch to the DBS, but DBS is not going to affect anything against the SROK. SROK is going to win it out. The DBS from Fatality is going to do a lot of damage. The player could have gotten knocked down, but Fatality also down. Oh my God, this has gone to a 2 versus 2. A grenade is being cooked by the hand of Apex, but Apex, no. I think Apex has received a grenade on his side as well. And
या
that
ब्रो आप
means,
रेगुलर आओ ना
that
मैं आपको
means
बना
the
दूंगा
player could have been down. No, in fact, Apex is still alive. Precious is trying to heal himself back to 75% HP. It is. He is the last guy. Apex is the final hope. And now he is up against the 3 players of these giants. Nepal Red is going to instantly obliterate this situation. Mongolia is going to be out. And with 9 elimination, Team Nepal Red with beautiful points to their name. They are here on business.
Oh my goodness. Obviously, they are dictating the pace of the game here. 9 elimination points for just stage 2 here in Erangel. Hopefully, we can see this kind of energy up to the latter stages of the game here, since Saitama had already been sent back to the lobby. So 3 manpower for the side of Nepal Red. Let's see how well they're going to be doing in
अस्सलाम
this
वालेकुम ब्रो
round.
एंटिटी
So far,
किंग ब्रो
we're
वेलकम
looking at Pakistan. Of course, they do have the opportunity as
बहुत
well to
मजे का
survive
बहुत
the win
मजे
here,
की
just
चिकन
because they
बहुत
are
बड़ी
staying
गेम आने
onto
वाली है पाकिस्तान की अब
the west side bridge here, going through Sosnovka military base. Right inside the military base, we've got, of course, Ragnarok and the rest of the team here. But of course, before we jump into that, we've got White,
नहीं होता
or Team White of
हाइटेड एरिया में अगर नॉक
carrying
हो भी गया इजीली हाँ
one
जो
point
अपोजिट साइड
for
पे
the
ब्रिज
team
के
here. I don't exactly know where they are, but I'm pretty sure that they are already headed towards the south part area of Iranga. We're looking
अस्सलाम
at the
वालेकुम
bridge
साइको ब्रो
situation.
वेलकम टू द
42
स्ट्रीम
players still inside.
मजे का स्प्लिट्स लिया हुआ है
Oh my God.
ये गेम अच्छी चाहिए
That is one thing that I can definitely see. That
पहले
DBS
मैच में
is
तो
going to
उनके
have
तकरीबन
great
4 पॉइंट थे
opportunity at this
सैनोक ये
point.
दूसरे
They
मैच
have
में
1
अच्छा
point
खेल रहे
from
भी
the
1 पॉइंट
Nepal
निकाला
team that is right
ब्रिज
now
कैंप किया हुआ
moving
है
into the proximity, and they have to like jump in the water. They have to go in the circle.
ओए
They
नेपाल
have
रट
to
रहे
go
9
in
किस
the middle.
निकाले इस मैच में
Faddle, he's being pushed upon. He's gonna have the DAB. In fact, 1987, the pump action in his hand. In the meanwhile,
ओ
Nepal White is kind of struggling as Easy is low on that HP. The player has not only healed himself back to the 75% HP,
ओए हो
but
नेट
he
से जाएगा
managed to, like, so far survive at this
नहीं
point.
नहीं
The grenade is going to come down. Haitami is not going to receive that grenade. The grenade actually overshooted at that point. Got
नाइस
overshot. Jiggle going forward. Now with the DBS in hand, it's a
ओहो
DBS
नाइस
versus
मैन
the Scar L
अभी
at this
सेकंड
point.
ही
But
चल रहा है हाँ हाँ अभी
Sleepy is
सेकंड
going to
चल रहा है
make
जी जी
Easy sleep at this point. Lebanon out of the match. That's
पलक
3
मरेगा
points
बहुत
for Nepal White as
मरेगा
well.
बहुत
Slowly
गलत
but
जगह है
steadily,
नहीं
this
नहीं
team is
फलक
actually
बैक से
gathering
सर्वाइवल
more
खेल रहा है ना
and more and
फलक
more points for
फलक
themselves.
खेल
They
रहा
are
है लाइक अपनी
not
टीम के लिए
top
बस
5
किल्स के
overall
लिए
as
कि
well. They
पीछे
do
पूरी
not
टीम
have
को
that
मार
fix.
सके
This
व्हाट
is
डू यू थिंक
unlike
टाइसन भाई
the
की गोइंग टू द
Team
बेस्ट
Bangladesh, Team Malaysia, where
या
they have
आईजीएल
consistently
सारे
won
बेस्ट है
matches
अगर
very
उसके अंडर उसके
consistently,
बाकी टीम
very
प्ले
wise after
अच्छा
yesterday's
खेल रहे
match.
हैं ना
What
तो
was
सारे
going
आईजीएल
on here?
बेस्ट है
But wait, what is this
अगर
going
फोर्टेज
on?
अच्छा खेल
Lots
रहे हैं
of
हम सिर्फ
moving.
आईक्यू
What
को
is it
अप्रिशिएट
going
नहीं करेंगे
forward?
हाँ
Come on, Trigger,
आईक्यू
get
को
your
अप्रिशिएट
car.
करेंगे लेकिन
Make
साथ
sure
साथ
that the car
जो
is
दूसरे
not
प्लेयर्स रहने
blocking
वाले
your
तीनों उन्हीं
enemy
को
at
अप्रिशिएट
this
करेंगे
point.
लाइक उन
This
तीनों
is
की वजह से
You know what, Nepal
लाइक
White
वो
actually
आईक्यू
trying
की
to
जो आइजलिंग है
take
ना
out
वो
before we step into
सारी
stage
चीजें
2 here. So
वर्क
we're
कर
just
रही
a
हैं
minute checking, since
लाइक
usually
सारे
this
फ्रैगर्स वगैरह
stage
सारी
2
चीजें
game, we're trying to check like
और लो
how
गाड़ी
is
काट होगी इस
impacting the
बंदर के
overall
बच्चे
gameplay
अच्छा
of
सोलो था
Nepal
ये
White. But anyway, a lot of trade-offs have been happening right in the
लाइक
military area.
क्रेडिट
We've got
तीनों को
Sleepy
जाएगा
heading up
ओनली
towards
आईजीएल को नहीं
proximity
जाएगा
right here, and Meanie on the screen just making sure that he protects his comrades with that massive spray up
यार
against
आप
that
कुछ
player. But unfortunately, he
कहोगे
overextended his
जंग
speed.
के बारे में
He
यार
just
जंग
wants to
के
go
बारे
ahead
में
and
मैं
actually shut
कुछ
him
इतना
down
खास
right
नहीं
at
कहूँगा
that
ये कहूँगा
distance.
कि
And
मुझे
Syria
अपनी
has
पर्सनल
ample
कोई इशू
chance
वो
to
नहीं
take
है
out their teammates, and of
टेंशन
course
नहीं है
just
भाई
follow
जंग
the
हो
lead of a
ना
team to
हो
the latter
हो
stages of the
भी
game
जाए
here.
फिर भी इजी
However,
सीन है
Bangladesh
मरेंगे तो
hesitated
सीधा
on
जन्नत में
taking
नहीं
down
तो
not
कोई
by the
नहीं
player
बाकी
side,
मुझे
but by
वो
the
लाइक वो
team
ट्रस्ट
themselves.
लेवल बहुत
White
ज्यादा है एक
very
अल्लाह पाक पे और एक
hesitating
पाकिस्तान
in this
आर्मी पे
game
तो मैं
to
फुल
score
इजी
points for
सीन हूँ
himself.
लाइक मौत से डर नहीं लगता आप तुमको
He did,
समझ
he did.
सेकंड मैच है
So far, it is. Oh
पाकिस्तान ने दूसरा किल निकाल लिया, जी जी बॉय।
This is not looking good for majority of the teams. And
ओके
the teams that are kind of like on the second chart pages, they are struggling. But Pakistan, I'm not sure why, but nobody seems to be coming from this bridge side. The moment Team Pakistan is camping this, they're holding this
नहीं
bridge
नहीं,
side,
आएगी आएगी
nobody seems to be
आएगी।
moving away from this bridge. Either they're
हाँ
all
सीधी
on
बात है, यहाँ तो
boats,
विना, यहाँ तो
or
जन्नत है,
for
बात
there's
खत्म।
all like the teams that are on the
उसे
middle
डरना
of
ही
the
नहीं
bridge
है,
side.
डरे वो जिनको डर है एक्चुअल
They
में।
might have a possibility of taking down this team.
मैं लेट हो गया यार, सारे लेट हो गए जानी। मुझे टोरिक्स ने कहा, मैं टोरिक्स गेम खेल रहे थे, टोरिक्स मुझे बता दिया था कि लाइक 12 सवा 12 है ना कि मैं 12:30 के करीब उठा था, 15 मिनट में भी लेट हो गया था, लेकिन मैं स्ट्रीम ऑन कर दी थी आपके फोन में। जो जब भी स्ट्रीम पर नहीं आ रहे, स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर देना यार। हो फिटे लग गया 10 किल, ओए होए होए, नेपाल रेड 10 किल निकाल लिए, 69 पॉइंट निकाल लिए उसने, बल्कि ज्यादा। वो मर्द नहीं जो डर जाए हालात की खोनी मंजर से। मैं ना कल आप लोगों को बताना भी भूल गया, नहीं तो मैं आप लोगों को कल बता देता था ना। ऐसे में दिसंबर में होगा, दिसंबर में ऑलमोस्ट। ओ 11 किल।
And now his only chance is hoping that this boat actually explode. The player gets eliminated, and that has not occurred. The player gets eliminated from the
कल भी ऑलमोस्ट 700 प्लस ही लाइक ये 3 किलो हो गए। कल भी ऑलमोस्ट 700 प्लस ही लाइक हुए थे यार। ब्रिज कैम्प किया कोई टीम है, लेकिन फिर भी 3 किल्स उठा लिए हैं। अरे कल रात गलती से इंडिया न्यूज देख ली तो वो हो तो हम वहाँ तो जी भी चल रहा था। नहीं नहीं, उधर तो कह रहे भाई लाहौर तबाह हो गया, लेकिन मैं लाहौर रहता हूँ, कोई ऐसा सीन नहीं होता।
coming from Nepal Blue, ladies and gents. And again, it has been a steady pace for Nepal Blue. They are not shaken by any pressure whatsoever coming into day two of this tournament.
3 किल,
It's still the same
11
momentum for them.
69।
For team
ओए होए
Showdown
होए,
Indonesia,
अगर
they
ये
have
टीम
Tyler
पाकिस्तान
coming into
चिकन
stage number
निकालती है
4. Let's
तो
see
मैं
if
भी
they
फिर
can
थोड़ी सी लीड
finally
कम
score
हो।
a chicken dinner to get that cherry on top. But anyway, example, I think
जो जब भी
the
स्ट्रीम पे नहीं
team
आ
we're
रहे, स्ट्रीम को
talking
लाइक
about,
करो यार
okay,
जालमो।
how are we gonna approach this one? Are we gonna
किंग
split
भाई ये
out,
मोड
turn
नहीं
out to
बना
defend,
रहा,
or stick
कुछ
to the end
बोलो
of the
उसको।
circle? But of course,
और
we
कह रहा
need
है
to
पेशावर
have
तबाह
very
है,
good
लेकिन
patience
ये ना
and
पेशावर में
take
कल
the challenge just to
नॉन
secure
स्टॉप
that
वो
chicken
जो
dinner.
भी उनके
And
ड्रोन्स या
example,
मिसाइल जो भी
scientific
कहते हो वो
reason,
गिरे
they
थे।
thought, of course, a team
मेरा
camping
फ्रेंड रहता है,
towers
उसने बताया
just
था।
in the middle, but Pakistan
कहते भाई
all
आप
in a
लाहौर
flip
किस
of
जगह
every
में रहते हो? मैं
location
रहता
against the
हूँ
IQQ team
मुगलपुरा,
wasn't
लालपुर,
as
नेपुल के
great
पास।
up against the
भाई मेरी
opposition.
लोकेशन ले गई, ये ना कह रहे हैं इंडिया को इधर ही डालो।
Just yet.
मेरा घर का एड्रेस है, मैं बताता हूँ। हाउस नंबर 124/7, स्ट्रीट नंबर 3, फतेहगढ़ चमनपारा, लाहौर। वो इधर ड्रोन डालो, फिर मैं लाइव स्ट्रीम के ऊपर आप लोगों को दिखाऊंगा। तो भाई देखो ड्रोन आ रहा है बच्चों, ड्रोन आ रहा है। यार एक फीमेल वो पकड़ी गई है। ये सारे गैस वाले बलून है, सारे गैस वाले नहीं नहीं, गैस वाले नहीं है यार। जोन आ गया हैवी, शायद निकालेंगे इंशाल्लाह। आईक्यू बहुत संभल इधर सुबह डिफेंस चेक कर रहे थे, पेशावर में लोग एक पे फायर कर रहे। हाँ हाँ मैं देखा था। यूटी मेरे से तकरीबन कह लो कि 10 मिनट की मुसाफत पे है। यूटी ना ये मैं लाइक जहाँ मैं बैठा हूँ ना, इस तरफ ना डायगोनल में स्ट्रेट जाते जाते 10 मिनट अगर जाते रहो ना तो सामने है, शालामार बाग के पास ही है यूटी। मैं यूटी रहता हूँ। ओके लालपुर वाली साइड पे मैं भी रहता हूँ। और ओ नाइस वन। मैं लालपुर से जो बाहर आता है ना, लालपुर डिपो के बाद जो ग्रिड स्टेशन आता है, उससे आगे हसन जूस कॉर्नर आता है, उसकी गली में रहता हूँ, अगर पता किसी को। अच्छा जी, मैं भगवान में रहता हूँ। अरे नाइस वन, मैं समनाबाद हूँ, टोरिक्स भी समनाबाद ही रहता है। अच्छा जी भाई, लाहौर तबाह हो गया, मैं कब्र से देख रहा हूँ। ड्रोन तबाह कर दे, मैं आपको शुरू से देख रहा हूँ। मेरा भाई बीजेटी में पढ़ रहा। अरे माशा, इंडिया को चाहिए कि लाइट वालों पे बम फेंके। 3 गेम पे हाँ बहुत तगड़ा खेला है सीरियसली। 3 नेपेक्स तो ऐसे जैसे फुल वो गुस्से वाली नहीं नेपेक्स होती, वो चल रहा है। तब का गोदी मोदी को लोकेशन देता हूँ आपकी। मैं समय पूरा हूँ एक साथ, पूरा रहा हूँ एक साथ। ओके, रुकी जंग नहीं, अभी तो स्टार्ट हुई है जंग। कहाँ रुकी है ब्रो, अभी तो हमने स्टार्ट किया। ओके अच्छा यार बॉयज, मैच पे फोकस करो, मैच पे फोकस करो।
It wasn't a great start in Sanhok for Team Pakistan. They were at second place before we started the matches today, and they got taken over, of course, by Nepal Red. But since we already have
बहुत
a
गंदा
lead
होल्ड
in
किया हुआ
this
डीरस
matches
ने।
as well with 11 elimination points, I think this is the chance for Team Pakistan
और
to
ये
really
मैंने देखा ना,
claim
बहुत गंदा
their spot
होल्ड किया हुआ
in
उन्होंने।
the rankings. But this is not good news for the side of Pakistan since we've got a couple of players down on the ground, and Ganta is about ready to take down T24. But of course,
उसे
there
पता
was a
लग गया, उसे पता
hesitation
लग
in
गया,
that
साउंड आ
lane.
गई
He
होगी।
switched to his Scarlet, but I think he's gonna go back into
और ये
3v4
निकल।
solo up against
ओए
T24. But can
शुक्र है।
he be accurate? No name actually popped
बहुत
up
प्यारा
in
होल्ड था
front just
डीरस
yet,
का,
but
क्योंकि
pretty sure
बैक
that
वाली
Blue
हिल भी
team
होल्ड थी,
is keeping an eye
यहाँ से
on the
मूव
ones in
कर ही
front
नहीं
of us, and of
सकते
course
थे।
just making sure that they keep them at bay in
बाज
the
पार्टी के
early
0
part
रुपया
of
कुछ
the
भी नहीं
game. They
मिला
have
ब्रो।
that advantage, of course, up against Team Pakistan to just make sure that they will be a little difficult
मजे का
on their
होल्ड था
side
यार।
to infiltrate the zone.
उनके दो बंदे बैक पे थे, एक बंदा डिप पे, एक बंदा कंपाउंड पे। लग रहा था फलक जाएगा, हाँ फील तो मुझे भी आ रही थी। कोई ना कोई ना, 3 मैन है वहाँ, जोन है उस जगह पे, लेकिन इस जगह पे आई थिंक किल्स के लिए आ रहे थे। सेकंड मैच चल रहा है, आपने फर्स्ट मैच क्यों लगाया है? मैंने कहा फर्स्ट मैच लगाया हुआ है, सेकंड भी तो चल रहा है। यार गिलजिटीस यार, लाहौर में पोर्ट कब से आया? कैलेंडर में है, लाहौर में कहाँ से पोर्ट आ गया? नहीं नहीं, हम अपने न्यूज़ में तब भी जीतते हैं जब एक्चुअल में वो चीज़ें हो रही होती हैं, क्योंकि हम न्यूज़ नहीं देख रहे, हम पक्की खबर खबर देख रहे हैं। यार हॉटस्पॉट अभी इशू कर रहा है ब्रो, अभी कर देता हूँ। हम ना न्यूज़ नहीं देख रहे, हम देख रहे हैं प्रॉपर, लाइक कहते हैं ना, लाइव लाइव देख रहे हैं आंखों से क्या हो क्या रहा है उस जगह पे। गुड मॉर्निंग ब्रो, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। नहीं नहीं, मैं लाहौर पोर्ट तबाह हो गई यार, ये में पोर्ट है ही वो आई थिंक वो जो बीआरबी के पास वो गन्ने वाला लगाता है ना बंदा, लगता है वो उसने एक आधी कश्ती रखी हुई है ट्रेवल करने के लिए नहर के आर पार, लगता है उसकी पोर्ट तबाह हो गई है।
Still a complete squad here, which is always a huge advantage. Let's see if Team
लेट्स गो
Pakistan will
टीम
be able
पाकिस्तान,
to
4
make
किलो हो
their
गए हैं,
way back
चिकन
home.
चाहिए बस।
We only have 3 members here. Of course, trying to still make it happen for Team Pakistan, but of course, Nepal Blue, they can hear the
नाइस वन,
footsteps. They know
5 किल।
exactly where the opposition will be coming from,
ऐसे भाई न्यू
and
पेरेंट्स की पक्की
it's
उससे
either
सेटिंग
they
है।
get into the middle of the military base or take care of business first for
जयगवारा
Team
जयगवारे की
Pakistan
स्टोरीज देखा
before
करो
they
ना।
get inside the military base.
जयगवार
A lot
कह
of
रहा है
options.
कि
The
मैप
good thing
सबसे
about
पहले, ओ
Team
नाइस वन,
Pakistan
क्या
is
स्प्रे
that
था,
he
फिनिश फिनिश
survived.
फिनिश।
He
आ
spotted
ये
members
अच्छा,
of
6
Nepal
किलो हो
Blue,
गए।
and now
वो
he
कह
is
था मैं
able
सबसे
to
पहले भागा था, लेकिन
guard
बाद में
down
पता लगा
the
फीमेल है,
entire
मैं कुछ कर नहीं
edge
सका।
of
अगर
the
होता ना
base. They are
कोई
staying
मर्द वगैरह से, ने पेल पूल देना था उसे। जयगवार की स्टोरी देखा करो, हर 2-2 1-1 मिनट बाद ना आपको अपडेट मिल रही होगी। बहुत प्यारा यार। 6 किलो हो गए ना, 65 और 71 पॉइंट हो गए हैं, 96 86। यार अगर ये मैच अच्छा निकाल जाती है ना, और 84 नॉक, नो नो फिनिश। यार इतना क्विक फिनिश होते हैं ना। इंस्टा बताओ जैगवार का, मैं बताता हूँ जैगवार, F2D जैगवार लिखोगे ना, मैं बताता हूँ। ये मैच खत्म होता है ना, मैं आप लोगों को लिख देता हूँ।
Oh my god, this is so
ये
like
बंदा
on
लाइक
the
न्यूज से ज्यादा इसकी
side
स्टोरीज वगैरह देखोगे ना आप लोग,
that it's a
आप
majority
लोगों को
of
पता
the
लग जाएगा
players
क्या
that you
एक्चुअल में
play
हो रहा
against,
है.
you are in the open, you stay out in the open. It's such a cheeky circle that whether you have the cars or not, you're gonna be in a very difficult position whatsoever. Jordan clever,
7 किलो हो गया,
trying the
नाइस वन.
clever move, but not clever enough. He has been spotted. The shots can definitely hit him, but another clever move that he smokes it out. He makes sure that he is surviving for now. The random sprays are
भाई जो
not
जो भी
going
स्ट्रीम
to
पे आ
hurt
रहा है
him
स्ट्रीम को
too
लाइक
much,
क्यों नहीं कर रहे यार.
but just a little
270 बंदा देख रहा है, सिर्फ
bit
170 लाइक हुआ,
about
100 बंदे ने
the
लाइक नहीं किया
feel
हुआ.
that we are talking about in the circle, that no
हम्म.
one's gonna be like safe from this.
I love the fact how
या आप लोगों
Team
को वो
reacted
चीजें
in
बताएगा
this situation.
जो आप लोगों
If
को
you see
पता
the
भी नहीं
match
होगी,
just moments ago, example
लाइक
was
थोड़ा सा ना
already
हट
on the
के.
northern side here. They went on a split defense. Obviously, some of the
क्योंकि
teams
ये
that were
आर्मी
on
की
Team
तरफ
Blue was
से
taking
ना,
the
लाइक
defensive
कह लो
stance
कि
from Team Pakistan, but they
ऑफिसर की
were
तरफ
able
से
to
ना उधर
shift.
होता है
Example
ट्रबल
was
कोर्ट
also
में, तो
Team
इसको
I. Close
सही
down
सही
all
प्योर
those
प्योर
teams
खबरें होती
over
है.
to the right side.
खबरें से ज्यादा होती है,
This
लेकिन ये
was
बताता उस
also
लेवल
for
के,
Blue
उस
to
लेवल
see
वो.
how they can gauge the
Oh my
situation and how they're going to
नाइस.
approach, of course,
सिर्फ
to try to
बताता वो वाली
assist
जो
them and
पब्लिक करने
take
वाली
the
होती है,
coming off the
क्योंकि
split
सारी
again. That
अलाउड
was
नहीं
a
होती है. फिर टाइसन
clever
आर्मी ने कहाँ
shutdown
से
coming
घुसना
from
है इंडिया में,
Nepal
एक इंग्लिश लेकर.
shutting, of course, one player from Jordan.
यार फिर हम
Just in
घुसेंगे
terms of extracting those crucial information in terms of
मुंबई वाली
getting
साइड पे, वहां पे कपिल
their
शर्मा की स्टेज है ना, उधर जाके अपनी लाइव स्ट्रीम
not
करेंगे बड़ी
pushing that
स्क्रीन पे.
hard,
ओए होए होए.
not aggressive in terms of kill points just yet, but getting the right knowledge on how to approach this
ये
type
ये
of
फोर्थ है,
battle
किल
with
निकाल लेगी
such
अगर ये
great
नॉक होता है तो.
display of
और
skills and
नहीं,
tactics coming from Nepal Blue.
सच में बोलो आलियान पागल.
It is, it is. But we are, as we're in the top four, ladies and gentlemen.
आइए
Example
नोकी ने,
is
मैंने
taken
बोला
out
ना
by
अगर वो
Team
उधर नॉक
Blue.
हुआ तो वो
Team
किल
Nepal
उठाएगी
Blue,
फोर्थ है.
the
नोकी ने नॉक
situation
कर दिया,
is not looking that
कंफर्मेशन
good
मिल जाए बस.
at this point. So far, it is the Team Maldives with the zero elimination. We have Team Jordan with the zero elimination as well. Elias is right now knocked down. Clever will
बहुत लो
survive
कर
it.
दिया
Now
नोकी ने
sliding
उसको.
into Team Nepal Blue as well. The shot on the Nepal Blue's Delta is definitely there. The damage
वो
has been done.
ओ नहीं यार, नोकी
He's
बच्चा
trying his level best, but Delta is gonna
क्या
cut
रिजी
him
सीन
off.
है.
No, this is not looking good. As right now, Team
हो
Pakistan
हो बहुत प्यारा लड़के.
but oh my
आई
god,
क्यू
he's gonna take down Orpheus.
फिनिश कर सकता है, लेकिन अच्छी बात है, रिस्क नहीं लिया उसने.
I love the fact that every single one of these teams, they have one.
और ये स्मोक करके नेट नेट जाएगा, बताओ नेट जाएगा उधर तक,
He's gonna throw it up, jump
जाएगा नेट.
on the way. Second one.
आईक्यू का नेट जाएगा उधर.
Connect. Will it not connect? There's a bigger question coming around onto this proximity. One grenade connected. It did.
नहीं, ओए वो गया, उससे आगे गया बल्कि.
Another one maybe ensuing upon on the players. The player has been revived. He's gonna go back on the prone side A. And
ओए वेल्थ देखो दोनों की.
just doing the damages, just doing the splash damages, not the
ओए ओए ओए
knock.
ओए.
Goes over.
ओए तेरी पूरा पॉज नेट गया था.
Orpheus's time. Orpheus is gonna throw that grenades on towards the side.
अरे
of the Team
नहीं.
Pakistan. Naki is gonna be down, and right with this, IQ is gonna be the only hope for the team. Second guy has also been spotted. Orpheus, you need to get out. You need to shoot with the M416. And at
Oh,
the
nice.
same time, IQ is gonna do the same.
नहीं नहीं नहीं.
Down. The third shot from the Admiral is coming.
Oh, nice, nice.
Away. All the
Oh,
sprays
nice.
have been missed.
उसे मार दी.
Kill. The backstab. The
यस,
backstab
बचा
coming
गया
in.
बचा गया बचा गया,
As
लेकिन फिर भी
Derek
बहुत
top
अच्छा
five
नॉक. नाइस वन.
so far.
फोर्थ है इसका चिकन आएगा. फोर्थ है के बाद अच्छी जगह है वहां
Team
पे.
Pakistan to not only heal themselves back to the 75% HP, but also revive their player.
Deontay was
बहुत प्यारा
already
चिकन
able
आएगा इधर.
to level up his gears here, which is
2v2v2
advantage
है,
that we
और उधर फोर्थ है
saw
बड़े
from
हैवी
Team
किल्स
Blue.
निकाल
Team
सकती है.
Jordan is still
अरे
trying their
राइट
best,
साइड पे
but
कोई
can
है,
they have
जगह ही
to
नहीं
ensure
है.
that they survive this stage 9, the
नहीं.
final round here in
बस बस
Erangel.
नोकी
Delta
आईक्यू
is
उतर जा.
gonna
वो नाइस है, नोकी ने नोक कर
take
दिया.
it
क्या प्यारा
away,
कवर था.
taken down by Naki of Team Pakistan. So
टीम पाकिस्तान, लेट्स गो
all
टीम
the
पाकिस्तान.
here that we have so far are
आईक्यू
easily
देखो ऊपर चला
secure
गया,
chicken dinner for themselves. Of course,
लेकिन आईक्यू एज
Pakistan
पे चला
is
गया ना.
able to get chicken dinner for this round. It'll be their
आईक्यू
second chicken dinner. But for Blue of Nepal,
यार
it'll
इसे
be
हाइड
this
कर
will
दे
be
यार,
their
ने इसको
first.
हाइड
So
कर दे.
who wants
ओके
it?
किल मिला.
Who
8
wants
किलो
it?
हो गए, 9 किलो हो गए हैं. ओए आईक्यू नोक.
Wasn't it the Team Blue, Nepal Blue, that
ओए
got
होए
the
होए
second
होए
eliminated
शिट.
winner of the day number 1? I'm not
1v1v2 की सिचुएशन है.
that. I think it was Blue. I think it was
अरे
Blue.
पाकिस्तानी
There we go. Nepal Blue.
5 9
Nepal
14
Blue
पॉइंट
is
जी जी
second away.
हैवी.
Winner chicken dinner
ऐसे ही बातें जगह की लाते, ऐसे की बातें गद्दे की लाते। फोटो के चक्कर में यार वो ओए होए वो बंदा जो नेपाल का था ना, वो रिंग रिंग के ऊपर चला गया था, नोकी के अपोजिट साइड पे जाके नेट कर दिया। खैर फिर भी अच्छा था। अल्लाह अल्लाह रहम करे ब्रो। जी जी, 14 पॉइंट निकाले, नॉट बैड। 14 पॉइंट नॉट बैड, हाँ मजा मजे के।
Perhaps, yeah. I guess this is already their second chicken dinner.
जो जो भी
This
स्ट्रीम पे
one
न्यू आ रहे हैं, स्ट्रीम को
actually
लाइक करो फटाफट
usually
से।
costs can be a little bit confusing, but then again, I'm pretty sure that everyone is having a joyous moment. Of course, making a lot of noise down there in the comment
ये
section.
यार अच्छा
Because
था स्प्लिट वो,
Nepal
लेकिन
does
उस तरह से वर्क नहीं
deserve
अच्छा था।
another chicken dinner
ये नहीं कह सकता
for
कि नहीं
their
अच्छा था।
country. And if we're going to be looking at this match's MVP,
जगवारा
perhaps
कुछ
it did
बता
not
रहा है।
come from blue. It actually came from the
ये
red
देखो, ये
side,
सारी
with
आपको खबरें देगा।
skirmishes putting up a total of 5 elimination points. And okay, more or less like 45% of team contribution, which is of course a lot.
मैं आपको ना
Good
वो
game work
दिखाता हूँ जो
done.
पकड़ी गई है।
And when it comes to, of course, the damage, it's a total of 770, which is of course an incredible number so far.
This is an incredible number of the damage with the elimination, but another incredible number is his longest elimination distance that I do love.
ये पकड़ी गई है,
27 meters. This guy is
ये
really
है
one of those few players
जो पकड़ी
that
गई
in
ना
this match
इंडिया
did
की।
not go for any kind of long range fight. He was like, okay, I'm gonna take the fight right on the face, but I'm not gonna.
ये देखो, ये जगवारा यहाँ से आई थिंक वीडियो बना रहा था, कहता है मैं सबसे पहले भाग रहा था, लेकिन जब मुझे पता लगा ना लड़की है तो मैं भी चुप हो गया। क्या करता वो भी। ये देखो ये गिर रही है, ये देख रहे हो सीट उसकी, वो फीमेल जो भी रहने वाली रिपोर्टर। नेपाल लेट्स गो, नेपाल नेपाल अच्छा खेल गई यार ये मैच। नेपाल रेड और ब्लू दोनों सी बिल्डिंग में रेस्ट करते तो बेस्ट था। कोई ना कोई इंडिया को उनकी बहुमती और फोर्स इतना फलक ओवर हो जाता है। हम लोग हेड नहीं कर रहे, मेच्योर होकर खेले। यार फलक का रोल ही इस तरह से है, वो ओवर नहीं हो रहा। फलक का रोल ही लाइक वो, लाइक कह लो क्या, वो क्या कहते हैं यार उसको अपनी टीम के लिए। यार वो एक रोल का नाम है, सर्वाइवल नहीं, अपनी टीम के लिए वो अपने आप की जान देना, उसको क्या कहते हैं भैया? कश्मीर नहीं, नहीं मैं लाहौर से हूँ, जिसकी मैं स्टोरी दिखा रहा हूँ वो रावलकोट कश्मीर से है। यार क्या कहते हैं उसको यार, जो अपनी टीम के लिए जान दे देता है उसको क्या कह देते हैं?
a while ago in Sanhok, it was
सर्वाइवल
a total of
डिफेंसिव नहीं,
69, if I'm not mistaken, and now we're looking at a triple digit score, which is of course
फ्री मैन नहीं, एक फ्री मैन नहीं, एक कुछ का नाम भी है यार, उस वर्डिंग का कुछ नाम कहते हैं तो ना वो के, जैसे हम कहे तू किल के लिए खेल, तू अपनी वो ना कर, तो क्या करे उसका नाम, एंटी फ्रैगर नहीं, एंटी फ्रैगर नहीं, एक लद्दा उसका नाम है। फ्री मैन तो मुझे पता है वो क्या होता है, ओपनर, हाँ ओपनर कुछ ऐसा कुछ नाम होता है। शहीद फ्री मैन कहते शहीद का थी, नहीं नहीं ये चीज है। जान देने वाला स्पॉटर एंटी फ्रैगर ही बीसी फ्रेंड से लीड करना। नहीं यार, एंटी फ्रैगर तो एक रोल है ना, वो एक स्पेसिफिक कह रहे होते हैं, तू ना वो कर के खेल, क्या नहीं है उसका नाम, मुझे वो यार फ्री मैन के अलावा एक वर्ड होता है उसका प्रॉपरली, लाइक तू डर ना, तो खुल के खेल। नहीं नहीं, स्पोर्टर फ्री मैन ये मेन रोल्स में नहीं होता, वो सब रोल में होता है। मम्मा ध्यान से वो ऑफ ना कर देना प्लीज। जानू कहते यार
that's gonna dictate whether they need to play it out on the
which
side,
play
slow pace start, or they need a complete aggression, because right
died
now
for
complete
the
aggression is really
team.
needed for those who wants to take those fights and get the number 1 position for themselves. Indonesia 96, Pakistan 76, meaning once again it's a 20 points of a difference. Yesterday it was 18 when we started this.
Being my all-rounder Pakistan.
It's 20 points. So meaning Indonesia Indonesia has secured 2 extra points more than Pakistan. Then we have Nepal Red. They have secured
डिफेंसिव
70 points.
डिफेंसिव
And
अग्रेसिव
that difference against the team Pakistan, that was I think
स्काउटर
8
नहीं नहीं
points,
नहीं
9 points. It has come down to just a measly 6 points.
Yes, and at this point, I think Indonesia was able to create a little gap, but of course, they shouldn't feel comfortable with this number. It is still possible for Pakistan as well as red and blue here to kind of make up for the points to try and catch up with them. But yeah, they're keeping, of course, their grip on the competition with 96 points
ओए,
here, and their ability to combine high eliminations with solid
नहीं
wins
यार पता
definitely
लग
has
रहा
given them
बेटर नहीं वो
a
छोड़ो
touch
यार
up
मुझे नहीं
for
समझ
now.
आ रहा
They
वो
were
क्या
gonna
नेम है
highlight that for now, but with just one day left, of course,
76 और
and
96 अभी भी
I think
20 पॉइंट का चलो
with
एक पॉइंट
the
कम हुआ है
predictions for this evening, I'm
क्योंकि जो
pretty
लाइव
sure
टीम
that
में
they're gonna
क्रिप्टो भी
continue
बोलता
to
वो
step
लफ्ज
on their
याद नहीं
gas
आ
and
रहा हाँ
make
यार
sure that they maintain their
अग्रेस
lead in
डिफेंसिव
the overall table. When it comes to
सर्वाइवल के अलावा ऐसे एक
players,
वर्ड
of
होता
course,
है जैसे
going
तू
to
सर्वाइवल
the
खेल मैं
table
वो खेलता हूँ
for this match. It is still, of course, Malakbik at the top spot, followed by Precious coming from Nepal, and then Federalis still part of the roster. We got T24 and
हम्म
IQQ
मतलब मेरे
representing here
फॉर्म
Pakistan. So
में
yesterday it was at least three players from Pakistan that are part of the MVP ranking. So I think the newly added player would be, of course, Precious of Nepal.
It definitely will be. It definitely will be at this point. But talking about all the facts and figurines, it is two players once again from the team Pakistan that has made their way up into the ranking. Yes, even though they are kind of like struggling into the very end of the areas, we can still see Malakbek. He has not budged from the number 1 position. He is still there. 18 points, 3298 of the total damage.
छोड़ो यार नहीं पता लग रहा
He has came
सेक्रीफाइसर हाँ ये टीजी जेट भाई लव यू यार कसम ये सेक्रीफाइस सेक्रीफिशियल खेलता है हाँ ये हुई ना बात जो फलक कर हो ना मैं सेक्रीफाइशियल खेल रहा हूँ तो उसको होता है कि भाई किल मिल गए तो लाइक वो हाई रिस्क हाई रिवार्ड के लिए खेल रहा होता है हाँ देखा ना यही होता है यही होता है
These two matches have been done and dusted. Now the second Erangel remains and the two Miramars that are on its way as well.
फलक के अलावा सारी टीम के लिए खेल रहे होते हैं फलक एमवीपी के लिए सेल्फ है फलक के अलावा सारी टीम के लिए फलक एमवीपी के लिए नहीं किया उसका नाम जगुआर आर्मी में है क्या जगुआर आर्मी में है यस ब्रो यार फलक ज्यादा अग्रेसिव होता है यार अग्रेसिव नहीं उसका रोल ही यही है सेक्रीफिशियल वाला
Yes, and of course, after the WWCD Shucker, Vietnam, I'm looking forward to see if they're gonna be if there's going to be
सारे
a
वो कुछ ना
change
कुछ को
in
होता है
their
ना
drop
यस
location,
ब्रो
or are
जगह
they
आर्मी
still
में
going to
है
continue to drop
पागल
to
जिंदाबाद
Erangel and challenge
लाइक
for
उसकी
this
कुछ
level and
प्रॉपर
earn that
पोस्ट लाइक वो
MVP
है
of their own? But
जो
anyway,
जो
while
एक्चुअल में
Precious,
जो
of
नहीं पता
course,
लेकिन
goes
होता उन्हीं
Malakbik,
के साथ ही
don't
है सब
change or don't go anywhere else. We'll be right back after this.
यार अगर फलक वाला किल ना होता कोई और आगे जाता तो उसने भी मरना ही था फलक ने अपने आप को मरवा के अपनी टीम को सेफ साइड किया आप लोग ये नहीं देख रहे अगर आईक्यू जाके मर जाता अब किसी ने तो आगे जाना था ना सेक्रीफाइस सेक्रीफाइस कर रहा होता है ना वो अपने आप को एंड फ्रैगर भी वही होता है यार आप लोगों को वो चीज वो मेन रोल है एंटी फ्रैगर फ्रैगर स्पोर्टर है ये 4 मेन रोल है लेकिन जो सेक्रीफाइजर होता है ना जरूरी नहीं है सिर्फ एंटी फ्रैगर नहीं करना होता है वो स्पोर्टर भी कर सकता है वो स्काउटर भी एजल भी कर सकता है डिफरेंट प्ले कर सकते हैं जैसे कभी कभार फलक थोड़ा ओवर कमिट कर जाता है बट अक्सर वो नेट से क्लोज जाके ओपनिंग करवा देता है और बाकी टीम में हिम्मत हो जाए जो यही तो जस्टी ब्रो यही तो मैं यही बात है देखा ना आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आप वो आपको समझ लगी है ना वो ज़रूरी होता है अगर वो उधर अपने आप को किल ना दें वो ना चीज़ें हो तो नुकसान होगा यार फलक को देखो भाइयों, इस मैच में जान दिवाली दिखी ऑन एयर, मतलब अकरम फलक जस्ट लाइक पर्सन।
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the
हाँ
final
आईक्यू
of
में,
this
आईक्यू तो सारे रोल में बेस्ट है ना
by
फिर।
ESAN. This is the Esports Association of Nepal, ladies and gentlemen. And
अगर
with you
फलक
guys,
चले
for
गेम
day
में तो
number
वो मैच
3
चिकन होता
of
है।
day number
दिस
2.
इज
This is
फोर्स,
Tori's
नहीं
Skirmishes.
फलक दाव चले
And
फिर भी चिकन
before
होता
you
है।
know it, everyone knows who she is. It is the one and only Red Queen Andy. Andy, welcome back. And the matches have been a delight so far. The two matches that we have witnessed, they were totally unexpected and they were totally out of the window for every team.
Yep, and at this point, Torix, in the tournament, we're past the trial phase. Teams know who the threats are and who's struggling
खुदा
and who's
कसम
playing the long game.
खाई
The
के
biggest
लास्ट दिन
question
ही
heading into
परफॉर्म
this
करना।
match is how do you adapt under
यार
pressure? So
जहाँ
let's see if
3
Indonesia
प्लेयर्स
still
अच्छा
holds
खेल रहे हैं,
strong
जरूरी नहीं
after
अब
this
चारों प्लेयर्स ही kills
of
निकाल
course,
लें।
the lead that they were able to make in the overalls is not
3 अच्छा
unimportant.
खेल रहे हैं, अच्छा
They
मैचेस
already
जा
know
रहे हैं,
that
तो इतना
Pakistan and Nepal
अब
Red
सारे
already
kills
have
के लिए
strong
चले जाएंगे तो
skills,
बैक
and
कौन
they
देख
can
रहा
use
होगा।
that opening right here to dethrone the kings, the undisputed
लव
kings
फ्रॉम बाबा
rather
जजाकल्ला, इस
of
इवेंट का क्या सही है?
Nepal
ये बस 3
for
दिन का इवेंट है
sure.
ब्रो।
And the flag pad has already been revealed, ladies and gents, and it's a little bit favoring down at the bottom of the map here. So let's see who's going to be dropping at the military base, or perhaps we can see teams drop in Yasnaya,
लेट्स गो
Razak
फॉर द
school,
कास्टर की आवाज ज्यादा
and
करो यार,
of
कास्टर की
course
आवाज ज्यादा
the
कैसे करूं मैं? वॉच
triple
पार्टी
J
कर रहा हूँ
between
ब्रो।
Team Mongolia and Team Vietnam down there in Pochinki.
Oh my god. It's kind of on the plain line that if the circle goes toward the northwestern side, oh my god,
इस बार
everyone
इंडोनेशिया
will
जल्दी किल हो
struggle.
जाए, कल
Everyone
लॉस है।
will be
यस ब्रो,
struggling at that point. But you know who's gonna have fun?
क्वालिफाई होगी
Me,
टीम
you
आगे या फिर
guys.
नहीं? नहीं एंड
That's
इवेंट, बाद
what
3
it
दिन का
is.
इवेंट है।
Everyone will be struggling, and we
लेट्स
will be
सी
watching them
इंडोनेशिया और
struggle
सी
with fun.
पाकिस्तान,
But no, it's
वरना
not
सारे
gonna
होल्ड
happen.
करके
The
बैठे रहे
circle's
तो
gonna go
टीम के
towards
भी प्रेशर नहीं
somewhat
होता। 40 की
close
नाम
to
से
the
डरते हैं
population
आप
of
सारे, कोई है भी नहीं कुछ
Maldives,
मार
kind of
देता
in the
40
dense
का ही नाम।
center. But oh
Man.
my
जो
god, a
बात है।
literally fight has ensued, and that's exactly happening this time around at the apartments. This is the apartment fight, ladies and gentlemen, that has actually occurred. Team Laos, they have so far got the one elimination for themselves. Lamborghini, in the meanwhile, he has also managed to get some knockdowns. But what? What?
ये क्या हो रहा है?
What is this?
Well,
what was that? I need answers. I don't need game. I need answers.
We've already seen a drop clash happen again between Laos and, of course, Indonesia. And Indonesia already knows what is at stake here. There are a lot of teams trying to catch up to their position. And if they lose this matchup against Laos, then I think it's already going to take a toll on them. But anyway, so far, Laos now displaying a total of 2 points. So that means that Indonesia already lost 2 of their members, which puts them at a great
टीम
risk
रेटिंग
here.
नो आइडिया
Given
ब्रो,
that
मे बी हो
Indonesia
सकता है,
Laos
लेकिन
have
मुझे
been
इसका ना आइडिया नहीं है।
holding
आइडिया होता तो
down
मैं ऑलरेडी
none other than
बता चुका
China in this
होता।
competition. So let's see if they can be successful in taking over this school area.
I mean, some players are just accepting their demise at one point. Some players are right now trying their level best.
कास्टर आवाज थोड़ी बढ़ाओ ब्रो, इट्स अ वॉच पार्टी ब्रो, कास्टर की आवाज नहीं बढ़ा सकता मैं। मामा ये बाहर ले जाना, ये तो खत्म हो गया, न्यू लाना पड़ेगा मुझे। फेडर ब्रो, अरे ब्रो ना लो यार, पॉइंट वाला सिस्टम भी मैंने नहीं किया, इसका पॉइंट वाला सिस्टम मैं करूंगा, थोड़ा टाइम हो जाए ना।
Oh my god, QBZ fatality, beautiful. Leviso has been taken down. I'd say you have enough time, enough opportunity right now to reload your QBZ and then go forward at this point. But there we go. The player not only
Oh, nice.
in vicinity, but if
Yes, bro, they are OG players of community.
as well.
Oh, finally Vietnam ले गया।
It is a Mongolia that's not going to be alive anymore. Lamborghini with the 2.
क्योंकि इंडिया 2 प्लेयर हो जाए तो अच्छा है, क्योंकि हमारे पास में 4 प्लेयर्स की कमी है। लेट्स सी यार आता भी है कि नहीं आता। और जो भी स्ट्रीम पे न्यू आ रहे हैं, स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो।
Finally, revenge
वियतनाम ने
has
बदला
been
लिया,
sought
फाइनली
because
फाइनली
Indonesia
वियतनाम ने बदला ले लिया।
Pochinki eliminating, of course, the rest of Team Mongolia. And now that was, of course, an easy, convincing 4 elimination points down in their pockets. And Vietnam will have, again, another opportunity to get their second chicken dinner of the day. That was such a swift and precise gameplay coming from Team Vietnam, which brings us down to 15 teams remaining. And of course, look at the situation. Back to the school area is still Laos, of course, versus Indonesia. ZMJJKK. Okay, a lot of letters in his name. It's going to be a tandem between him and Vox. So the important thing is they catch all of those
क्या
signals,
इसमें
all
स्पेशल?
of
नो नो
those
नो नो.
hints as to where Laos will be coming from. But so far, they're sticking together.
Yes.
They're not going in for a pinch here. They're just moving forward. But we can understand the hesitation coming from Laos. Of course, they do not exactly know where they're currently
बोला कि यार
standing from
इसमें
inside
एडमिन
that
स्केल करके
building,
बता
and
दो
they don't want to be
इंटरनेशनल
reckless at
कर
this point
सकते हो
now that they've
सिमुलेशन.
already gotten that
अरे
advantage
कर
up against
सकता है
Indonesia.
इंटरनेशनल डोमिनेट करके दिखाएगा, टेंशन क्यों ले रहे हो?
That's the thing. At this point,
अब
Indonesia
सारे ही
need to
प्लेयर्स
do what they need to do
अब
because
किल्स नहीं कर
that
सकते
first
ना.
Erangel that did not went good for them.
अगर
So
सारे
at
ही
this
किल्स
point,
के लिए
it's
भागेंगे
definitely
बहन,
important.
बाकी
Once again,
क्या
another
करेंगे?
Erangel. They're yet again struggling. Only the 2 players are remaining. They have no possibility of getting out of this area, and they just need to hold it down. But there's a third party on the backside.
वो लोग
TLS,
बैक टू बैक एमवीपी
oh
रहा.
my god. The third party can ensue, and it can actually potentially do a lot of damage onto Team Laos as well from this point onward. But Laos, you have to first go against Team Indonesia, get the fight completed before the third party can ensue on you guys. At this point, right now, Izzy Boy, Lizzie Boy, Noir, Beckham, and Honda, they're all the 4 players that are remaining. And inside the same compound where the Team Indonesia is right now residing, they're taking the fight on the school main building. They're taking the fight over towards that
वैसे मैं
direction.
जब पाकिस्तान इंडिया में घुस
He's
जाएगा,
gonna show his face.
पहला काम
Sometimes
खोली
go
का
for
ऑपरेटिंग
the
में करना है.
CRL. It's definitely gonna do a lot of damage upon on the player, but I'm really more
क्या
concerned
फर्क,
on the Team
5 किल
Indonesia at this
लोडिंग
point. Yes,
इंशाल्लाह.
they have the shotguns into their hands, but one thing still remains
गंदा
on
कैंप
the fact that the
इंडोनेशिया का.
manpower
लेट्स सी
advantage
यार.
for the manpower, it's definitely there. Yes, you can take down 1, you can take down 2, but what about the players? They're going to be the one that may take you down, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Indonesia, they took down 2 of the players. 1 player gets taken down. That MJJKK is the final hope of the team. It's a 1v1, potentially, from this point onward. Team Laos, it's everything on towards these guys, and something needs to be done. The player rushes on. It is 1897 versus the S12K coming around on towards this premises.
जंगा चैप्टर क्लोज करो यार, स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया हमने तो.
Done upon on your own player. In fact, can you do that? Can you get that revival done as the other teams are actually getting that revive? But Champ is going to throw that grenade. Champ's grenade may affect the possibility of the revival.
ये क्या हुआ था ऊपर?
Teams
ये ऊपर कुछ गिरा था इनके?
player successfully. It is
नहीं, आपको नहीं क्या? ये क्या हो रहा है भाई?
teams have revived their player successfully. It is a 2 versus
ये क्या हो रहा है भाई? इधर तो मिसाइल चल रहे हैं. देख रहे हो, नेट का इफेक्ट ऊपर तक आ रहा है ब्रो. हम नहीं घुसेंगे, वो खुद रास्ता देंगे. ये कम नहीं है प्राइस में, 20 लाख है. 20 लाख. स्ट्रिंग का साउंड ज्यादा करो यार. स्ट्रिंग का साउंड ज्यादा कैसे करूं? मैं वॉच पे कर रहा हूं, स्टिल मैंने ज्यादा कर दिया स्ट्रिंग का साउंड फॉर यू. ग्रेनेडर थर्ड पार्टी, हाँ वो तो मैं देख रही हूं.
One thing that
ग्रेस अपग्रेड नेट्स, हाँ वो तो मैं पता है. मैं तो मैं कह रहा हूँ ये क्या गिरा. मैं पूछती है मेरे से कहाँ क्या गिरा.
Whereas one team Indonesia is down to 2 players, and the other team that is Laos, they're back to the 3-man.
I go no just 3 bro. So okay, draw हमला हुआ है.
A micro gameplay here. They do have those shotguns, which is of course perfect for a CQC.
मजा आया देख
Timor-Leste,
के.
they already know that there are 2 teams inside the building. They went in for a third party here, of course, to potentially shut down both of the teams and gather as much points as possible to improve their status in the overall rankings.
Bro बोले मासिक एक्सटेंशन कर लो फिर जितनी
Timor-Leste, but let's see
ओ
if
मैंने
they can actually
लाइक कम
pull
की है.
that
मैंने
off.
वो कर ली है ज्यादा. मैंने अपने OBS से कम
one
की
of
हुई थी
them is
साउंड,
heavily
क्योंकि ये
injured.
चलो मैंने कर
Mahmood,
दिया
if I
कर
read
दिया
that
कर
right.
दिया.
He's
अब बताओ सही यार. अब ये ना हो कि
elimination
मेरी
here, so
साउंड
that
और
was a
कमेंट्री
great
साउंड
counter coming from
ना
Laos.
कमेंट्री सही
As for
समझ
Team
लग रही हो ना
Indonesia,
मेरी
they're not
आवाज
making
समझ लग रही
their
हो सही.
presence felt. They're not making any sudden or rush movements whatsoever, because at this point they will just have to wait for them to come in within their line of
तो इतना
sight and
गंदा
actually
होल्ड
take
किया हुआ है.
them down.
I mean,
कर तो दिया
I'm
मैंने
still
अब
waiting for the fight to actually
कास्टर्स की
occur.
साउंड
The
ज्यादा
other teams are fighting. You can see the kill feed. Sri Lanka, Syria, they're all taking the fight. They're all aggressing upon one another. Whereas the school building, it's not even remotely close to being over. It's remotely even being close to start at
नहीं
this
रहने
point.
दो,
And
आप
Yusuf
कमेंट्री
gets
करो ला दे।
eliminated. It's
नहीं
all
नहीं,
over for
कमेंट्री नहीं मैं
Syria.
कर रहा।
Sri Lanka, they're going to have those
पीएनजी का वक्त
eliminations for
जंग
themselves from this
नहीं
point
होगी
onward.
ना
School elimination. Going back
मुझे
to the school apartment. We can see
देखेंगे।
once again Timor-Leste waiting for the opportunity. They're still like holding down the fort, but as soon as they're gonna
चलो यार,
slow
फोकस
down,
फोकस फोकस,
there's
मैच
gonna
पे
be a
फोकस।
knockdown. There's gonna be a
एक
knockdown. Let's have a
उसने एक
tactical
नॉक
finish
कर
for
दिया
the
इंडोनेशिया ने।
KK with the 1897. He's there.
ओए
Now
कौन नॉक कर
Timor-Leste
दिया?
walks with that Molotov, taking
भैया तो
another
इंडोनेशिया
player
ब्रो
down.
क्या
Oh
कर?
my God. Team Timor-Leste. Now the situation has overturned. That's a one
इंडोनेशिया
elimination
स्टिल दो
coming
प्लेयर्स
around
पे।
for the Timor-Leste, and now it's 3 versus 3 versus 2.
कर दी
Indonesia,
कम
not
कर दी
only
बॉयज, कम
surviving
कर
this
दिया।
area, but they're surviving it really good. But the wrong
चल
move,
चल चल
wrong
चल
move,
चल।
Beckham. Now you're gonna be
हेलो
in a really difficult position where not
हेलो,
only the
फंस गया
Indonesia can jump on you, there's the Timor-Leste just chilling.
यार। इनको चाहिए
Very
कि
much
इंडोनेशिया को
so.
उठा
It's an
पकड़ के
incredible
पहले मार
gameplay
दे।
being shown right now coming from Team Indonesia, managing two teams here inside the building, despite the fact that they're down to just two of their members. And now a little hesitation coming from
ओए होए, अगर
Timor-Leste.
यहाँ
A while ago, they
होंडा
did
जंप
have the
मारता है
advantage
ना,
up against two
किल
teams
कर
here,
सकता है दोनों
but
को।
the fact that they took a lot of time actually just penetrating and getting through those stairs and eliminating the players, they waited too long for this kind
ओए
of
होए होए।
gameplay, and now Laos just taking the
नहीं
opportunity,
अभी
of
करनी
course,
है।
to eliminate them as well. William already out of the game here. We got Champ on the screen trying to have a back and forth situation with Backham, but Laos still,
चलो यार लड़ लो।
they're thriving under pressure. You know, they're being patient, they're being resilient at this point. They're at the top of the building here and just really waiting for TLS to commit a mistake here.
चलो यार, एक और प्लेयर नौका। भाई ये क्या कर रहे हैं बीटीआर वाले? तीन बंदे कर मार गया। अच्छा भाई क्या ले रहा है? सॉरी ले रहा है। अरे कोई मसला नहीं ब्रो, आज तो 12:30 की टीम स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट है। कौन पागला जिसने बोला कि कासिम साउंड ब्रो? कम कर दिया, कम कर दिया। ओके जोन कट गया। एलो जोन आ गया। वो शुक्र है, जाते जाते फिर 5-6 किल कर गया शायद। ओए होए होए, 5 किल, 101 पॉइंट हो गए उनके।
But
अब
that
कितना?
doesn't hurt. Timor-Leste is going to be the one responsible for the
20
elimination of the team Indonesia. Now, Nepal Red.
25 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस। टोरी बहुत ब्यास कास्टर है।
This is the opportunity for them. But Andy,
क्या हाल चाल? अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं ठीक ठाक। आप कैसे हो ब्रो? वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम।
look at the overall rankings. Pakistan 76, 70 for NPR. Nepal Blue.
मुझे लगता है मैं ज्यादा ही क्लोज आया हूँ
Then we have Wait
कैमरे के ना, थोड़ा कैमरे।
37. That's a very big jump.
I mean, Team Vietnam have always been known for their late gameplay. It's always a slow burn, you know, for Team Vietnam. But of course,
भाई ये
there's
84
always a
वर्सेस
problem with them.
वेतरंग की फाइट
Like
पहला किल, 2
how
किल हो
they
गया ना,
connect with the
तीसरा किल भी
players.
आई थिंक
Sometimes
हो
it
गया।
works, sometimes it doesn't. So let's see if they can actually improve more in
आई
terms of
थिंक
their
तीसरा किल भी
status
हो
in
गया।
the rankings here and even overtake
फर्स्ट मैच है या
Blue
सेकंड?
and
ये आई
Red
थिंक थर्ड
coming
मैच है
from
ब्रो।
Nepal. But
हाँ
what
सेकंड
is
है, सॉरी
exciting is
सेकंड
the
है।
fact that again Indonesia had already been taken out from this round, and now Pakistan, they do have
ब्यास
the
कास्टर
chance
ऐसे मतलब
to
किसी टीम का
acquire as much points
सपोर्ट
as
ज्यादा
they
कर
can
रहा है।
to
हाँ
try
पाकिस्तान
and
को
catch
सपोर्ट
up
ज्यादा
and
करेगा,
just like
पाकिस्तान
be
से
at
है
the
ना,
tail end of
तो पाकिस्तान को
Indonesia.
सपोर्ट ज्यादा करेगा
This
ना। ओए
is
नोकी नोक।
a make or break situation for Team Pakistan.
डीएक्स
But right
लैम्बोर्गिनी
now we
कितना
are already
पुराना है?
seeing once again
आई थिंक
Blue
सेकंड पीएमजीसी
and
खेला होगा सीजन
Red
2 का।
getting head to head
ओके
here.
टिटवा ये बच गया,
Of
नोकी
course,
बच गया
jiggling
और
with all of
3
those
किल भी हो
bullets
गए। नाइस।
being sent his way, and an effective jiggle, by the way, so far. Let's see if
फर्स्ट मैच है
Blue
सेकंड है,
Nepal can
सेकंड है,
eliminate, can actually push through,
सेकंड है। मैच 8
taking
सॉरी
down the
थर्ड है,
players
थर्ड है
of
यार,
Nepal White.
थर्ड है।
Nepal White right now, ladies and gentlemen, on our screen with the fight.
What is the most experienced team in this lobby? What is the most experienced? No idea because हम सारी टीम्स को तो नहीं जानते ना। हमें ज़्यादा पाकिस्तान या 2-3 नेपाल का पता होगा।
I don't know don't know if this fight should actually occur or not, because this is such a huge fight for the team Nepal Blue. This can
Dear
dictate
Sassi
whether they're going to
Horaa.
have those 70 points for themselves, 70 marker of the points, or they're going to be eliminated from here if they take that fight. And at the same time, it's Nepal versus Nepal. It's not a different country that you're up against. We talked about this on the day number 1. Nepal is fighting against each other at this point, and they're not fighting against the other
Dear
teams.
2020
They're fighting
PMGC,
amongst themselves. But Nepal Blue gonna take the grenade. Jiggle is gonna be down with
पाकिस्तान
the
आउट ऑफ
second
जोन है,
grenade,
लेकिन
and
किस तरह से
this
जोन
give,
में
I'd
एंट्री
say,
लेगी?
enough momentum for the teams to push with the heavy artillery that they have, with the guns blazing. Go for the push.
यस
Go for
रोज
the
के
rush
5
towards
बचे थे
Order
वे
Defense.
टीम
IQ2
पाकिस्तान
still outside the
आउट
circle.
ऑफ जोन
But
और
the
लो
rest
जी.
of the team, you can see they are close to the
पाकिस्तान का एक
proximity
प्लेयर
where they
नॉक
can
फिनिश हो
actually
गया.
take the fight. The circle is going to go down towards the farm side, the south or western side of the area. Mad Machine and the team Bangladesh all
पाकिस्तान
the
का एक
way
प्लेयर फिनिश
close
हो
to the
गया.
proximity of the
तो
shorelines.
पाकिस्तान की फाइट
You can
दिखाओ.
see Rifa
नहीं नहीं,
also
चौथा प्लेयर
getting
नहीं
killed
नजर
on
आ
the
रहा.
side
नोकी
and
नोक
trying to take out the
यार.
circle, but Naki is going to be taken down. T24,
नाइस
shouts out
वन.
to you to shoot down
दो
the player.
नोक, दो नोक,
Salam
दो नोक.
is going to be down as well, and oh my god, this is a
नाइस वन
back-to-back.
फलक.
It's a trade-off coming
नाइस
around.
नाइस
Having
नाइस, नेट
all that
लगेगा.
HP, that grenade, can it actually occur? Can
यस.
it connect? The answer is
6
yes,
kills हो गए,
ladies
6
and
kills हो
gentlemen.
गए.
6 elimination, not a single
डीएस
casualty
एन एक्सपीरियंस
right
कार्ड
here
से
for the
पहले.
team Pakistan.
यस
Another
यस, मैं
massive
मैं कह रहा
performance
हूँ
coming
सारी
from
टीम्स को नहीं पता, मैं
T24.
2-3
I wouldn't
टीम्स
be
का ही पता.
surprised if he actually gets the MVP title for this round because he was able to bag 4 elimination points now under his name. And if he can
6
continue
kills
on
तो अपने
racking up
प्लेयर
some
को
points,
बचा
then
लिया. लीड,
really,
ये टाइम है कि भाई अपने आप को लीड को
you know,
कवर कर
stage
सके.
4, 10 teams remaining, and we don't see any movement so far coming from both blue and white
जो जो
here.
स्ट्रीम पर नहीं आ रहे,
If we're
स्ट्रीम
going
को
to be
लाइक कर दो.
focusing on like Nepal Blue, how they're managing this tournament, I mean, placement is like what gives you the big points, right? And elimination is what keeps you in the race.
76
Winning
82
is
हो
winning,
गए
you know,
हैं.
it's everything. And so far, I feel like, you know, for the side of blue here, consistency at its finest. Um, they're not really aggressive towards like or like maybe in the first few zones
वैसे
of
224
of
पहले
the
नो
matches here. They
नोकी पहले नोक
really
हुआ, लेकिन
spark
स्टिल वो
up the
बच
moment
गया.
that we hit like maybe stage 5, stage 6.
फलक
That's
गोल्डन
the
हैंड
key for them
अगेन.
to rack up those
आज
points.
फलक के नेट से पहले ही
We
बंदा
don't
मर
see
गया था
any hard
शायद, मे
push
बी.
coming from blue and white, but if there's a team that needs to be a little more on the aggressive side, I can say that would be the white team.
I mean, a white team do need to go for the aggressive stances. They don't have anything to lose, but they have
आईक्यू
everything to
मर
gain.
गया. नहीं
36
नहीं, आईक्यू
points
कहाँ
to
मरा.
their name, and this can be the potential match if they manage to go on the aggressive side. They can secure 10 elimination maybe because they have the potential.
मैं
They can secure 10
तो इतना अच्छा
elimination,
नहीं
maybe
खेलता था
12,
इधर
getting
कुछ.
to even the
नहीं
top
नहीं,
5. So it's gonna be
सेवंथ
such a
एलिमेंट में भी अच्छा
competitive
खेलता
match.
था.
You're gonna have a
ओके, नोकी ने एक और किल उठाया. 7 किल हो गए. नोकी
but here we go. Once
जीजी
again, the team
लड़के.
Pakistan is taking that
नोकी
initiative.
कहाँ कहाँ से
Bangladesh
एंगल
getting
बना के
that
किल उठा
seventh
रहा होता है.
elimination for their name. Bangladesh into the proximity, right close to the proximity of the team Nepal Red, and oh my god, this thing is not looking good. If
फलक के
Nepal
नेट में
Red
नहीं
here
होता,
not
जो
careful,
बात है.
the Pakistan can actually have much more points above
ईद वाले
higher
टच भाई, क्या
than
है
you
बड़े
guys,
ब्रो.
more than you guys. So you have to be very careful on how you're going to take the fight against the team
जो
Bangladesh.
जो भी
On this
स्ट्रीम पर
one,
न्यू आ रहे हैं,
you
स्ट्रीम
can
को
make
लाइक
your
कर
own
दो.
decision
बहुत
for
ही
yourself.
जल्द हमारे
But
दूसरे
here,
चैनल पे
so
एक
far we see
पॉडकास्ट आने
the
वाली है.
proximity where the
ओ
player is
हो
situated at.
नोकी नॉक
Showdown
हो
is
गया.
going to be taken
नोकी
down.
रैप हो जाए या फिनिश नहीं होना शहजादे.
Right with this, there's multiple aggressions, multiple
फलक फॉर्म
engagements
में ही है बॉयज.
happening
वो
at
आईक्यू
this
भी नॉक.
point.
श्रीलंका
We
से
have
पाकिस्तान की
IQ
फाइट हो
getting
रही है कहीं
taken
पे.
down by the hand of Sri Lanka's player Lucifer. That's 2 down of the team
फलक
Pakistan.
वर्सेस
And
T24
slowly
कुछ
and
करना
surely, as the team
पड़ेगा.
Pakistan is actually pushing forward, we can see Susti close to the proximity. Palak just proning down the Molotov, the grenades. They're definitely gonna
मेरा इशू नहीं है, मेरा इशू नहीं है. मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैं पहले बता रहा हूँ.
close to the proximity. Palak just proning down the Molotov, the grenades. They're definitely gonna approach.
फलक कर जा. You have that time. और
It's definitely gonna do the damage. It's definitely gonna do the deed. Another player gets
Nice
taken
one.
down at 2-4. It's all up to you, and I don't think
और
you're gonna be able to survive this one.
बेचारे ने
Lucifer
एक
is gonna
नॉक
take
किया
you
लेकिन
down.
नहीं.
It's all over for the team Pakistan, giving enough time, opportunity. Once
नो आइडिया रेहान ब्रो.
Pakistan, giving enough time, opportunity. Once
कोई ना कोई ना कोई ना कोई ना.
again to
हाय हाय. साथ के थे टिट को अकेला क्या करे हाँ नोची एंट्री कर
right? Want to gun for the lion's share, which is of course the top spot. But so far, they still need to exert more effort, more work to make sure
सात
that
किल
they
इन्होंने
still
निकाले हैं और
climb the
5
ranks
इंडोनेशिया
at
ने
this point
निकाले
of
हैं
the competition. Anyway, back to blue here, ladies and
डिफरेंस
gents.
अभी भी
They are
22
currently
22
surrounded by
23
at
पॉइंट
least
का
two
है
teams here. They are doing a massive gatekeeping up against
अगर
Team
नेपाल
Malaysia.
रेड
The other team
या
coming
ब्लू
from
ये
Timor
मैच
Leste,
चिकन
they
निकाल देते
wanted
ना वो
them.
हैश
And
टू
here
पे आ
comes
जाएगी क्योंकि हम
voice
फिलहाल
of Sri
एयरपोर्ट
Lanka as well. And Gante, he's like
पिंक
going
क्यों
for
रुक रही है आई थिंक नेट का
a
इशू था
buffet
बनी वहीद ब्रो
when it comes to like kill points. So I guess everyone is just really
यार वो जान के
within
थोड़ी नॉक
their
हो
line of
रहा है
sight.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the beauty of, I would say, the circle, this PUBG.
भाई नोकी
Because
ये
at
सोलो
any
6
point
की
in time,
स्किल
there
कल
is
भूल गई और
either
टॉप
the
3
Nepal
फ्रैगर्स में
and
है
Nepal
नोकी
Blue
को
so
बात
far.
कर रहे
They
हो
are right
एक मैच
with
बुरा
the
जाता है आप लोग
Sri
सारे
Lanka's
बोलने शुरू
players.
हो
The
जाते हो
moment
प्लेयर्स
Sri
को
Lanka went over towards that direction, they have been shot down upon. Their car have been rammed down. You can see how low their car's HPs are at this point. Delta
हेलो
is
नेपाल
also
रेड वर्सेस
seeing
नेपाल ब्लू
this
की
as well.
फाइट
White, the grenades that will definitely be occurring from the backsides as well. But the shorelines is kind of
किस
safe
कारल
for
की कौन
now.
सी स्किन है
Not for long, but for now.
19
As
पॉइंट
the
का
players
फर्क है
are
ओके
still struggling to get over towards that direction, towards that particular location. But talking about Nepal White so far, it is Sky throwing all the grenades, all the utilities that could have potentially taken down the players. But JOR, Jordan
बोलने की बात है भाई इस
getting into the
मैच की
view,
बात कर
getting a
रहा हूँ
knockdown on Nepal Blue. That's
ओए
a
होए होए।
long range knockdown. And if Nepal White knows which team they're up against, which team is close to their proximity,
21
they can
नेपाल
potentially
ब्लू
rush
वर्सेस रेड
on this. They can seize this
अगर
opportunity
अगर
to
यहाँ
get
से टीम
more
होरा ने
points for
फाइट निकाल
themselves.
ली ना
Yes,
हेलो
I
जी
mean, obviously
बंगाली भी
Nepal
बीच में
White
है नहीं
does
नहीं
have
बंगाली दूर है
that little
ओके
portion right at the edge of the circle here, but it is still essential for them to take
नेपाल
down
रेड
that
ब्लू और
building where
वाइट
Blue is
तीनों
actually based.
नेपाल
And I'm
की
pretty
टीम
sure
चलाए हैं
that Blue
अभी
will make it difficult for them to even like try to get that building out of their hands. In the meantime, we got Nepal
ओ
Red
नाइस
Saitama on the screen here with a shotgun
वो रैव
takedown
हो गया वो
up
रैव हो
against
गया
the
हेलो
Bangladesh, but coming off the kill pit, it's Precious as
नो
well,
ओ
currently facing
पहले नॉक
Lord
कर देता ना
Saitama.
लेकिन
Ooh, the
स्टिल
helmet
जीजी
blew up into pieces, and now he is currently down on the ground as well, which puts, of course, Nepal Red in a
क्वालिटी को
well-lit
क्या हुआ है
situation. But Domain, do you still have time to pick up your teammate here? We're not talking about just like one to pick up your teammate here. We're not talking about just like one teammate to get picked up, but we're talking about
दो
two.
बंगाली आई थिंक नॉक है दो नेपाल के
We are talking about multiple at this point, ladies and gentlemen. It's not
बस
just
बताओ
one,
कौन सी
it's
टीम
two
चिकन
different
निकालेगी इस
players
मैच में
that need to be picked. There's Jordan in the back, Nepal Red. The situation is not looking good. Clever. You can potentially take down all the players that is right at that rock proximity. You can shoot at them, but we have to see if Clever is going to be able to spot the players down first. But oh my god, I kind of want to see this in the drone view because of the number of smokes that has been deployed over here. I can at least count 9 smoke grenades into this frame at this point. But there we go, Lithe versus MY. Mika has been knocked out. Delta just chilling near the entrance of the door. The grenade is not going to approach the player, but Haidami, he's going to be low on that HP. Sky, he's also cooking. Let him cook. Let these guys cook. It is white versus blue going on into the proximity. Sky's going to throw the grenade. Nobody's going to get hurt. Nobody's going to get hit. It's Sky once again going back once again towards the area. Rex in the meanwhile is going to take down Rush Bay. And these 7 teams, these 7 total teams, they're just waiting for the opportunity as this opportunity is going to Haidami is going to be down. Gyante's grenade is going to approach the situation. It's not going to affect anyone. It's not going to hit anyone. And Sky and the rest of the team, they have the potential, they have the possibility of getting that revive done upon on the players. But Nepal Red versus Rush
ओए
Bay,
अल्लाह
they
हाफिज
have been
बेटे
taken
अभी
down.
हैंड
Blue,
पे से
the
टाइम ना
Gamma
वेस्ट
has been
करो
taken down as
कहाँ
well.
विन है
Oh
यार
my
अभी
god.
कल का दिन ना
Precious
अभी
looking for
आज के
HP.
2
It's
मैचेस
a
हैं
2 second formation. Delta jump jump shot. Come on, jump shot. Backside, it is white closing in.
क्वालिफाई कोई नहीं
Front side,
करना
white
बॉयज.
closing in, and everywhere it's white and Nepal white closing in upon on the blue. Situation has overturned. Nepal blue is looking really great from this point onward. Sky
Oh,
over
no.
3 bullets on the astral pit. Jiggle is gonna come down, taking down Gyante, and now down to
Oh,
last
बहुत
player,
लो
that is
बहुत लो.
Sanhok
ये क्लच
and
कर
Killer
सकता है,
YT.
1v3 कर
It's all up
सकता
to
है.
these two players. In which case scenario, I don't think it's gonna be
कर गया.
possible. Killer YT, you need to heal yourself back to 75% HP as soon as possible. The XMPL, it's all up to you two.
Nice.
It's all up to these two
अरे,
guys
1v1.
to hold down the premises.
It's hard to see that two Nepali teams are actually going head to head at this moment as we speak.
Oh,
And
देखा
now
ना.
Nepal White had been
Ouch.
completely erased from the Erangel map, which of course
Wow,
puts us
right,
to
Jerry,
6
Nepal
teams
blue
remaining
ऐसे
here.
लो है.
Blue was able to survive that
Bro,
clash.
कोई टीम नहीं
However,
जाएगी
it
bro.
is
बस 3 दिन का ये
two
ग्रैंड
of
फाइनल्स का
their
मैच है.
opponents. So let's see if chicken
ओए
dinner is
होए
still
होए,
possible
नाइस
at
वन.
this point. In the meantime, we
श्रीलंका
also
क्या
see the
खेल रही है.
red
कितने
here.
पॉइंट्स हो गए
Two other
श्रीलंका के?
players
8
holding us down,
पॉइंट.
Precious and Domain. It's Rex and Saitama all together
होरा
going
ने
up against
पीएमजीसी
the
खेला है.
team of
यस
Sri
ब्रो, होरा ने
Lanka.
पीएमजीसी
It's
खेला हुआ है.
a little bit on the disadvantaged side for Team Red since they're working on just like two of their members, while one is actually trying to buy time for
अरे
the Red team to
गलती
recuperate.
कर
But of
दी है.
course, this is already inevitable.
हो हो
Sri
हो.
Lanka going in for a push here. Saitama
हेलो,
taking into
जाते
damage
जाते वो
as
किल
well, but
कंफर्म
was
कर
able
गया.
to secure 1 point for himself. Sluthy or Susty rather right now has
हेलो,
been
उनको टाइम
deleted
मिल गया
as
रेब
well.
होने का.
Another one down, another one down. Nepal red. Precious Saitama. It's all up to you guys. And just look at the circle, look at the radius, and look at the amount of flares that is residing in this small junction of the area. Precious is going to be once again taken down. It's all up to the last guy, that is Rex. Down anything. He only has the bandages. He's going to make down one player down. Grenade. The Molotov is going to go over towards that direction. Oh my god. He manages to survive for a tad bit longer bit of time. But come on. Get some first aid from your team member. Get some first aids. Not the throwables, but the first aids. You need them. You need them. And
Nice one.
that's the demise of the team Nepal red right here.
मैं पे कैसे मारी है वैंस की? तुम अच्छा खासा तो खेल रही थी.
12 elimination for the
ओए
team
होए
of Sri
होए
Lanka.
होए.
Wait a second. Wait a minute.
भाई श्रीलंका बहुत भाई
Is
खेल
this
गई है इसमें.
possible?
बड़ा.
Did this happen? When did this happen? Because we saw a while
ये
ago
शैतान
nobody
को
had
आरडी
this
का
amount of
फ्रैग है.
eliminations, and suddenly
ये
this is the team that
साइटामा
not
क्या
only
मतलब?
has 3 of their players revived
बंगाली अभी भी
alive at this
सर्वाइव कर रहा है
point
सोलो.
into the fight, but 12 eliminations for themselves.
32 होए होए होए.
Oh man, if I remember it correctly, Doom actually was part of the initial roster going
ओए
for
होए
that
होए.
MVP title. So yeah, maybe this is sort of a wake-up call for Team Sri Lanka to step up their
मैं
gameplay,
ही
and we are seeing that
मैं ही
happen
जीतेगी.
right at this moment.
होने
I mean,
कितने
12
में होने
eliminations,
आई
of
थिंक
course, is
एक
kind of a
खेल.
solid
इंडिविजुअल
number
प्लेयर ने
to
तो एक
begin
दो
with
खेला
in
वैसे
this
हो रहा. पूरी
competition. Let's
टीम ने
see
आई
if
थिंक
Bangladesh can still pull off maybe
एक
another
खेला.
point
यस
for Shijan, but of course it can be hard to pull off
शायद.
considering the fact that he is all alone dealing
विकिपीडिया
with
चेक कर
business here.
सकते
But
हो.
since Sri
कहा था
Lanka is
मैंने पहले
busy,
भी
of
कहा
course,
है कि
having a conflict
एम
settled
वाई
up against
जीतते.
Malaysia,
मैं
perhaps
जीता जब
Shijan can
आपने
pull
पूछा
off
था.
a sneaky move
जब
here
मलेशिया.
and get an elimination point for himself, or
लेट्स
maybe
सी
he can
लेट्स सी.
focus on longevity here and make sure he gets up until the final zone.
He needs to survive. He needs to survive.
ओह
That's
किल
one
मिल
thing for
गया.
sure. But that's the one elimination he's gonna have, and that's a kill steal. That's an elimination steal. You are definitely gonna pay for that. Oh my God! Get up! Get up! Get in the circle! Come on! No! He's just gonna give his elimination towards the
इधर
circle.
से
Bangladesh out of the proximity, out of the zone, out of the game, and right down to the top
बड़ा
four, ladies
फिर.
and gentlemen. Nepal
रेव उठा लिया
is
उसको.
gonna be taken down. It's all
स्मोक
over
करके
the
रेव
team
उठा लिया
Nepal
उसको.
Blue, Lucifer, and Jimmy from the Sri Lanka. We have a team MY with Firen, Trexy, Yuhai, and Mika, all 4 alive.
भाई तो लोग स्पेशल
Jordan
मीडिया में
with 2
कहते
as
हैं
well,
कितने
Tome
फेक
and
न्यूज़
Elias,
स्प्रेड करते हैं. और ये
these two are also
ग्रीडिया
one of the
वो
few players that
करा
has the
देते
potential to do a
भाई
wondrous
तुम्हारे
job,
लोग
a
सोशल मीडिया में
wonderful
कितने
job for
फेक न्यूज़ पे.
themselves. But I'm
किसने
more
किसने
curious about Sri Lanka
फेक
right
न्यूज़
now with
दिया
the
ब्रो.
12
मैं आपको प्रूफ
eliminations in
देता
their
हूँ.
proximity.
दीप ब्रो इधर ही
How
रहना. ये
well
मैच
are they
खत्म
gonna
होता है
be
ना, मैं
able
आपको
to cement
दिखाता हूँ.
themselves into this area, take those fights, all those
जाना नहीं है
headshots
बाप ने
and
कहीं पे. ठीक
everything?
है ना.
How well are they going to be able to get more eliminations, or are they just going to get eliminated from this point
ऐसे क्या
onward?
होता है
Because
सर,
they
उसमें
can
इंतजार कर
potentially
ला.
let
अरे
these
एनडीडी किंग
MY
ब्रो
and
ना
Miramar
डिलीट
take
करो.
the fight against each other, and just chill out there until the never
अदीब ब्रो
ending
इधर ही रहना, मैं आपको
hardcore
दिखाता हूँ
elimination
भाई।
tournament.
मैंने
We
पहले
don't
कहा था
have this
चिकन
point
मिशन।
and
ओके
click
ब्रो, स्पैम ना किया करो। मैंने आपका
just yet to
मैसेज पढ़ लिया है,
move
जवाब भी
forward.
दे
I mean,
दिया।
in order
इतने
to
बार
do the
बार
thing
स्पैम करके
right
क्या फायदा,
now, that
क्या
they
बता
do
रहे
have
होते हो
that
मुझे?
small compound to work
पढ़
with,
तो
but then
लिया है, एक ही
before
बात
they
बार
will
बार
have to
रिपीट।
give up that refuge and step into the line. Of course, but we got 40 more seconds to go before
44। मैं सर इसको, हाँ नेट चला गया। टेररिस्ट को प्रमोट क्यों करते हो यार, इतना सपोर्ट क्यों करते हो? किसने सर किया, किसने सपोर्ट किया टेररिस्ट को ब्रो? ये तो मैं आपके सवाल का जवाब दे रहा हूँ कि नहीं नहीं, ये तो आपने कहा ना, क्या आपने मैसेज किया था कि आपके सोशल मीडिया फेक न्यूज क्या कर। 3 दिन से तो हम खामोश बैठे हुए थे, ये तो कल रात को हमने स्टार्ट किया है। मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ आपकी जो फीमेल जो पकड़ी गई है ना, अबू टाइम ही नहीं मिला मनु। अबू इधरों नहीं हो।
JOR, there's MY, there's Sri Lanka, there's some eliminations for yourself because Jordan, at the meanwhile, is kind of at the very corner of the area. The grenades, the throwables can definitely get the players down. A fire in, gonna take down Lyeth, and right with this, another grenade is gonna ensue upon on the players. That is Tome. Tome still survives. Wait a minute, he still survives. Finally gets taken down, and it's over. Team Malaysia is gonna have the winner chicken dinner for themselves for the match number 3.
नहीं, फिर आपकी क्यों फट रही है ब्रो, आपकी क्यों
for
फट रही
some
है?
time there. I was a bit
पाकिस्तानी
nervous because it was
अटैक्स
such a
देख के
cliffhanger. If in case
चिल
it
करो ना,
ended
आपके
the game
आपके
very
साथ तो
like
कोई
very
मसला ही
early
नहीं है।
on the
मैं तो अभी इतना
tournament,
कुछ कहता ही
but
नहीं
of
हूँ
course
ना, मैं इंस्टा पे इतना कुछ स्टोरी वगैरह ये ना इधर। मैं चुप हो गया, बस इंडियंस की सुन रहा हूँ भाई। ये हो गया, वो हो गया, मारे गए, लुटे के, लाहौर बर्बाद हो गया, कराची की बंदरगाह उड़ गई। मैं भैया मैं लाहौर में बैठा हूँ, अपने घर बैठा हूँ, तो किसी ने कुछ भी नहीं किया। जितनी फेक न्यूज़ इंडिया वाले दे रहे हैं ना, अपने अवाम का वो काट रहे हैं अच्छा खासा। इधर हमें जरूरत ही नहीं है कि भाई हम बताएं कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं। हमारे भाई मिसाइल जब लगेंगे ना, खुद पता लगेगा एक्चुअल में हो क्या रहा है इंडिया में। वो इंडिया वाले खुद बताएंगे भाई ये हो रहा है हमारे साथ। रात की पकड़ी गई है ना एक इंडियन पायलट। ये पाजी था, इनको ज्यादा सीरियस नहीं लेते जाने। मसलन या तुम लोग जो टेररिस्ट को प्रमोट मार के हिंदूज को टारगेट करते हो, किस कौन सा बताओ तो सही, टेररिस्ट किसको प्रमोट किया हमने, बताओ। अरे भाई मैं बंकर से मैसेज कर रहा हूँ, बाकी सारा मुख्तबा है फिर वह इंडियन आर्मी कह रही है। छंकना भी नहीं कर सकती इंडियन आर्मी वाला। किसने टेररिस्ट को प्रमोट किया बताओ ना, हमने तो स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया, इंडियन की तरफ से स्टार्ट हुई ये चीजें। हमने 2 दिन सबर किया कि भाई खुद ही ठंडे हो जाए, खुद ही ठंडे हो जाए। नहीं ठंडे हुए, फिर हमने कल रात को, फिर जब उनकी ली है ना इंडिया वालों की, उनकी वैसे ही फटके हाथ में आ गई भाई, ये पाकिस्तान ने क्या कर दिया हमारे साथ। यार मैं जकोबाद में रहता हूँ, पाकिस्तान पाकिस्तान उधर अभी मिसाइल गिरा है। हाँ लाइक हमने तो इंतजार किया, हमने तो कुछ भी नहीं किया। हमने 2 दिन सब्र किया भाई, खुद ही ठंडी हो जाए, ना कुछ करना पड़े, हम बस देखते रहे हैं, देखते रहे हैं। नहीं हुए, शोखियां हो रही थी भाई। वो पाकिस्तान बर्बाद हो गया, लाहौर उड़ा गया, कराची उड़ा गया। फिर हमने एक्चुअल में दिखाया है कल रात को जब हमारे हमने मिशन लॉन्च किया। भाई अब देखो हम क्या कर सकते हैं। अड़ी भाई टेररिज्म प्रमोट की पाकिस्तान टेररिज्म के खिलाफ जंग कर रहा है कितने साल या इनको पता नहीं है भाई, झूठ ना बोलो। इंडिया मीडिया के मुताबिक इंडियन नेवी ने लाहौर की बंदरगाह को, यार हाँ लाहौर की बंदरगाह है हमारे इधर यार। क्या नेम है, बीआरबी के पास ना एक चाचा है, वो ना गन्ने का जूस बेचता है। उसने ना कश्ती रखी है नहर को क्रॉस करने के लिए, लगता है उसकी कश्ती के ऊपर ना उन्होंने ना गैसी बलून फेंक दिया। बीसी 100 दफा आया हूँ इस स्ट्रीम पर इससे, लेकिन दफा मैच के रिलेटिव बाहर नहीं स्ट्रीम। मंसूर ब्रो, आप आते गलत टाइम पे हो ना, मसला ये है, आप आते गलत टाइम पे हो। ऐसे के लिए आप आते गलत टाइम पे। आप वर्ल्ड नाउ वे पगन जब ट्राइस दिया फॉर नो ब्रो, वी आर नो, वो पाकिस्तानियों ने नहीं किया था। अगर पाकिस्तानियों ने किया भी होता, किसी एक ने भी किसी एक ने भी बात कहा हो, प्राउड फील किया हो इंस्टा पे, कोई एक स्टोरी मुझे दिखा दो कि भाई पाकिस्तान सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं भाई वो जो भी इंडिया का क्या नेम है, पगलम क्या नेम है, पहलगम अटैक को पाकिस्तानी कोई एक इंडिया कोई एक पाकिस्तानी मीडिया, कोई एक पाकिस्तानी सेलिब्रिटी सेलिब्रेट कर रहा हो कि भाई ये पहलगाम अटैक हुआ है इंडिया की, ये मर गया, किसी ने भी नहीं किया। वो अटैक हमारी तरफ से नहीं हुआ। कहीं 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 आप प्रूव कर दो कि भाई पाकिस्तानी ने वो किया है, या पाकिस्तान हम क्या इधर भाई उन्होंने एक बच्चा मारा है और एक वो औरत को मारा है, इधर शुरू हो गए हैं कि बड़ा जश्न मना रहे थे पाकिस्तान के सारे सेलिब्रिटीज, भाई एक बच्चा मर गया है, पाकिस्तान एक बच्चा मर गया। आप लोगों को शर्म आनी चाहिए भाई। सिविल के ऊपर अटैक कर रहे हैं, आर्मी के ऊपर अटैक करो ना, आपकी फाड़ के हाथ में रख दे वो।
onward. Pakistan had 7 eliminations, and these are the numbers, these are the names that
और
are
नाउ के
just coming
के
up
जब
on the
टेस्ट दिया
leaderboard.
ब्रो, हार्वर्ड को कुछ नहीं पता, बस ये आप लोगों को पता है, ये बस
I
इंडियन
don't
को ही
want to
पता है।
talk about those teams that are currently at the well, the bottom half section, right, in the leaderboard ranking. Of course, teams like Nepal
मिसाइल
1,
लॉन्च करके
Syria,
क्या
Bangladesh,
उखाड़,
Maldives.
कुछ नहीं
They need
उखाड़ पाए
a
ब्रो। अदीप ब्रो, मैं
a
आपको
set
दिखाता हूँ
of
हमने क्या
meaningful
उखाड़ा है।
match, placement
मिसाइल
towards
लॉन्च करके,
our
वेट अ
elite scores on their side, and
सेकेंड।
the eliminations
ये
are
देखो,
also
ये इंडिया की
close at
न्यूज़
this
है।
stage of the tournament, playing safe to
छह
get into
अटैक्स
the
हुए हैं
match.
डिफरेंट
So
जगह पे,
if we're gonna check out
26
the overall rankings,
लोकेशन टारगेटेड
Indonesia
हुई है।
at the
पाकिस्तान
top
न्यूज़ चैनल
with
नहीं, इंडिया का जाके
most
इंडिया
teams
का न्यूज़
actually
चैनल
crossed
देखो।
that triple digit score. 101 is a
ये
solid
देखो जरा,
point done by
ये मैं आपको एक
Indonesia,
चीज़
followed by
दिखाता हूँ।
Pakistan with 83,
ये देखो,
Nepal right
ये
with
कल
78, Syria
रात
5
को
with 81,
जब मिशन लॉन्च हुआ
and
ना,
for
उसके
the
बाद ये चेक कर रहे हो,
eliminations, we've got
ये बेस के
Malaysia
ऊपर
with
गिरा, बेस की
82.
लग पर ही गई है। मैं आपको
But
दिखाता
if
हूँ
we're
अभी,
going to
ये
pay
देखो
close attention to the
उधर पे
map,
एयर बेस
Indonesia was able
इंडिया,
to set up against the second
ये लाइव
place,
फुटेज
which
है,
is, of course,
देख रहे हो कितना
Pakistan.
धुआं है।
It's still
आपको मैं
an
एक्चुअल में भी
okay
दिखाता हूँ,
gap.
वेट
It
करो।
means that Indonesia still has
ए
the
वेट
a
वेट
little bit
वेट
of
वेट
leeway, so to
कहाँ,
speak,
ये
to
देखो,
make some
ये
mistake
चेक करो, चेक करे,
inside of
नजर आ
those
रहे हैं आपको?
matches. But of course,
आपको मैं
that
एक्चुअल में वो चीजें ला के दिखाता हूँ,
small
वेट करो।
wiggle room right there won't
ओए
be
होए
enough
होए, क्या
to put
हालात हुए
you
हैं।
on
इंडिया
losing
तो कल रात का आई
battles
थिंक सोई
right
भी
at the
नहीं है।
beginning of the match.
आपको मैं दिखाता हूँ, ये देखो, ये मैडन साहब आई थी पाकिस्तान में रात को, पकड़ लिया गया। मैं आपको इसकी गिरती हुई भी दिखाता हूँ, ये देखो, इंडियन न्यूज़ की तरफ से है कि जनरल नसीर खान जहां को पकड़ लिया गया है। ये देखो, ओशन शर्मा बड़ा उड़ रहा था। ये देखो, ये देखो, जब गिरा है ना, मेरे दोस्त ने स्पेसिफिक वीडियो बनाई है, वो उसे पकड़ने जा रहे थे, भाई पता लगा लड़की है तो माफ कर दी। ये देखो, ये उड़ के आ रही है नीचे, ये देखो, ये देखो, देखो अब उसे गफा में छुपा दिया गया आंटी साहब को, उनके हाथ में है। ये देखो, ये इंडियन की न्यूज़ की तरफ से ये वीडियो आई है, हमने कोई नहीं आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस वगैरह से बनाई। चेक करे, चेक करे क्या हो रहा है। हालात देख रहे हो, कह रहे हैं कि मिसाइल ने क्या कर दिया है भाई। इंडिया वालों को पूछो जाके, आप पता नहीं कहाँ बैठ के शोखियां मार रहे हो, ये हो गया, वो हो गया। आओ जाके बस ना चाय पियो जाके, पता कुछ है नहीं, फजूल में बोली जा रहे।
Mhm.
बिना चाइना से लोन लेके कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे। अरे अदीप ब्रो, व्हाई यू आर क्राइंग ब्रो, व्हाई यू आर क्राइंग? ट्विटर से 4 कप चाय पिए।
Oh, yes, definitely. And again, for Laos, Sri Lanka, Timor-Leste, and Lebanon, time is not on their side, sitting at 8, or not really 8, like a really pretty low score in the overall rankings. I mean, it's not really great for them to play so cautiously. It means that they are already
यार ये
marching
ना
into the tournament from the bottom of the
पागल है
table
बस
here. So
इसकी ना।
something needs to change again. We're already at day number 2 here, guys.
चल
We only
बेटा
have
तू
one
छुट्टी
more
कर।
day to go to wrap things up for this ESAN tournament. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going in for a break here. Please don't go away. It'll be a short one, so stick with us.
ये जब एयरबेस तबाह होगी, अब ये इसके ऊपर हमारा कसूर तो नहीं है। इंडिया वालों को 2 दिन कहते रहे भाई ना करो। फोन में फुटी अभी तक कोई सीन नहीं है। नो आइडिया सेसिंग प्लेस ब्रो, नो आइडिया। स्पैम ना करो यार। कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलेगी तो बता देंगे। अभी तक कोई अनाउंसमेंट नहीं हुई। मैं तो ये अभी बोल ही नहीं रहा इसके खिलाफ ओ इसके रिलेटेड। और जो भी स्ट्रीम पे न्यू आ रहे हैं स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो यार। ब्रो स्पैम ना करो सेसिंग ब्रो। जो भी स्ट्रीम पे नहीं आ रहे स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो प्लीज। अकॉर्डिंग टू मीडिया इंटरेस्ट यार अच्छी खासी मैं स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ। 20-25 MB पे नेट आ रहा है मेरा। कल 4 MB वाली पोस्ट लगी थी लेकिन बाद में डिलीट कर 4 MB। कल 4 वो किसने लगाई थी भला? वो तो किसी न्यूज़ टेलर ने लगाई थी। जो भी स्ट्रीम पे न्यू आ रहे हैं स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो। कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता भाई इनका। मैं सीरियस इन चीज़ों से दूर रहता हूँ लेकिन मेरे को होता है ना पागल पागल से ही ऊपर होता है ना वो बंदे हैं ये सारे।
We are now on match number 4 here, ladies and gents. Again, welcome back to the Asia Showdown, brought to you by Esports Association of Nepal, together with Red Queen and, of course, Torik, serving you the juiciest chicken dinner this tournament has to offer.
Oh yes, it is the juiciest chicken dinners coming around for the team. But ladies and gentlemen, we are officially done with our Erangel parts. Now, the only 2 matches that are remaining are the Miramars, the one that comes into the barren lands where the chickens will be cooked underneath the land with all like the juiciest, the amazing sauces and everything. I'm talking about food. I'm going way too much into the food. But yes, the match is about to begin. Miramar is about to take the flight, and we were talking about all the facts and figurines on how Indonesia has been doing really great. They have been like consistent
एफएस
in
एफ
their
वाली को
performance.
ले लो
Yes, the first
यार।
Erangel was
टी
not
पाकिस्तान
that
को
good, but they still
स्पीड
managed
पकड़ना
to like
चाहिए।
squeeze out some decent
करते हैं
points, some
फोर्टी
decent
एफबी
points for
ग्रुप फैन पे
themselves
मैं तो लगी
into
हुई
the
है अभी भी।
second
यार
Erangel
नहीं
by
आइडिया यार।
Dynasties.
मैं मुझे कुछ पता होता मैं खुद अपने न्यू अपने इंस्टा पे
Still,
लगा
at the
देता लेकिन मुझे
very
नहीं
end of the
आइडिया।
game, at the
अच्छा
very
नटेशन भाई
end of
कैसे
the
हो?
game,
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं
we
ठीक ठाक।
know
आप कैसे
what's
हो?
gonna matter the most for the
नींदो
day
आ
number
रही ना?
2
नहीं नहीं
to
नहीं
have as much
नींदो
chicken
नहीं
dinner
आ
as
रही।
possible.
सलाम टाइसन भाई
We need to
वालेकुम
secure
अस्सलाम।
those
वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम इंडिया नेक्स्ट
juiciest
टाइम। मेरे
position
पहले भेजे
points
लड़कियों
and
पे
the
हाथ नहीं उठा
Erangel.
सकते ठोकना। वैसे
Well, we
भाई
all know
वो
that
आधी
cheating
वाली
is
आईक्यू
never
और
meant to
नोकी
be
का
easy.
आया नहीं अभी
Unfortunately, it
तक।
was
आधी
meant
कह
to
रहा
test
है
the
जगह से।
limits
हाँ
of
पता नहीं यार
the
आएगा अगर उन्होंने
skill
रिकॉर्ड किया तो
and
जरूर आएगा।
mental resilience of the players. I mean, from the moment that the first shots were fired a while ago during the first match here, Indonesia definitely emerged as the titan of this
जगह इंस्टा
championship
लिंक और
because they
नेम यार
were
जगह का मैंने
aggressive
लिंक दिया तो
since
है।
day number 1 here, and they were able to carry
हाँ ये
that
जगवार का ही
momentum
लिंक है।
back into day number 2 here. Still the undisputed kings of the
क्या लीड है
tournament.
यार?
Of course,
लीड है अभी
Indonesia
भी
already
बाईस
points enough
इक्कीस
from
पॉइंट की।
behind.
तो ऐसा
But then
का
again,
क्या हुआ?
the question
फिलहाल के
I
लिए
like to have
360
for
स्पोर्ट ना
myself, and
पबजीएम
especially for you
को
guys as
थोड़ा
well, is
ब्रेक
how
रखे ना।
long can
वो कर रही
Indonesia keep
है
the
ऑनर
top
ऑफ किंग्स का
spot
ग्रैंड कर
in
रही है
the
क्योंकि
winning
अगस्त में
force.
हमारे
So
मैचेस हैं
let's check
ऑफिशियल
out, of
इसलिए।
course, the teams
क्योंकि अब
getting
ऑफिशियल
ready
आना बड़ी देर
themselves
बाद
up
तो इसलिए अभी
to
हम
get into
थोड़ा सा
activations
ब्रेक पे हैं
in
सारे।
Myanmar. This is the first
क्या लगता है
Miramar
टाइसन भाई आज दिन
Stadium
के
for
एग्जाम पे
team
पाक
here,
की
and
स्पीड
I
कितने
do
पर
see
यार मुझे
our
लगता है
team
कि
already
मे बी
talking with the
हैश वन पे आ
side of
जाए
Erangel
यहाँ
and
हैश टू पर अगर
buying.
हुई
Okay, we have
फिर
the
भी
division,
इतनी
of
लीड
course,
नहीं
in
होगी
front of
ज़्यादा
them, so
8 या 9 पॉइंट की
definitely
लीड
assuming
होगी
just a while. Malaysia, they
टाइसन
have
पेमेंट से नहीं खेली नो
navigators
ब्रो नहीं
on
खेला
themselves,
क्योंकि
so
हम थोड़ा
I
सा
don't think
ऑफ
any
हैं
contestation will happen just yet.
आई
But
क्यू एजी यस
in the
ब्रो
graveyard, or maybe perhaps the northern
नो
side
नो
of
नो नो
the
सच नहीं
circle,
है
it's
सच
going
नहीं
to
है
be occupied. But down below, Los Leones,
फोकस
I
करो
think
बॉयज
it's going
मैच
to
पे
be a place where teams will definitely rush into, because this is the focal point of the safe zone.
Definitely the focal points of the safe zone, but the plane line and the circle is not matching up. This is going to be a hard hitting factor for a majority of the teams at this point, where they want to go towards the southern side, and the circle, like the plane line, was not allowing them. So they have to find some cars, they have to find some vehicles for themselves. El Pozo, it's just one team. Picado, on the other hand, that's where I can see two different teams that maybe into the proximity that can potentially take the fight. Yusuf has a pan in hand. Is he going for the pan elimination? Is he trying? Please don't do that, because the other opponent may have a shotgun, may have a DBS, may have an S12K against
वालेकुम
you.
अस्सलाम
So
अस्सलाम
be very
वालेकुम वेलकम
careful
टू द
on whatever
स्ट्रीम
you're
जो
going to
भी
do.
आ रहे हैं
And in fact, Syria, Yusuf, there is nobody
लेट्स
into the
गो
same compound
यस
here.
यार ईस्पो
Completely
वर्ल्ड
chill
कप होना
here.
क्यों नहीं
Do
आ
not
रहा
worry. They are in the backside, the big warehouse area, so the stadium side. So be careful, be careful, be careful with the windows and everything. But Satan, so far, I think he's AFK, but whatever we can see, Syria, the position that they are in, how they're getting their loot, how they're getting their arsenals, whereas on top of that,
ब्रो कितनी ये
TLS
फाइनल्स हैं ब्रो
all
फाइनल्स
together,
हैं
3 players together right here in this proximity.
Okay, so this is
हाँ
going to
हाँ
be a
मैंने
different
देखा है दुआ
terrain, and
करो यार सारे
competitions will definitely be brutal. So if getting caught outside of the zone here could be a death sentence,
वो जो भी स्क्रीन पे आ रहा है
considering just like how much meters, of course, you need to travel from
पीएमजीसी
point A to
होगा
point B, just in case you've
सितंबर में ओ
already dropped a little
नवंबर
bit
दिसंबर
far
में
from
जाके
where the safe zone actually is. Snipers and DMRs definitely will become key players here. If you are a team that excel in long range fights, then you will have the upper hand when it comes to Miramar. Positioning is everything, of course. So if you do not have that high ground, then you're going to play catch up at this point. So perhaps just predicting what kind of pace we're going to expect coming from the countries here. Indonesia, Pakistan will definitely fight for control early in this game. So I do expect, of course, an aggressive start for both of the teams that I just mentioned. But coming off the kill feed, I think it was Pakistan that one player that got knocked down, or is it from TLS or not Syria? Okay, I think that was Lebanon and Sri Lanka having an exchange as we
Yeah.
speak.
It is. It is. The Lebanon finally stepping up, getting that first elimination and the second knockdown on its way. But still, we have to wait out for the opportunity, like the completion, the execution of this fight, because the initial always is good. The execution is where sometimes
Ooh.
Lebanon kind of
अरे
gets
स्क्रीन को
stronger,
क्या हो
and
गया
that's exactly what's happening once again. On the execution side, that's 2 down of the team of Lebanon in a single split second. Not only that, but Sri Lanka has also revived their players. It's 3 versus 2 now from this point onward. Waited on the front line.
प्लस
The
स्क्रीन होगी
champ of
होगी
the
होगी
HP
ब्रो
side. So
होगी
be very careful. Wait on whatever you're doing.
ये ना मैं
Satan
एक
instantly
वो
approached the
चीजें वगैरह कर
situation.
रहा हूँ पता नहीं ट्रांसफर
Meanwhile,
क्यों नहीं हो रही है
Horea has been eliminated. That's the second one elimination done. Sri Lanka 2 points. And I would
लाइन
say
ऑफ कंट्रोल
Lebanon
हाँ जी जी
may
होगी
have
होगी
to
होगी
leave this premises instead of taking the fight. I'm not sure why. Even when Lebanon sees that okay, it's a no go, they still go for the fight.
Yeah, and I think they're already just playing for experience here at this point. I mean, they are the only team with a single-digit score in the leaderboard, so I don't know what the plan is for Lebanon. And I mean, the fact that they missed to play in Sanhok says a lot, for Team Lebanon. And looking at the situation here, Torix, I mean, Zakaria and as well as Easy have already been taken out of the equation here, so I don't know how long they're gonna last. And
और जो
But
जो भी
despite
स्ट्रीम पे
of
न्यू आ रहे
this,
हैं
Sri
काइंडली स्ट्रीम
Lanka,
को
Doom
लाइक कर दो.
obviously is hunting them down, sniffing the blood here and just trying to pinpoint where exactly where they will
नो नो मेरी
eliminate
कोई जीएफ
these
नहीं
two
है ब्रो.
remaining players coming from the side of Lebanon. And of course, the kill feed is definitely lining up as well. We got TLS, Cheapo getting
3 दिन
gunned
का
down
फाइनल्स है
by
ब्रो. 3
Syria.
दिन का
USAN picking
फाइनल्स
up
है.
that nade.
आज डे 2
Mamo
है
very
फिर
low
डे
in
3.
HP here. They hook it. Oh my. He can get
नाइस.
shut down. And there you go. An accurate nade coming from
अभी भी
USAN heading
तकरीबन
to Syria, winning
17
that fight.
18 पॉइंट का डिफरेंस है.
Beautiful fight won by Syria right there, getting a full elimination on the team.
ये मैच बहुत
Timor-Leste
जरूरी है बॉयज.
has been finally eliminated out of the match. Then we're talking about once again Lebanon, who
भाई
has
स्ट्रीम क्वालिटी
tried
काफी वीक है
their
आपकी.
level
क्या वीक है
best
ब्रो?
to get some more
1080p पे नहीं हो
casualties, some
रही
more eliminations, but oh my god, nobody even has the
ब्रो. ये
slightest idea that
क्वालिटी
player
बढ़ाओ ना आप
is
नीचे
just
से.
waiting at the entrance of the door. You
यार
open
सोनर
that
किंग्स
door,
खेलता मैं भी
you are
खेलता.
inviting
बॉयज क्वालिटी सही
death
नहीं आ रही.
into your own
ना करो
house
यार.
from
अब तो
now on
ग्राफिक कार्ड
onwards.
लगवा लिया
So
मैंने.
very careful whatever you're gonna do. And there we go. White is gonna take down Doom. Doom out of the match. It's a confirmation. 2 versus 2 from this point onward. S12Ks, M249. Since these M249 wins it out, the Winchester 97, will it get a connection? Will it get a knockdown on towards these players? This is a bigger question. The answer is no. The player from the Sri Lanka, Jimmy, he finally managed to
यार
take down the last
इससे
guy
ज्यादा
for
क्या
the
क्वालिटी आपको
elimination
अच्छी दूं.
with just the 2 casualties.
अच्छी खासी
Still,
तो
it's a
क्वालिटी
very
आ रही है.
big
एक एक
casualty
चीज
number to you guys.
मजे
But
की
still,
आ रही है
you are
यार. ऐसे
surviving.
ना
Now
करो
from
यार.
this point onward, you can pace your game onto a slow pace side.
फिट है
How
हो रही है.
let
नेट का
them
प्रॉब्लम हो
want
सकता
to
है. मुझे
battle,
तो
but
सही आ
can
रही है.
they still
ओके.
win the war? I mean, Sri Lanka obviously emerged victorious from that clash, but then again, we're
जो
talking
जो
about
अभी स्ट्रीम
two
पे नहीं आ रहे
remaining
काइंडली
players,
स्ट्रीम को लाइक
and
कर
we
दो.
are just at stage 1 here, so it could be difficult to go through all the squads remaining still in the lobby. Now, Indonesia, this is not the time for them to fight just yet, although we can see a team lurking just nearby, so
गुड है
perhaps
भाई.
we can
ओके
see them
ओके गुड है.
collide later on. And speaking of
यार
that,
अगर ये
Jordan,
मैच
that was a good
बहुत
choice
जरूरी
coming
है
from
फोर्थ राइज के लिए
Jordan. But I feel
निकालना.
like, okay, for Jordan, they're just going to try and pass through. But from
ओके
the
ओके
kill feed,
ओके.
it's Vietnam. Levi's confirmation coming through, going up against Apex, and now he had been deleted from the game.
कल वाली
2
वैसी नहीं
points
आ
back
रही.
in the
ऐसे डे
bag
1 में और
for
डे 2 में
Mongolia.
डिफरेंस तो होगा ना.
2 points right there, ladies and gentlemen. Mongolia securing more points, and they're going for the more points as well as the
हाँ नेट थोड़ा
grenades.
स्लो आया है वो ये सेंटो दा सर्कल.
A close connection towards the player, not that close that okay it can get these eliminations for them, but once again, smokes the clouds. It will be deployed. Alex cooking that grenade. Fatality's grenade actually did a lot of damage on Alex at this point. I'm not sure what is up with these teams and their own grenades.
जो जो भी
Their
स्ट्रीम पे
own
नहीं आ रहे हैं
players.
स्ट्रीम को लाइक
For
कर
some
दो.
reason, something needs to be fixed on that. Something needs to be done upon on these players for that particular thing. But aside from that going on, Alex Parajit
286 तक गया है वैसे
right
वाचिंग.
with this from the front lines.
हाँ यस ना.
Shua has been knocked down as well. Fatality crossing in.
अगर ये शॉटगन लग गई ना.
It's a M416 that you can
ओह
all, but the gun change is where that
कर गया वो.
gonna
क्लच
occur.
कर गया.
You are gonna get that elimination on
Hoy,
you
hoy,
with
hoy,
that
hoy.
gun change. That single wrong move is enough to completely obliterate almost the team right here. That's one elimination so far.
अरे किल क्यों नहीं
that the
कंफर्म
team
कर रहा है ये
is
लड़का.
gonna have for themselves, but we still have to see if they're going to be able to secure more and more over here.
अच्छा वो 1v4 करने जा रहा
After
है.
that knock, he's just leaving out of the premises, and I would say this is a very fine choice of action that this guy has done, leaving the premises after the knockouts, after those damages that you have done, leaving the premises and changing your position. It's definitely a very W move.
यार टॉप 2
And
पे
it's
जा
another
रही है.
fight, between Vietnam and Team Mongolia. This time it's inside Miramar. Now, can't exactly say if that was such a great win for Team Vietnam. Yes, they were able to take down a couple players coming from the Team
4 पॉइंट
Mongolia.
4
But the fact
नीचे
of the
डिफरेंस
matter
बहुत
is
कम है.
we're
नीचे
just at
टॉप 4
stage
का
2 here,
कंपटीशन है.
and they already have 2 casualties, so it can be hard for them to
इंडोनेशिया
potentially
पहले मरे ना
right stage
इसमें.
the game
और
as
टेबल
well.
टॉप के
We're
पॉइंट
looking at
टेबल
4
टॉप के
teams remaining.
101 है
So we
ब्रो.
got Malaysia on the screen here. Now, there is another challenge for them to actually get through, and that is, of course, shutting down the opposition coming from those mountain ranges. And that opposition that I was talking about are the boys coming from Pakistan. So they do have that vantage point, and it could be easy for them to eliminate any player,
सोशल मीडिया फेक
any
वीडियो
team from
देखना
down below, just
पाकिस्तान
because
के
it's
एनी
easier
टू.
for them to actually track them down.
यार क्या बोलूं मैं
I mean,
आपको।
tracking down is one big thing
जी
at this point
जी
in the
श्री
game.
राम ब्रो, ये भाई की जाके ना
Tracking down is one big thing. But Vietnam
वो
taking down
स्टोरी देखो,
Mongolia right there, ladies and gentlemen.
इसके ऊपर
Mongolia
ना
has
आपकी वो
dominated. We are down to top
रियल
13
रियल
teams
रियल में ना
in
वो
the Esports
आपको वो
player.
दिखा देंगे
And this is
आपकी वो
just the
लेडी
stage
को।
number 2. This is the start of the stage number 2. Oh my god, it is the end. Stage number 3 is about to occur, and we can definitely see some more casualties may occur while rotating on towards the players for the players and the way I was expecting this lobby to go slow, super slow, it's not happening like that. It's definitely not happening like that. We are seeing a lot of casualties at the very start, and even right now, just look at the dispersion between the
इसकी
players,
लास्ट वीडियो
the
देखो
distance
जाके, आपको
between them
नजर आ
the
जाएगी
amount of
जो
fights
आपकी
that can
लेडी पकड़ी है
possibly
ना।
occur. Even outside of the blue zone, there is
फॉर्मेट
a
तो या
single
फॉर्मेट
point
कुछ भी नहीं
that
है,
can potentially take the fight
फॉर्मेट
if
कुछ
the
भी नहीं है।
team at the point where they are holding their grounds, but in the safe area, in the safe zone, that's where the first fight, I believe so, is going to occur.
And we've got a lot of teams that might flock
ब्रो 3
onto
दिन का
the
फाइनल है
south
ब्रो,
part
सिर्फ
here in
3
this
दिन का
player.
फाइनल
So
है।
that's
और डे 2
probably
है।
the
आईक्यू ने
night
नॉक किया
the
सीरिया के
next
एक
fight
प्लेयर
will
को,
ensue. So we'll just have to wait. But
कर गया
we have
1-4
players coming
पर
from
जिना,
Syria getting gunned
ये
down on the
नोइस।
floor here. Team Vietnam going for
ओ
the reposition, and then Jordan coming into play, clever with that massive spray. And yeah, I think they will be flushing out these players coming from Syria out of that building. Right now, it's turning into a bloody fight. Clever
ओ
just
उसने अपने
got down
आप के
from that
प्लेयर को
vehicle,
मार
getting
दिया।
ready to charge here. Went in for that
और
shotgun takedown.
1-4
Gets
कर
one,
गया ये
gets
भी।
two. Man,
20
Clever
लाख 20
is
लाख है
on
प्राइसफुल
full
भाई।
aggro mode as we speak.
एक किल मिला
Oh my
पाकिस्तान को,
god,
और
the
एक
aggro
इंडोनेशिया ने भी उठा
is
लिया।
coming. Oh my goodness, it's so good. The eliminations into the kill feed, you can definitely see Team Laos. They're getting into those eliminations. They're getting those shots connected. They're also receiving a lot of damage on towards their own sides as well. So there's a lot of casualties going around. It's not just one thing.
3 किल
It's multiple
इंडोनेशिया
fights
यार।
going around into the proximity. Jordan is one of the team that is into the proximity. They're kind of into the safe spot. There's no need for them to get into any kind of aggression so far. They can just chill it out. But Indonesia is another team with more than 100 points. More than 100 points. The only team that got more than 100 points for themselves is Indonesia right now. And with on top of that, the 3 eliminations, they are outside of the circle, receiving end of the blue damage. So one thing is for sure that they need to get inside that circle as
थर्ड
soon as
किल तब शुरू
possible.
होते
Aside
जब
from that,
40
talking about the team Pakistan, once
सेम
again,
सेमी किल
they're
जा रहे
still on the
होते
number
हैं।
2, and they are also waiting for the opportunity that can present itself towards these guys
20 लाख डॉलर, नो नो
for
20 लाख
them to
पीके यार ब्रो।
actually overtake these teams. They're
यार
not
अभी बाद में
willing
देखते हैं, मैच
to
के
limit
बाद देखते हैं ब्रो,
Indonesia
मैच के बाद आपको
to
प्राइसफुल
slow
डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन
down
बताता
their
हूँ।
pace so they can start pacing themselves up from that point onward.
One slip from Indonesia
अभी ये क्या
definitely
बोल
could
दिया टाइसन,
shift
दोबारा ना
everything.
बोले, इस्लाम के दायरे से खारिज हो
Obviously,
जाएगा।
Pakistan already at
क्या मैं दोबारा
93
से
points
खारिज हो
here
जाऊंगा
with
किस चीज
Nepal
से?
at 78. So it's close to that 101, and the fact that it's the gameplay coming from
नो ये
Indonesia is kind
उसका
of
नेम
slowing
है बट मैं
down.
समझ
So
रहा हूँ। और
perhaps
ऐसा
the
कुछ
one
भी
that
नहीं
we
हो
were
गया
talking about
ब्रो,
just moments ago
इतने
about
ईमान भी नहीं
being
हमारे
on a
कच्चे
high
हैं
octane gameplay
कि
right
एक
at
वर्ड
the
ले
beginning
गिनने से हम इस्लाम
since
के
day
दायरे
number
से
one
खारिज हो
here
रहे हैं।
can be exhausting at some point. So they do need to breathe at some point in this competition. So again, endurance will be tested, and of course, they're not just physically or like physical stamina, but also mental stamina. Again, going through a lot of matches in a day can take a toll on a player
काशो
here.
वॉल्यूम
So
इंक्रीज
let's
करो
just
ब्रो, ये
see
वाच
how
पार्टी
long
काशो वॉल्यूम
Indonesia
इंक्रीज नहीं
can
कर
keep
सकता,
their top
सारे भी
spot.
डांटेंगे
Now
मुझे
that
कि
we are at
टाइसन
day number
काशो
2
वॉल्यूम
and
कम
second to
करो।
last game at this point. Now, Vietnam just a while ago proved that they can shake up the tournament, but their challenge isn't over just yet. They need another breakout match to stay in
जो जो
contention.
भी स्ट्रीम पे
Then
न्यू आ
again,
रहे
we're
हैं स्ट्रीम को
talking
लाइक
about
कर दो
two
भाई,
remaining
दीन का
players
मुश्किल
for
भी
this
ना
fight
करोला
event.
जानता है नहीं है
So
जो
I
बात है प्राइम, यही ना
think
इतना
what
वो
they'll
क्या
need to
वो
do
किया
at
हुआ
this
असल वो,
point before they get into any
यार क्या
engagements
कहते
is to
हैं,
make sure they acquire
मुश्किल क्या कहते हैं उसको,
enough placement
कॉम्प्लिकेटेड
points
किया
to
हुआ है भाई,
kind of
इजी सा है, चिल
still
करो, इतना भी नहीं मारे
maintain their
ईमान
position
भाई
in the leagues or
पुख्त ओ,
at least get
लाइक
sort of an improvement.
क्या कहते हैं
But
ईमान
judging by the
कच्चे के
situation,
भाई,
I can
हम
see
इन
that Team
चीजों से वो
Pakistan
हो रहे
has
हो।
already gotten a whiff of the fact
हाँ,
that
कोई भी नहीं
Pakistan
हुआ,
being
कोई भी नहीं हुआ, अल्लाह
is right
खैर
at the
करे,
foot of
ईमान
the
से
mountain
कारी।
here, and Pakistan they know that someone will like emerge or like get into their line of sight eventually. It's just a matter of time here before Lamborghini gets spotted out.
I mean, it's everything's a matter of factor of time. Whosoever is going to be spot out. This out in the open, he's definitely getting a lot of shots. I know for a fact that it's not like how you get eliminated, how you
हाँ
get
वही
knocked
यार
out. In fact, it's where you get knocked out that determines whether you're going to survive, whether you're going to be like a liability for your team or not at one point in time. So you have to be very careful of the choices on whatever you're doing, that you're not
कंडीशन
making your
अब
team
अब
liable for
जब भी
your
आता तेरे
points
कोई
as
ना कोई
well. You
मैसेज
have to
चल
like
रहे
put
होते
up
हैं
your own
हमेशा
weight from that point onward. You have to like
मुंह
secure
सूजा
some decent
होता
number
है
of points
यार
before
मेरे
you can
मसले
like
ये
start
जान के
moving
गुस्सा
on
दिला
to
रहे हैं जो मैच पे
other like
फोकस नहीं यार मैं
games
मैच
where
पे
you can
फोकस
like
कर रहा हूँ किसी का
go
मैं
for the
जवाब नहीं
fights, go for
दूंगा
the aggression. Yeah. The 50k NPR is definitely sounding
नहीं
pretty
सेकंड डे में
consistent.
कोई भी फोर्थ
So
साइज का
it's
चिकन नहीं आया
definitely
ये
very
फोर्थ
decent
मैच
number
चल
of
रहा है
prize pool for decent number of prize pool for just a player, but you have to make sure that not only you're getting that, but also on top of that you're also making sure that your team is also winning.
चार
It's
किल
not
कर लिए
just you,
इंडोनेशिया ने
it's your
और
team
पाकिस्तान का
that's
भी
going to
एक हुआ
matter
है
as well when going for the long range games.
Exactly. So let's check out what is happening with Vietnam. Lamborghini takes a shot coming from not Pakistan, but Nepal White this time. So let's see if he can still get picked up by Pathogen, who is, of course, rushing towards where his teammate is. But, of course, Pathogen needs to take care of business up against Sky. He held off to his
नाइस
going for that trade-up, dancing it up, and now Sleepy was able to put that nail in the coffin. And that's it, for Team Vietnam. Stage 4, but they did exit the game with 5 points. It's not a
होए होए
solid number,
होए
but it's a decent number that they can work on, still
जोन ये
improving
जोन
their
अगर ये
stance.
जोन के ऊपर एज पे फोर्थ राइज आ जाते हैं फोर्थ राइज को बहुत किल मिलने वाले हैं
Is better than
अगर ये
nothing
जोन
at
के
this
एज पे
point.
फोर्थ राइज आ
So
जाती
you
है
have
तो
to make sure you're getting at least some points. You're making some effort for yourself. But Nepal White, close to the proximity of the Team Pakistan at this point. 2 seconds, 1 second, the stage is
होए
getting
होए
close.
होए
And once again, Team
नेपाल वर्सेस
Pakistan, in fact, and the White is actually
क्या
in the
स्प्लिट
circle.
है
So they're
यार
shifted
क्या
all the way
स्प्लिट
towards
है
the same
बहन की
side.
दोनों
Now,
का
Falak, you need to look back. Naki, you need to look back towards this angle so you can see, you can find out where your opponents
वो थर्ड
are.
पार्टी की
So
जरूरत ही
you
नहीं
have
थी इस
to
जगह पे
have the upper advantage of the
ब्रो मैं
mid
नहीं कर
area.
सकता
You have the upper
आवाज
advantage of
ऊंची
the north
यार
area. You can definitely go for the
आवाज
long
ऊंची करूंगा
distances
फिर मेरी आवाज आप लोग
from the
प्रॉपर नहीं आनी
mountaintop,
मैंने
but
कर
you have
दी
to be
अब
careful on the fact that yes, there are more teams, multiple teams into the
आप
proximity
लोग
as well that
हेडफोन
can
हैंड फ्री
do a
लगाई है
third
या
party
वैसे
offering
डायरेक्टली
a
सुन रहे हो
shot at you. Maybe you're the one that's going to be taken down as you go for the rush upon on the players. So these are all the
जो
crucial factors and figurines that stops
ओए होए
one
होए,
team from
बहुत
like
किल मिले
over pushing at one point in time. But Nepal White, they're not
ओए,
stopping. They're getting some more shots connected upon on the players. They're getting the damage, but not the connectivity. It's not the elimination that's happening. It's not the knockouts that are coming on. Imagine if a single knockout even come. Will the team Nepal White go for the rush? The answer is no. At this point, they are so wary of the surrounding that okay, they're only going to be able to like deplete out their opponent's helmet and vests at that point. They're not going to be going for the complete elimination. But there we go. Nepal Blue,
फलक ने
Giante,
पीछे वाला
two
कंपाउंड
manages
छोड़
get a
दिया वेरा
knockdown.
उसके
Now
नहीं
this is the right moment of time. Will they go for that aggressive stance? Will they go for the rush on
फलक ने पीछे वाला
Malaysia
कंपाउंड
or
छोड़
not?
दिया कि नहीं
Yep, Pakistan definitely is the closest team to snatching Indonesia's throne, but they need something big here, and that means that they have to go through Nepal Blue, Malaysia, since
मैप
those are
मैप
the
मैप
teams that are currently surrounding them at this point. Of course, Miramar offers them,
नेपाल की
like a
तीनों
perfect
टीम सर्वाइव
scenario, and
कर रही
right
हैं
now they do have that better vantage point compared to the rest of the teams I just mentioned a while ago. If they can dominate high ground positions,
जो जो स्ट्रीम पे नहीं आ
capitalize
रहे
on
स्ट्रीम को
long range
लाइक कर देना
engagements
बस
and control rotations, then they could really tear Indonesia's lead apart. Now we've seen a little bit of
ऑफिशियली नहीं है थर्ड पार्टी है
aggressive
ब्रो ये
spray coming from Sleepy of Nepal White, but those are, I think, just letting Pakistan know that we are here to challenge you guys for that position.
I mean, isn't that everybody's momentum right now? They're here to challenge every single team, and the position that Team Pakistan has actually
आ
put
गया
themselves
मैंने वही
into.
क्या ना उसने आई
It's a
थिंक
really
वो
decent
वेयर हाउस
position,
छोड़
and
दिया
everybody
या उस
is
वेयर हाउस
trying to get that one for themselves. But Indonesia, you leaks! Oh my
भाई
God!
सीट
Look at that
चेंज
sleek
करके
move. Not only he was over there in the air for a little bit of time, he changed his seat. He got that shotgun connected upon on the player, not the spray. A shotgun, straight up, one bullet, one shot, one elimination, right there for the Indonesia side. That's 6 elimination that they're gonna have because of that.
Well, I wasn't talking about the position in the overall ranking. I was talking about the position getting that vantage point up into the mountains. But anyway, getting back into action here, we've got example coming from Blue of Nepal challenging up again another Nepali team. Now it's the red team. We got one casualty. Pressure's already out of the game here. So let's see if Nepal Red can actually win a fight up against the blue team, who have been consistent right from the get-go. Let's see if this formula still will work out for the side of the team blue.
I mean, this is one thing we do have to see how that is actually going to
Nepal Red versus Blue की fight.
And on top of that, the other teams as well, because right now, Team Nepal Red, they're rushing upon on the blue. Blue is receiving a lot of heavy
नेपाल की आपस में लड़ी जा रहे हैं.
Those Molotov, those grenades, if they're even on a single point in time, that can potentially take down 3 of the players of Team Nepal Blue at this point. So Rex, you have to be very careful on whatever you're going to do, but Red Domain is going to be taken down. Rex is going to cook any grenade. He's going to throw the smoke. He's going to make a path of the smokes, but the Molotov came into the view as well. The grenades are coming for these guys as well. In the meanwhile, there's the Team Pakistan versus the Team Nepal White, and in which case scenario, Nepal White has completely been eliminated.
IQ ने 3 kill मारे. IQ ने 1v3 कर दिया. नहीं एक पता का kill.
Nepal Blue.
Ooh, nice.
Blue versus Red.
Ore,
down by a golden Murado right there in an instant. Team Nepal Red, the chances were looking so good for them, but in an instant it all shattered.
That's a deadly Midas touch coming from Nepal Blue. And the great thing about the situation is the fact that they can still be a full squad up to this point, because Yante, okay, maybe not anymore. I think they're going to let go of their comrades right here, since they are pretty close right at the edge of the circle, and there's a lot of teams headed towards their direction as well that needs taken care of. Delta went in for the massive trade up against, of course, Maldives right here. But let's not forget that we still have the boys from Bangladesh, who's actually right down there in the middle, but cannot really say that it's the best spot for Team Bangladesh, since they are in the middle and they could be that juicy patty in a sandwich between these two guys.
That is true. That is true. I mean, that's definitely a possibility going on. Oh my god, what is going to happen?
फलक के नेट का इससे 1v3 कर गया
फलक ने. That how the teams are going to be able to play, but there we
go. 2-4 ने मारा ना.
Right here.
Nice Noki.
Going up for the Team Indonesia's a fight. Oh my god.
नहीं.
On towards the Indonesia.
No, एक नेट से दो गए फलक.
Grenade is going to get on the connectivity side, but oh my god, they have been instantly stopped down with a single grenade. Indonesia, Malakubek, alongside
IQ,
Indonesia only a single guy, NEPX down to the last person, standing 11 elimination towards the Team Pakistan. This can be the potential. Oh my god, number 1 position for the Pakistan. If they manage to take down Indonesia, you have to be very careful if you want to hold down your number 1 position. You have to be very careful on whatever you're going to do. But IQ is
अगर ये
ध्यान से survive towards a Falak, but we have to see. We have to be sure if that revive is actually happening or not.
और Falak मर गया.
Is getting some grenades thrown at him, but no connectivity whatsoever. So still, there's a possibility that the player can still stay alive. There comes Naki. He's gonna go for the revive. IQ cooking that grenade once again, but no connectivity.
IQ को देख लिया.
Okay, let's see. That grenade is definitely towards the player, but that grenade can actually.
फलक 5 IQ 1 वो 2 13 किसी
Pakistan.
Heavy match आ गया भाई.
Towards these guys. Oh my god. 87 plus
माशाल्लाह
right there. That's 100 points.
100 point हो गया. 100 point हो गया.
For the Team Pakistan right now to secure that number
104 point हो गया. हाँ ये अगर थोड़ा सा
match of the day number 2.
It's not a chicken dinner moment just yet, but again, it is in Miramar, where Pakistan put Indonesia of course, on a hot fight, getting a chance of securing a win for this round. But of course, let's see what's going to happen now that we are at stage 7 with 14 remaining. Eddie with a massive spray.
ये kill मिलेगा नहीं पाकिस्तान नहीं है
missing the opportunity to shut him down.
I think ऊपर है
It's a good thing for Rifa though, because just in the nick of time he was able to actually dodge bullets coming
अच्छा
from Eddie, but
4v1v3v1
I think
है
his position had already been compromised, not just for Maldives, but for the other surviving teams as well. Now, this is a
बहुत
chance
मजे का यार
again
इंडोनेशिया
for
को हिलने भी नहीं
Pakistan to
दिया
get the WWCD in Miramar.
I mean, this is the time. This is the
Ooh.
time for the team Pakistan because
Nice,
already
nice,
they're
nice.
super close to the proximity of the points. The 30 points, 18 points that were actually
चलो
happening
चलो चलो
against
चलो
the
चलो
team
चलो
Indonesia.
चलो
It's all like shattered in a single moment with the Indonesia's elimination. Now on the equilibrium term, surviving is going to be enough to maybe take down the team
ये
Indonesia from the
नहीं
number 2
किसने
number
किल
of
उठाया ये
position. But there
नेपाल
we go.
नहीं नहीं नहीं
Maldives is coming with the team, Nepal
फलक
Blue getting those
ओ
eliminations
भाई
for them.
नौकी ने
There goes
मार
the
दिया
Maldives down by the hand of Naki. One player down. Nitro is on the low HP side.
बहुत
We have
प्यारा
Rifa, we have Admiral, we have Eddie as the rest of the 3
क्या
players
प्यारा
trying
कवर
to
था
like
फलक
cement
का
themselves
वो
into a
जिगल
position where they can have to like go against all of these players to get those shots, get those eliminations connected. But Rifa closing in
Boom.
towards the players. This can be
नाइस
detrimental. This
कितना
can
कि
be
14
potential
किलो हो गए
elimination.
हैं
But
एक और नॉक
Admiral
किया ना
super
शायद
low on that HP. Nitro has been eliminated right there. Team Pakistan is kind of scattered.
नोकिया
You can
किल
see
कंफर्म हो गया
1,
ना
4, and 3. The numbers on the mini map, they are scattered, but they are in the circle. Oh my God! A grenade comes in. Admiral gets taken down. That's Falak for you with the grenade. He manages to get a knockdown. The second one by the hand of Naki. Oh my God! Those off angles are coming in for the
क्रेजी
clutch. IQ, I'd say he's waiting
फलक
for
का
Eddie
नेट
to
फलक
show
का
his
नेट
face
फलक
so
के
that
नेट्स
he can like actually take the fight
नाइस
against him.
नेट गया एक वन
For
वन
now, Eddie's
ले
just
गया
watching
फलक फलक ले
Pakistan
गया
destroy
फलक दो
Maldives,
लाख मार
and now this is
सोलो
going to be
7
the
किल्स
end
मार
game
गया मतलब
for
सारा
Eddie here coming
18
from
ओए होए
Bangladesh.
होए
But let's see, maybe he can pull off a miracle here and just go for that massive clutch. But here comes IQQ after the nade, went in for the charge, and there goes the
everyone
nail in the coffin.
शहजादे
Once again, Pakistan undeniable, undefeated,
हेलो जी भाई
and of
जो
course
जो फलक पे बात
unstoppable
कर रहा
for
था
this
जो
round, securing that winner chicken dinner. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Oh my God, 13 all the way up to 16, a 17 elimination, I would say, for the team Pakistan
18
at this
18
point. And on top of that, the
heavy
chicken
heavy
dinner,
heavy heavy heavy
that's ramping it up to 27. Oh my God, that's a
टीम
holy,
पाकिस्तान हैशवन
holy
पर आ गया है
point number
मजा आ गया
right
यार
there.
चिकन करी वाले का
27, and it's gonna affect
होए होए
so
होए
much into the overall leaderboard for the
क्या
team
ही
Pakistan,
मारा
for the rest of the teams, for the team Blue
मैं
as
थोड़ा सा
well.
ना
But we
हट
have the
गया था
longest elimination distance for Falak of 69 meters.
ओए होए यार
7
मित्र
elimination,
लड़का
981
जीजीस
damage, 303 healing done, out of which he took the damage of 200.
अब लाइक करो थोड़ा सा यार टोरी तू बाहर आ जा यार
38.89
क्या कासिंग मजा आया टोरी
contribution.
कसम
Even
से
with
यार
the
वो यार
7
बीच बीच में उर्दू वाले इमोशंस
only
कर दिया कर
contributing
टोरी
less
उर्दू
than
वाले इमोशंस
8%,
कर दिया
meaning
कर
every player did something.
Yeah, it's like, show me the money. It's just looking for really some accurate shots to be done inside the battlefield, and of course he is leaning towards, of course, his teammates to get that information to him, and Falak, of course, always gets the job done.
nice
But I think there's a little, yeah, a little error on
Heavy,
on the screen here. Okay, we are seeing a lot
Did
of
he get
zeros, but
all
of
the
course we
elimination
know.
with the grenades, Andy?
इंडोनेशिया बहुत तगड़ा मारा
Pretty
Why we're
sure,
not
but-
seeing anything.
But yeah, a little error on the production side, but I'm pretty
वो
sure we're
मजा
going to
खेला
see
फलक
the
किस
amazing stats set out by Falak
टोरिक्स कौन है
in
टोरिक्स
just a
कौन
while.
है
But there is no doubt that
टोरिक्स
he
जो
got
कमेंट्री
that
कर रहा है
MVP title,
कास्टर
of
वो
course,
टोरिक्स
just
है
because of his prowess and sheer dominance, of course.
Oh my God, that's 61 elimination, ladies and
ऐसे
gentlemen.
मुझे ऐसे क्यों फील हो रहा है आइट से
60
ज्यादा आगे निकल
knockouts,
जाएगा इन यार जो
72
मेहनत
92
करेगा अल्लाह पाक उसे
healing
इज्जत देगा
weapon.
हमारे
We
लिए
have
आइट आगे जाए
a
फोर्थ
total
है आगे
of
जाए
182.
टीम पाकिस्तान जानी
And
चाहिए
alongside of that, we have 2 airdrops, 15 headshots, 15 rescues, and 334 is the longest elimination of
Nice.
distance.
Yep, and judging by how
अब एक लास्ट
handily
मैच रह गया अब
Pakistan,
लास्ट मैच रह
won the
गया
WWCD, they proved that
28
they're
और
not
12
just
डिफरेंस
here,
चेक
they're
करो
definitely
हैश और
challenging
हैश 2 की टीम का
for the throne. I mean,
भाई
Miramar
साहब
is one of the
वन
toughest
साइडेड
battlegrounds in the
डोमिनेशन
tournament, so where rotations are definitely brutal. Of course, third-party
आपका
fights are inevitable,
दोस्त
and
है टोरिक्स
positioning can
यस
make or break a team. And Pakistan played it perfectly, hence getting
योर
that
ऐसे भाई
28
मेरी जिंद मेरी
massive
शाम वाला
points
गाना
here
सुना दो
for
यार
this
मुझे नहीं
round.
आता कोई
Of course,
गाना
Indonesia is not far behind, coming in at second place with 12,
पहले
Maldives
दो
with
बार
10
ग्रेनेड
here,
वन वी थ्री का
and
यस
it is a tie
एक किया आई
competition at
थिंक
the top.
मलेशिया
We
की
will
टीम के ऊपर
definitely
और
see
एक
some
लास्ट
kind
पे
of
भी किया।
tug of war happen between Indonesia
बैक
and
करके देखो,
Pakistan
टाइसन और
when we
बुलेट
talk
में
about
ओनली
who
ग्रेनेड
gets to
किल
be
फलक।
at the top
बैक करके
spot.
देख,
Wait,
टाइसन
I thought it
0
was
बुलेट मारी,
17
ओनली ग्रेनेड किल।
elimination.
नहीं नहीं,
No, this
उसने
is
किल भी
18
किया बुलेट से,
elimination,
वो उधर ना
28
स्टैट्स
points.
का इशू था।
12 for Indonesia. Just look at the dispersion, the difference between the points. After 28, all the way down, 16 less points. Re goes down to 12. Then we have Maldives with 10 points, Nepal Blue with 8, 7
वही
for
वन
Bangladesh,
साइडेड
Jordan with
डोमिनेशन
5, Vietnam with the 5, alongside of
चेक
Syria.
करे,
Then
और
we have
टीम
Sri Lanka
पाकिस्तान
with the
कहाँ पे
4,
बैठी हुई
2
है।
for Malaysia, Nepal White, Mongolia, and Lebanon. 1 for Nepal Red this time around. They didn't get that much of those points for themselves, but the two teams, Laos and Timor-Leste, they couldn't get even a single point secured for themselves into this match. Going into the overall, ladies and gentlemen, oh my God,
वही अभी भी
Indonesia
113,
is still on the
अभी भी
hashtag
113
number 1,
भाई।
but with just a measly of 2 points of a difference. One game, some eliminations are all it's gonna take for the other team to like cross over you at this point. The difference is super low. It's a negligible. Pakistan with 111 points. We have Nepal Blue with 83. And on top, the top 3 teams, one thing is common is that all 3 of them has double chicken dinners.
Oh, yeah. And after 9 matches, their towards Indonesia and Pakistan are definitely neck to neck, separated by just 2 points here. And again, this tournament is no longer about dominance here, it's about survival. I mean, the fact that Pakistan was able to catch up with Indonesia, they mean business here. They
चलो
are
फिर भी
set
बड़ा
on a
उन्होंने
mission to
कम कर लिया
actually
अपना
get
डिफरेंस।
on the top and dominate. Of course, the
फाइट होती है
entirety
टॉप
of
5
this
में
tournament. Who
बदल।
gets to be at the top spot? I guess we will find
एनजेस
out.
नहीं है
Well,
इंडोनेशिया
come
से,
in day
नो
number
ब्रो।
3. But right now, Indonesia needs to come up with a much more effective plan on shutting down the biggest threat that
भाई
they
बोला
have, which is,
तो
of
है,
course, the
वो भी
boys
हैश फाइल
of
ने कहा।
Oh
Pakistan.
my God! It is 1, 2, 3. Noki,
नोकी
IQ,
आईक्यू
3, 2,
2
4,
फलक ने भी आ
20,
जाना। फलक के
19,
आई थिंक
20,
13
37, 96,
कितने किलो
38,
हो गए होंगे,
19, and 38,
13 या 12
64. Then
किलो
we
हो
have
गए होंगे।
Malabek. 21 elimination, highest one in all of this chart. But the damage is where the things kind of get a little on the low side. 37, 89,
कितना डेज
and
3 दिन
19
का
minutes of
टूर्नामेंट,
survival
कल
time.
आखिरी दिन है ब्रो,
Three,
कल आखिरी
we
दिन है
have 20 eliminations, 16 minutes
यार।
of
जो भी
survival
स्ट्रीम
time.
पे नहीं आ रहे हैं
34,
लाइक कर दो यार
91
प्लीज।
damage right there. But 3 back-to-back on the Pakistan side. Oh my God. Things have just got more interesting
यार
because
इंस्टाग्राम पे भी फॉलो कर दो
Malabik was
प्लीज।
on the number 1 spot, like on the MVP ranking for so long in today's matches. Having a different name and having all the different names into the action, it's definitely refreshing.
I mean, wow. I'm loving what is happening, and of course, the story that is unraveling for this tournament. Again, Indonesia started off really great. You know, they were the undisputed force, stacking up 7-3 elimination points and 40 placement points just to stay ahead. But then again, Pakistan has matched them blow for blow now sitting at 111 points. Again, that's just too shy of Indonesia's lead. And again, one more game could flip the rankings completely. So I do wonder if Team Pakistan can replicate that kind of play style back into the second and the last Miramar for
यार
day number 2. Back into the can replicate that kind of
चलो
play style back into the
It's over for you. It's over for the number 1 position for you.
यार रुको।
Whether it's the Indonesia, whether it's the Pakistan. If Pakistan gets eliminated early on, meaning Indonesia will secure more points and make up the difference once again against the Team Pakistan. If Indonesia gets eliminated, that's an easy entry for the Team Pakistan to be on towards the number 1 position. But yes, the last match is finally going to happen. The last match is all it's going to take for this to happen. But before any of that can happen, the final match can begin. We will go on a short highlight break. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Stay here, stay connected. We'll be right back.
वही मैंने ना अपने इंस्टाग्राम पे एक पोल लगाया है। अगर आप लोगों के माइंड में कुछ भी क्वेश्चंस हैं ना जो आप लोग नोकी से पूछना चाहते हो, वो जाके पूछ लो। कुछ भी क्वेश्चन जो आप फोर्ट्रेस के नोकी से पूछना चाहते हो ना, वो जाके ना पूछ लो, जाओ। और कुछ भी पूछना चाहते हो ना जाओ। मैंने पोस्ट करता है इसको सही करके देखो यार, क्या कर सकते हैं। टैसन तेरी नीयत क्यों खराब है? रेड किंग को देख कर काबू में रख। वो टीपी मैं काबू नीयत खराब है। बस आप लोग ये माइंड में कुछ भी क्वेश्चन है जो आप फोर्थ राइज के नौकरी से पूछना चाहते हो तो मेरे इंस्टाग्राम के हैंडल पे जाके ना वो कर दो। मैं इधर भी लगा दूं। तो ऐसे पीएसएफ प्राइस में से कट लेगा या नहीं? मुझे नहीं लगता लेगा कि उसने क्यों लेना है। मैंने लिया है 2060।
into the previous Miramar, or something is going to be changed. One
वॉइस
thing
ऑन
I
का
can
टैसन
say
कर
for
दी,
sure is
वॉइस
the
ऑन,
plane
वॉइस
line
ऑन
has
कर
changed.
दी।
First, it was on the northern side from the Tierra Blanca all the way toward the trailer park. Now, from Impala all the way close to the Ladrelia area.
And again, Indonesia already knows the pressure here, Torix. They know Pakistan is definitely coming here. Pakistan knows what is at stake, and they know that this is their moment. One good match for this final round. Smart rotations, one clutch play. That's all it takes to turn this tournament upside down against Indonesia. And now teams again are trying to prep themselves up. It's not like the same flight path that we've seen
वाकई
earlier,
यार बॉय
but it
30.9
is
किए हैं
pretty close
सब्सक्राइबर
to that
फूटेंगे।
one. I mean,
कराओ
Los
कराओ यार,
Leon is still
साउंड कर
right
दिया
down there
जाता।
under the flight path,
टैसन
so
एडमिन बोल
I
के
know
पीछे
that there
के।
will be teams that will definitely occupy one of the biggest areas that we have in
अरे
Myanmar.
यार चुप
As
कर
for
जाओ,
the
शर्म
other
करो।
teams,
ब्रो
most of
फोर है,
them I
क्वाड
can
फोर्थ है,
say
नो
headed
आइडिया
towards the
ब्रो।
north part section of Myanmar, while the Bangladeshi opted to go for that vehicle gameplay first to make sure that they have the
वॉइस
cars, of
ओपन
course,
कर
to go
दिया
from
बॉयज
point A
मैंने।
to
ओए
point
होए,
B.
जोन
But
कितना गंदा
the
कटा।
circle went up north, so yeah, we have a
Ouch.
plenty of space coming from the north side. But when it
प्रो
comes
फाइट हो
to, of
गया।
course, the blue side here, which is of course Nepal, they're going in for an engagement right off the bat, and one of them is currently knocked down on the ground, and that will be Delta. So let's see. I mean,
अरे
it's a good thing they were able to get to the guns first, but this is a back and forth trade happening at this moment, and this is not looking too good for not just
नेपाल
one
और
team, but
नेपाल
for
की ड्रॉ
both of
क्लैश।
them.
I mean, it's a back and forth, and I even saw one guy full of spirit just getting his knife out and rushing upon the guy. That was a hilarious moment. But Syria versus TLS is also taking the fight. So far, it is blue versus white, and we do have to see if Kiro YT is he gonna go forward. Mini 14 on the reload side. The player is getting that revive. In the meanwhile, let's see if those shots from
Ooh.
this small of a crease is actually going to affect the
ओए
player, is actually going to take down the player or not. But Surya has
ब्रो
finally
नहीं
been
आईडी जब
eliminated
सीएस से
right at
आएगा
the
तब मैं
very
आपको बता
bad of the
दूंगा।
game. They're the first one to lose their
नेपाली
lives. Got
लास्ट जोन और
eliminated
फर्स्ट
right
जोन
there.
आपस में
Stan
लड़ी जा रहे हैं।
Satan got eliminated. Then we have MN Apex versus TLS.
चैनल का नहीं पता लेकिन ना उसका वो है, इंस्टाग्राम है। मेरी तरफ से इशू नहीं हुआ है, मैं पहले
And
बता रहा हूँ।
Satan got eliminated. Then we
मेरा
have
नेट सही आ रहा है। ये लोडिंग ऑफिशियल की तरफ से देख सकते हो, लोडिंग हो रही है। वैसे वो मेरे घर के पास नूर खान बेस है और रात में इधर बड़ी दवा कर, हाँ आई नो ब्रो।
and Apex versus
हो
TLS.
गया सही।
pick up their fallen comrades immediately. Did not even like given much opportunity for White to charge in right
अब
in an
इंडोनेशिया के लिए
instant.
अब
But
लीड,
then
अब
again,
टाइम है टीम पाकिस्तान
White
का
was
लीड
able
बनाने का।
to take calculated risk and was able to push forward, hence defeating the Nepal
और
Blue
जब ये स्ट्रीम पे नहीं आ
just
रहे हैं,
because
स्ट्रीम
of
को
the
लाइक
fact
कर दो।
that both of the teams hasn't really gone through all of those buildings, wasn't able to get enough attachments and first aid kits. So technically speaking, they don't really have anything to defend themselves with. I mean, sure, they do have weapons, but I don't think the ammo was enough. And I think that was one of the contributing factors for the blue side to actually get eliminated from that clash. But that is a much needed win for the white team.
I mean, every win is really much needed for the White right now, judging from their position on the hashtag number 7. They're still not eligible to get that prize pool factor for themselves, even if they get eliminated right here. They still need to like have a position into the top 5 if they want to like secure the prize pool. But
तुम
right
सब्सक्रिप्शन बाय
now,
करना
so far, against Team Jordan, there goes the shots. The UMP-45 is going to take one player down, but instantly Nada T is going to come into the clutch, take the player down. It's an instant confirmation. Now reviving on the staircases. Haitham closing in, maybe on his buggy, but no, he's actually
वॉइस
leaving
400
the
लाइक्स
premises.
कंप्लीट
Okay,
करवा
a
दो यार
very
प्लीज।
amazing move. They know
ब्रो
when they need to leave the premises,
बट
they need
ऐसे
to get out of
आरडीसी ने
there as
खरीदने का
soon as
सोचा
possible.
तो
They know that fighting over here, it's going to be like pointless and maybe more bloodshed on them rather than
नेपाल
they can
ब्लू
get
गई।
on the team.
ओके जस्ट क्लोज थी नेपाल रेड के
Okay, so
79 पॉइंट्स
again,
हैं।
we're waiting to see
20
if
लाख पीकेआर
Pakistan
प्राइस
can
फुल है भाई
replicate
इसका।
the aggression from the previous Miramar. Just because of the fact that they're already at 111 here, so just 2 points before, of course, they get tied with Indonesia. If they perform better than Indonesia for this final round, day number 2, then there's no doubt that they can get the top spot here.
हैवी ब्रदर।
I guess Indonesia right now is
यार
feeling
बाहर आ जाओ
the
सारे, शर्म
struggle,
करो कुछ।
the
जंग का
pressure,
माहौल है,
and of
कैसी
course
बातें कर
their
रहे हैं।
vulnerability for this tournament, just because of the fact that I guess most of the teams, if not all, are really taking their aggression up a notch here to make sure that they remain competitive inside the game. I mean, that's absolutely one of the goals here. But then again, we're talking about like 5 placements that will get a share on that prize pool. So it's, of course, very important for you to rack up enough points to make sure that you belong in the top 5.
Well, most certainly, you have to make sure that you are one of the team that is in the top 5, if not
इसमें पूरा कुछ ना ना ना,
anywhere at
शर्म करो
all.
शर्म करो।
You have to be into the top
पराजी
5 to
1v4
secure that
मंगोलिया।
positioning,
ओके
that prize pool factor for yourself. But right now, on our screen is Team Pakistan,
अगर ये
and
भी चिकन
Naki,
निकाल लेती ना मजा आ
alongside of
जाएगा।
IQ, they're in a separate
या
car,
मुझे
they're moving
इंस्टाग्राम पे
away,
फॉलो
but
कर लो
oh
किसी ने
my
नहीं किया
god,
हो
is
तो
that
प्लीज।
Indonesia? The top 2 giants once again close to the proximity, and please, come on, go for the fight. I kind of want to see this giant clash happening for the number 1 spot, and I want this fight to happen amongst these 2 teams right on the face, so we can have like, okay, this team actually took that throne away from this team by eliminating them.
Indonesia, we are already seeing kind of a slowdown in terms of their pace. And yes, it could be a great thing if both the teams here, the top 1 and 2, go at it at this early on. But here comes Ray Z, just as we were talking about, it just did a massive spray up against Falak. But since it is a moving vehicle, could be hard for his target to get shut down. But then
हाँ
again, that
अलाउड है,
is
जंग में
already the
सारा कुछ अलाउड है,
declaration
डीबीएस भी
that we
ऑफिस
have
भी,
been waiting for, that
चाका
they
भी
are
अलाउड है।
interested to take up a fight up against the Pakistanis. Of course, they do have that high ground advantage. They have already
इंडोनेशिया
gotten some
वर्सेस
information. They're gauging the
4-5
situation,
चीज
whether or not it is
आई
safe for
थिंक।
them to get into a fight as early as stage 1. But of course, a lot of options. They can wager on that one. But then again, they could also focus on the fact that maybe, just maybe, collect some placement points first before they get to acquiring elimination points for this final round. I mean, their position is hanging on the balance here.
ये
I
बहुत
mean,
important
if
मैच
we're
है.
talking about the positioning point, I don't think it's going to be possible for the players at this point, mainly because we have seen how, like, till the very end the teams actually play this match. And even on the stage number 5, stage number 6, usually we sometimes see like more than 11 teams, more than 12 teams alive. And if that actually occurs right here, that instantly means that, okay, the chances for that positioning points, it's going to be negligible. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we have the map, and the map, the plane line, the circle, in fact, is going to go somewhere into the centralized position. So the teams, the position that they have put themselves into, it's a really decent one for now. But one thing we do have to know for a fact, and the situation is that all these teams, in a single short while, it's not going to be a matter of factor of
कोयल मामू आए थे,
positioning, it's a matter
मामू
of
से मिल
factor of
रहा
time.
था.
You're going to be
इसमें
forced to
रूल
move
है 13
from one place to another, maybe at one point in
16.
time, and that may just come into your demise from that point onward. Be very careful on whichever surrounding you're into, because there's always a third party lurking around.
Okay, 2 down onto the side of Laos here. I'll make
111
that 3
113.
now. I mean, definitely this would be the opening, the perfect opening for Maldives to kind of just charge in and get the job done. But they are letting, of course, the boys of Laos to recuperate in this situation, picking up their teammates here, hence again losing another chance here to really seal the deal. So there's a chance for Laos to defend themselves back again, since they are about getting ready to prep themselves up into the action, of course, that we all anticipate to happen.
फलक
Getting back into Pakistan with
हाँ,
the
ये
ALAIKUM
फलक
on the
के
screen
नेड
here, taking care
आपको
of
पता
business
है फिर
up
हैवी
against Sri
किस्म के
Lanka.
लगते हैं.
Lucifer down on the ground here with a DBS, just
नाइस.
waiting for that right opportunity, of course, to
बोला
shut
ना
down
फलक के
anyone
नेड हैवी
coming from
किस्म के लगते हैं.
Pakistan.
फलक
Now
निकल.
Lucifer feeling the inferno here in Miramar.
ये भी
Getting
फलक के नेड ये
hurt
भी
on
लगेंगे हैवी
5,
किस्म के.
Falad
चेक
getting
करना.
in some
ये
damage as
गया.
well, but the fight continues on,
फलक
and
के नेड
Sussy
ओ
took an
प्यारे
aid
ना
on
लगे
the
मजा
face
पे.
here. Jimmy is responding with an aid himself,
अरे
but
मोरी
we're
लगी है.
talking
किसको
about
लगे?
2
नहीं नहीं कोई
active
और ही है.
members for the side of Sri Lanka, and when we talk about
लेट्स गो.
aggression,
फलक
definitely
1v3.
Pakistan is showing all brute force.
Oh my god, they are going to the brute force. That's 2 down of the team Sri Lanka at this point.
फलक के
They're
बाद
really
नेट
being
खत्म हो
hit
गया
on hand
बेचारे के बाद,
doggy.
लेकिन वो
There's
भागता
one
भागता
kill
आ रहा है.
forward. This can potentially go forward and get that elimination, but oh my god, the player has been revived. The player is coming.
Oh,
out.
nice.
Sussy low on that HP, but Jimmy is going to be finding.
Oh, nice.
The other guy is also being taken down as well. Falak low on that HP, just a slither of HP, silver line HP. He needs to heal himself as soon as possible. Do not go for the loot. Come on, get that healing done before you go for the loot.
Nice.
Take the heal from your teammates instead of looting the crate out in the open like that. This is not something that the team should be doing, but I mean, they are confident right now and they can do it.
3 पॉइंट हो गया
at
है.
this
टॉप
point
1 पे
without
आ गई है.
any issues maybe, but yes, officially on our kill leaderboard, point leaderboard, we can see that
भाई जो भी स्ट्रीम पर नहीं आ रहे हैं, स्ट्रीम पर लाइक कर दो प्लीज.
away the number 1 position from the
ओए
team
जोन गया.
Indonesia.
Yep, and Indonesia obviously is playing more on the passive side to make sure that they acquire enough placement points here. I mean, even if they land at second place, it will be an absolute 6
जल्दी से
points
स्ट्रीम को
under
लाइक कर
their
दो
belt,
यार.
just because of their survival time. But in the meantime, of course, yes, Pakistan already at the top here. But we don't want to jinx anything just yet. Let's see if they can continue
Golden
playing
hand
at this
need.
kind of pace here. We've still got a lot of teams to deal with for this stage. It's too early to say if their aggression alone can actually City Chicken dinner win. In the meantime, we're back here going to get numb, but it's only back him taking care of.
Oh,
And there
nice.
you easy as 1, 2, 3 with Lamborghini taking the under his name.
114 पॉइंट हो गए हैं.
Lamborghini, beautifully done. This guy is going good as doing those eliminations and those points. But I'm really glad to see this team.
ओए पोर्टे वर्सेस होड़ा की फाइट.
ओए, it's a really great start for this team as well. But they are close to team.
नोकियो कुछ करना पड़ेगा.
teams on at this point, and we do have to know, we do have to see
ओ
what's gonna happen
नोकी
at this
नोकी को
point
नॉक करना
on.
पड़ेगा इधर
The team or effect play this thing up from this point on. We're closing down.
ओए बहुत लो किया नोकी ने नहीं स्पॉट हो गया वो
Damage. For the player to the control.
3 to 4 नाइस एक नॉक दो दूसरा ओ नहीं ये क्या हुआ है स्ट्रीम को क्या हुआ यार ये क्या हुआ है एमएस को ये हुआ क्या ऐसे इंटरनेट का इशू है कोई वहां पे 3 पॉइंट्स निकाले हैं कोई ना
That is true, but talking back into the game, Pakistan is down to the last guy. Oh my
बॉयज
god.
मैं ना
They
आता हूँ
won
थोड़ी
a
देर
while
तक
ago with a 4-man, 3-man, okay? And now they're suddenly down to the very last guy. That is
बॉयज मैं ना
ALAIKUM,
थोड़ी देर तक
who
आ रहा हूँ
is
यार
driving away from
गेस्ट टाइम है मैं आ
skirmishes,
रहा हूँ
and situation is not looking good. He needs to make sure that he survives. He survived from this point onward. Team Indonesia, so far they have the 4-man standing, and the position that the Pakistan is going to put themselves into is the compounds, whereas the team Nepal red is into the close proximity. There's the team JOR. Jordan is in the close proximity as well, and the grenades, throwables, it definitely can affect these players, can affect these teams. So we do have to see how Pakistan is actually going to be able to hold this premises down for themselves, because everyone into the area knows their position. I want to see Lebanon too, because Lebanon is so far still alive into the game, and they are 4-man standing. But Nepal White, ladies and gentlemen, they have an airdrop looted for themselves. They got the airdrop guns, maybe the level 3s, all those things for themselves. But we have an AT Fadl at this point getting those knockdowns on Lebanon. As soon as I said the name, the team got knocked out. Oh my god, before we are talking about the thing, all the thing that is happening, it is the fight that is going to ensue. Lebanon is there. There is MN with 31 points so far, with 2 men still standing, 2 players still standing into the game. We have Sri Lanka with 1 elimination so far. Sri Lanka is down to the last guy as well. Then we have Vietnam with the 5, Nepal White with the 8 elimination. That is a very huge number. Then we have Maldives, 1 elimination. Jordan with the 0. Team MY, Malaysia, they have the 3 eliminations as well for themselves, but 11 total teams are still alive into the game, and I'm super curious to see how well are they going to be able to take this fight for themselves, how they're going to be able to get all those points for themselves from this point onward. I'm so focused on Indonesia as well, how Indonesia is actually going to play it up and secure more points, because it's only a difference of single point. It's a single point difference between them and the team Pakistan into the overall leaderboard. But Indonesia's 1 player is going to be taken down. We are seeing some casualties going around back to back into the areas. Parajin versus the Lebanon's Fatal gets knocked down. It's a confirmation this time around. Parajin closing up as well. Zakaria in the front line. But going on to the Lebanon, Wait is here. Sleepy on the long ranges. He is trying to shoot down the players, but my main concerning factor is the rest of the teams. I kind of want to see the map. I kind of want to see where every team is situated at and how they're actually taking the fight and everything, because in this particular angle, from White's angle, I can see Team Lebanon I can see Team Indonesia as well, but there we go. Lebanon's one player. Sleepy gets taken down easy. Easy gets easily taken down. Now it's the shots, the damages that might ensue and get that confirmation upon on the player. And on the same time, Jiggle is constantly shooting into the smokes and trying to get some more eliminations. Maybe this time on the Indonesian players, but Indonesia not only has revved their players up, they're back into the 4-man action. They're also moving forward. Lamborghini, in the meanwhile, gets taken down by Nepal Red. Nepal Red is also taking the fight. Easy gets elimination. That's an elimination for the team Nepal White. And 9th elimination. Precious gets knocked down. Levis is also knocked down on the verge. Rex knocked down. So it's a back and forth going on. The tussle between Nepal, between Vietnam, and the team Jordan as well into proximity. But Vietnam, there we go. Another one knocked down from the team Vietnam side. That's 2 down. Now Nepal Red, they're facing the forward fight alongside of this area. Parajin, low on that HP, 75. I'd say 60% on the HP side. He's trying his level best onto this proximity on how he's going to be able to do that, how he's going to get those
There you
connectivities
go.
done. And we do have to see how that thing is going to affect all of these premises, all of these fights that is actually ensuing. And I do believe so. We have Red Queen back with us. Welcome back, Red Queen. And still, even after all that time, even after all this 5 minutes of action, we still got 11 teams.
Oh my goodness, I'm happy that I made it just in time because Indonesia find themselves in another fight, in another clash up against Red of Nepal. This is going to be a 3v2, I assume. Yeah, 3v2 situation. Saitama already down on the ground here, and ZMJJ KK, of course, still racking up some more, but Indonesia right now in big trouble just because of the fact that we only have one active member left. 2 of their players down on the ground. That's Federalis and Malakmik, 2 of their top fraggers here stuck inside this building. But let's see if they will still have enough time for them to reset, to recuperate, because Jordan, I feel like they're already getting prepped up to charge inside that building where they are currently staying.
They definitely are going to be stepping up for that aggressive stances, but oh, in the meanwhile, Lebanon, they have been finally eliminated. We are down to the top 9, ladies and gentlemen. Team Indonesia, 2 players are down. 1 player has been eliminated, down to the very last guy. It's a 1 player alive. It's a solo player alive for them, and nobody's getting that revival done. They are scared at this point that, okay, if they show their faces, they're going to be all over. It's going to be all over for them, and that's exactly what's happening. Look at Indonesia's health. They're low on that HP. In the meanwhile, Team Vietnam versus the Team Maldives, they're fighting. Nepal White Sky has been taken down as well. The rest of the team closing on with Nepal. Come on, White, you can do it. The shots from the off angles are coming on. Sleepy, smoke your vicinity up as soon as possible. The players from the Indonesia has also been revived as well. 1 player revived, 2 player revived. All 3 of them are back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. They are back into the game. They are back into the play. And right with this, now from this point onward, we do have to see how much more points can this team possibly secure for themselves, for their team. And soon as we are seeing the team Nepal White trying to smoke themselves into the area, the Vietnam, they will definitely be pushing up as well. They will definitely be pushing up on this premises. Firen getting those shots on high Tadami. There we go. That's a knockdown. And right with this, Nepal White kind of facing the casualties.
Blue and Red of Nepal have already been taken out of the equation here, so there's a big chance for White, of course, to get back on track. Just because of the fact that, okay, Nepal White has been really working hard, exerting a lot of effort here just to make sure that they remain competitive in the game. It was a long journey from them, coming from the bottom of the leaderboard back into the upper half section, and now they're doing everything that they can, of course, to catch up with the number of points that their enemies have already stacked up onto the board. We've got a Team Vietnam here. It's also quite
No
a
worries, I'm back.
staggering amount of points here that was set up by Team
आई
Vietnam,
क्यों
which
बचा
is,
हुआ है बेबी?
of course, great to see on the screen here. They do have the chance to get that chicken dinner as well. They have
ओए
already
होए
built
होए
their momentum so
इंडोनेशिया
far for this final round. And again, I've already said this, already mentioned this a while ago, that Team Vietnam, they've always been known for their late game play. So I feel like they are studying
आज का
first,
ये आखिरी
going through the
मैच है
live broadcast and checking out, okay, what are the rotations going to be, who is, of course, the most skilled player in this tournament, and they tailor fit their gameplay into this tournament, which is, of course, doing perfectly for them. Now, Indonesia was able to reset. They were able to keep
यार
three of their
इंडोनेशिया
members, and Pakistan, oh no, they're already 113, but they're down to their last surviving member.
वैसे भाई चैट्स
Yeah, they
लीक्स
are definitely
मांगी
down
जा
to their
रही है
last surviving member.
लीक्स
Things are
किस चीज
not
की
looking
मांग
good
रही
for
है
them
चैट्स
if we are talking into the fact that okay, it is
कौन सा
fight
तोता
against
बता
Team
दूं
Indonesia
मैं
and the Team Pakistan right
तोता
now.
किस चीज
So they have to be
तोता
very
का बता
careful into
दे
whatever they're going to do from this point onward, because one wrong move, one simple
आज
mistake,
का
it's gonna
आखिरी है
like
कल
set
5
a
रह जाएंगे
lot
लास्ट
of
5
momentum
मैचेस
back on them. They have to like secure a lot of points
आईक्यू
from
के
that
बाद
point
जोन
onward.
अच्छा है
Once
वैसे
again,
जगह पे
Indonesia as a three-man unit, there
अब
was a
ये
chance
बाबा बिल्डिंग का
they
जोन कटा ना
were like
आईक्यू सर्वाइवल निकाल
looking
सकता है
at
टोटल
that,
मीम्स
okay,
में नहीं
they
आया
might get eliminated, but no, this time around
टोटल
we
मीम्स
are
लीक वीडियो
seeing this
नो
team
नो मुझे लगा मेरे
getting
पैरेट की
some
बात
decent
करे कि
number of not just the
तोता कौन
elimination
सा
but
है
a lot of
कौन सा तोता बता
survivability
दूं
as
मैं
well into the
मैं
area.
मेरे पैरेट
But
की बात कर
talking about
मेरे पास तो
Malaysia
रा
so
रखे
far,
हुए हैं रा
Malaysia is at the very corner of the map as well, and you can definitely see
इंडोनेशिया का लास्ट
how
जोड़े ने
well
रश
are
नहीं
they
किया
well
वो
versed
यार
into the
बढ़
area
गई
that
जी
they're looking everywhere into the surrounding areas, so they can actually get some eliminations for them.
Okay, I'm looking at all the teams' position here. So Vietnam has taken a high ground. Indonesia right down below, holding on to a compound here. Same thing goes for Jordan. So I just know
1
that
बजे ही
Jordan
स्टार्ट होगा
and
कल आई थिंक
Indonesia
1
will
बजे ही
not
स्टार्ट
be
होगा और लाइक
overextending
वही
their
सवा
peak here
12
just
बजे
because they will be exposed and vulnerable to the boys of Team
आज
Vietnam, who is actually
12:15
right
पे
up
स्टार्ट
above
होगा
them. But you know what? Team Vietnam might settle
भाई
score,
अभी
might
खुद
be
ही
in an
कहा
altercation
हाल ले
with
लो मुझसे
Malaysia because they're
खुद ही
simply creeping from
कहा
behind your players.
ले लो मुझसे कर देता वेस्ट
I mean,
12:15 पे स्टार्ट हो
this
गए
is the
बॉयज कल
beauty
मैच
of
अभी ऐसे
Miramar.
टोइक्स
You
आता है
can
टोइक से
actually
पूछ
creep
लेते
from
हैं
behind. This is unlike Sanhok. You will have to use the cars and everything and their long rotations to do that
यार
at this point. But right
आईक्यू
here,
ओए
at this
इंडोनेशिया का
point,
जोन आ गया
you
ओए
can
होए होए
definitely see another circle shift towards the team
No.
Indonesia. In fact, oh my God, this is looking good for them.
आईक्यू तो जोन
At
ले
this
लेगा इजीली
angle, let's see here,
लेकिन
there's no key. Malaysia closing down to the fight against the team of Vietnam versus them.
बॉयज अगर
Right
आईक्यू का सोलो
here,
चिकन आ
right
गया
at
ना
this
मजा आ
point,
जाएगा
High is coming, is
तो
trying to
इंडोनेशिया
get those
सर्वाइव कर रही
shots
है तब तो बहुत
connected
होगा
upon on the players, but he is trying his level best, but not
अब
completely.
वियतनाम वाले
Not
इंडोनेशिया के ऊपर डायरेक्टली रश कर
on
देना
the safer side for now. Overpushing is not an option here.
हेलो
That's
वियतनाम
the
वालों
choice
के खुद के
that
लगे
you
पड़े हैं
have to do. That is, you have to do. You have to take the risk, and that risk might yield you some high rewards, or it might yield you a journey back to the lobby.
Obviously, this fight between Malaysia and Vietnam needs to happen because we're just waiting for the zone to close in, and they need to settle the
और
score
एक
as
क्या
fast
ये
as they could because this is now where the high ground becomes a double-edged sword just because a portion of it no longer belongs to the zone here, so they will have to descend from this mountaintop. So this is,
नो नो
again,
कल
an
लास्ट
inevitable
है
fight between Malaysia and Vietnam. So let's see who's going to be winning the fight. Momentum, if we're going to break it down, it's going to be from this side of Team Vietnam here, while Malaysia, of course, is doing their
उनके
best to
नेट नहीं
survive
लग
this
रहे
clash
आईक्यू
up
को
against
बुलाना
Team
पड़ना
Vietnam. Mika with a massive shot there,
हेलो
but
जी
Fire
हेलो
got
जी
shut down.
हेलो
Same
जी
thing goes for
हेलो
Mika, and
मलेशिया
Team Vietnam
फायदा
might
क्या
be
चार
able
मैंने
to
कहा कोई
win
एक
this
टीम मारेगी
fight.
रश मारेगी
But
लेकिन ये इन्होंने
I
अपने
feel
लगवा
like it
ली
was
हैं
you, High, who put a stop on Team Vietnam's track right there, and now I mean, he
लाइव
has
हो
the opportunity
जाएगा
to
आई
pick up
थिंक
his comrades. And looking at the scoreboard
बकरी
here,
का अच्छा
it's a
हाँ ये
solid
भी अच्छा है
11
लेकिन स्टिल
elimination points, which also brings us
और
down to just
इंडोनेशिया
5 teams
सर्वाइव कर
remaining
रही
for
है ना
stage 7 with 30 seconds on the clock.
Man, how is Pakistan still alive? This is my question. They have been alive for the solo player for too long.
अगर मलेशिया
Without
से
that, at the same time as
इंडोनेशिया
well,
होता
they're
ना
on the same path of a solo
ये
survival.
जोन जाए
But
आईक्यू
for
की तरफ
Mika,
प्योर
you have
आईक्यू
to
को
get into the
फेवर
fight.
करे
You have to get into the circle as soon as possible. Get into the cars. Get out of here as soon as possible as you can. They're gonna get into the
हेलो
cars.
हेलो
Oh my
हेलो
God, this might just be the
ये
reason
जोन
that
से
they
जाएगा
might
लग रहा
not
है मुझे
survive. Come on, heal yourself. Get into the circle and oh, come on again. He didn't heal
ओए
himself.
इंडोनेशिया का जोन है हेलो
He just
पुश कर रहे हैं वो
for some reason, but there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I was speechless there. You can't blame me.
ओए
Jordan
जीडीआर ने
versus
पंगा कर
Malaysia.
दिया
It's happening, and oh my God, that's one knockdown. A confirmation. The car burst down may get high out of his hiding shell as well, and that
आईक्यू के पास अभी भी जोन है, आईक्यू वहां से इजीली जोन ले सकता है जो जैसी पोजीशन है, अगर ये वाला मलेशिया का प्लेयर ना देखे आईक्यू को। मतलब वही जा रहा है जहाँ आईक्यू है ना, मलेशिया का लो हेल्थ चेक करो उसकी गया वो
It will be difficult for Malaysia, not gonna lie.
देखिए आईक्यू ने
Here.
सारा
I mean, just
ओपन
because of
एरिया
the
से
fact
आना
that teams
गया,
are looking towards
जो
their
लास्ट प्लेयर रह गया
direction.
वो देखा
They
उधर ही
are,
चला
of
गया,
course,
ओए
descending from
मैं
the
सोचा था वहां
mountaintop here,
आईक्यू
which is
आएगा लेकिन वो
kind of
जगह उसने ले लिया।
exposed as they trail their way down. As for Micah, okay, last active member here, he was able to get down from
आईक्यू आईक्यू
that
आ
top
रहा है, रिंग
right
रिंग
there,
के
pretty
आ रहा है
close to where
बेचारा।
Indonesia is. Not exactly sure if Indonesia is even aware of the fact that one member from Team Malaysia actually survived, but then again, 30 more seconds on the clock here before the zone devours
आईक्यू
the land completely. Indonesia, everyone that they need to eliminate is right in front of them, which is of course gives them the best chance to actually winning the chicken dinner. Jordan,
आईक्यू
they
स्पोर्ट
can
हो गया श्रीलंका के
eliminate
प्लेयर
Sri
से
Lanka
शायद।
first. Doom, I mean, he's the only surviving member there, but he's running out of options there just because the zone is about ready to devour him as well. So, looking at the situation here,
टॉप
Tories, if
5
they can play their cards right, Indonesia
10
might
6
be able
5
to
4
take the
3
win for
6
this
पॉइंट
round.
निकाल लें, 120
They
पॉइंट है
might be able to. They definitely might
और
be able to
119
take the
हैं
win, but here we go.
इंडोनेशिया
Sri
के।
Lanka versus Jordan. It's finally gonna happen. Doom took alone that HP. The player's closing in. The jump shot from the BBS. It's not gonna connect, but the player clever comes into the play, gets the elimination done. It's over for the Sri Lanka. Pakistan is also
चलो
out
फिर
of
भी
the
अच्छी
premises
अच्छा
as well.
सर्वाइवल
Down to
निकाल
the
गया
official
सोलो।
top 3, ladies and gentlemen. Indonesia with the 3, Malaysia with the 1, and we have Jordan with the 3 as well. With the 11 elimination for Malaysia, 2 eliminations for the Indonesia, and Jordan with the 5 eliminations. I'd say this match can definitely go to
क्या लगता है भाई इंडोनेशिया का चिकन आएगा या
one way or another, but
टीम जॉर्डन का?
Mm.
ओ लो जी
Clever comes into play, gets taken down instantly. That's a Vinavina chicken dinner right coming up. I can definitely feel it. I can feel the Vinavina chicken dinner coming up for Indonesia once again this time around. The third Vinavina chicken dinner and getting back into the
चलो इतने किल नहीं है, 3
number
6
one with
16
a lot of different
6 के
points
इसके
for
साथ आया।
themselves.
चलो
There we go. Indonesia getting that final nail in the coffin. It is a winner
16 पॉइंट
chicken
निकाले
dinner with 5 elimination, 15 points.
Well,
117
Jordan obviously
है
did not
total।
make that slam dunk work for them. It's Indonesia that took the win. It was a convincing
यस ये
one. It
लास्ट
was a
मैच अब
great
कल
position,
5
but it
मैचेस
wasn't
होंगे,
easy to
तो
defend
एक से पूछते हैं।
to begin with. I mean,
वालेकुम
we're
अस्सलाम
down
ब्रो।
below. They did not expose themselves, which is, of course, a great tactical gameplay coming from Indonesia. They waited patiently for the right opportunity for them to shut down those
वो
players.
7
And when the
किल्स
time
किए हैं
actually
इसने,
came,
साढ़े
well,
किल
it
इसी ने किए
was
हैं।
about chaos and inflicting pain up against the opposition. And looking at the MVP title here, it's coming from, of course, Team Vietnam. We've got Patagene 7 on the screen, putting up a total of 7 elimination
डिफरेंस आई
points
थिंक
and
इतना ही होगा,
1,078 damage
12
output
13 का
with
डिफरेंस।
321 meters as his longest elimination distance.
I mean, not
Difference,
only is the
difference.
longest elimination distance is 321, I think that might come into the match summary as well.
ये
This
BTR का
longest
नहीं,
elimination distance
नहीं
might
ये तो
just
वेतन,
come
हाँ सॉरी
into
ये
the match
BTR का
summary,
नहीं है,
but
ये
yes, 7
वियतनाम का।
elimination, 401 healing,
DX भी है।
1,078 damage, as you already mentioned. The player has done a very amazing job for the team. We have 33 percentage of the body. We have 66.67 percentage of the leg shots and no headshots whatsoever in this match by this guy.
56 or 33
He successfully managed to secure all those elimination, all those points with just the leg shots and the body shots. We have 61 eliminations, 74 knockouts,
Let's see,
9
let's
top of the
see, let's see.
977 healings, throwables of 150, it drops at 2, headshots 13, 30 rescues and 3
जो भी स्ट्रीम पर नहीं आ रहे हैं स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो,
Longest
स्टार
elimination
पॉइंट का
distance.
डिफरेंस है।
Okay, here we
Let's
go.
see.
150, of course, not the numbers that we
Same
are
time.
looking for exactly.
12
Then
15
again,
पे
all
आज
the
स्टार्ट
teams
हुआ
did
था।
not disappoint. They put on a great show for
And Oryx?
everyone. And at the end of the match, it is, again, Malaysia getting that chicken
2-3
dinner.
टीम्स को
Of
छोड़
course,
सारी
they already felt the
बहुत
pressure
टीम्स
right
हैं,
from the
इसलिए
get-go.
मिडिल में
And they already came up with the plan that, okay, it's time for us to
पाकिस्तान के 6
create
पॉइंट्स हैं
that
ऐसे।
gap once again up against
इसके बाद कोई
Pakistan.
मैच नहीं,
And
मानूंगा
and
ब्रो, कल 5
this
मैचेस
is,
होंगे,
I guess, the first time that
कल
I see
12:15 बजे.
Pakistan kind of go down in match rankings here with only a single uh, point, a single number so far in the match rankings. But then again, Indonesia keeps their top spot, I
गलती हो.
assume, judging by the numbers that we can see on the screen here.
Okay.
I mean, that is true. That is definitely true. Indonesia, they were making sure that
पैक को
they're
कौन जानता है?
surviving this time around.
2
They're
पैक को
playing
कौन
for the
जानता
second
है?
winner at the last match.
कोई ना कल
And
इंशाल्लाह है
because of
सन,
that, 15
इंशाल्लाह कल
points.
फर्स्ट मैच
Right
होगा,
now,
इंशाल्लाह.
14 points for them.
क्या
too,
की लीड
with
ब्रो?
12
11 की
eliminations
लीड है
here
ब्रो.
named Jordan with 12 total points. Nepal white 12. 6 for
कासर डेस्क
Pakistan.
चेक
We have
करना.
Mongolia
का
with 6.
टाइसन
5 for
कासर
Sri
डेस्क
Lanka.
चेक
Maldives
करना.
with 2
ओके.
alongside of Timor-Leste.
बिल्ली लेके आए
Nepal
बिल्ली.
red, Laos, Syria with 1-1-1. Lebanon, Bangladesh, and Nepal blue with 0 points whatsoever. This is the match ranking, ladies and gentlemen, of the match number 5 of the day, and number 2. In total, the match number 10,
18,
we have the
17,
overall
18,
ranking,
16,
ladies and
17.
gentlemen. Indonesia
11 पॉइंट्स की लीड है पूरे
128,
पूरे.
11 points of a
लेकिन अच्छी
difference
बात है,
against
थर्ड से लीड
Pakistan
काफी
at this
बीटीआर
point,
हुआ. हाँ,
whereas they
थर्ड से
are
लीड काफी
surviving.
हो
They
गया.
are
बीटीआर
on number
बीटीआर की भी
2
11 पॉइंट की
with
लीड है, इंशाल्लाह
their
कर लेंगे.
117 points. Nepal blue, they still have to like cross the 100 markers first. 83 points. Nepal red, 80
इस
points.
स्पाइस
Blue
को
has finally successfully dethroned Nepal red from their position and has successfully overtaken the number 3 spot.
Well, at least, there's a little bit improvement on, or like from the Lebanon
बीटीआर
side,
से 4 है,
rather.
बाकी टीम बहुत पीछे है.
A while ago, one of
लास्ट
the
5
matches that
मैच ही
had
रह
gone
गए हैं. कल
through, they
लेट्स
were
सी
just
टीम
at
पाकिस्तान
like a single digit number
निकालती
onto
है
the
कि
screen.
नहीं.
Now we're looking at 10. But hopefully, come in day number 3, we can see a little bit of spark, like in terms of their energy into the games, and maybe improve
बस
their
एक सेकंड
status
में
in
आ
the
रहा हूँ.
leaderboards. Of course, it's not too late just yet. But when it comes to like getting themselves into, let's say, top 5, of course, it's gonna be like super ambitious at this point. Now, looking at the Warriors here, the ones that really stood out from day number 2, again, Malakbik, it's a non-mover. He's still at the top spot here. We got T24, IQQ Noki back on the roster for the MVP ranking, and Federalis sliding down to 5th here, putting up total 22 elimination points.
We still have 3 of the team Pakistan, 2 of the team Indonesia on the leaderboard. But yes, Malak Bek, last but not the least. He came late, but he came great. Back on the number 1 position he is, ladies and gentlemen. 23 elimination, 4,104 points, like a damage for himself. Then we have the average survival time of 20 minutes and 27 seconds for this guy. And last but not the least, going on towards the second page, the second team, it is C24, 21, IQ with 19, Naki with 20, and Federalis with the 22 points as well for himself. That's a very huge number for the points. If we're talking about that, the eliminations are definitely there. It's just 1, 2 to 3 eliminations. It's all it's gonna take to like switch out the complete momentum of the game.
Yep, and I guess it's official. For day number 2, Indonesia is still the undisputed champion, closing out the tournament with 128 points. So again, from the very first match here, they were able to set the tone with calculated aggression and ruthless eliminations and near flawless placements. But make no mistake, this wasn't an easy ride because, well, Pakistan's relentless pursuit
Came back with
and
this all
the
the
rivalry that defined, the
कासर
day
डेस्क
number
आया कि
2
नहीं
of
अभी
this
तक.
competition. I mean, if there was
देखा
any
बिल्ली पकड़ी
team
है, मैंने
that
बोला ना
kept
इसकी बिल्ली
Indonesia
पकड़ी
on
है.
the edge, it
बिल्ली
was
को
for sure,
अच्छा.
absolutely
तो इस बच्चा
Pakistan, finishing
मैंने
just
पहले बोल
behind
दिया था.
117 points, right? I mean, they matched Indonesia's
छोटा
78.
काका सोया हुआ है.
LM's proving that they could go toe to toe, with the Kings. The difference is, okay, Indonesia's ability to like secure crucial placement points when it mattered
एक
most.
माँ
I
नहीं
mean,
थी,
for
माँ ने अपने
Pakistan,
बच्चे
this
को
tournament
उठाया था,
showed
वो
that they are
हिसाब
one step away from like
वे
ultimate or
बाकी काके
getting
कहाँ पे
the
गए हैं.
ultimate victory. So
इसे
next
थोड़ा
time,
लाज ला
the
क्या
battle for the
सोचते
throne
कि
may
डांटा
look
हुआ है
very
ऐसे.
different coming into the day 3, which is of course the final day for this competition. I'm pretty
यार
sure
शर्म
that
करो
we've
सारे.
seen a lot of aggression coming from the teams here, especially those teams at the top. Oh, it's gonna be full on
सुन
aggressive
हो
mode,
गया.
even like
समझाया
even
होगा तूने
harder,
भाई
for the
भाई
final
ऊपर
day of
चढ़
this
के.
competition, Torix.
We're only down to the final days, ladies and gentlemen. Only down to the very last day of the action. And that last day
वैसे
will
तेने
dictate
समझाया होगा
who
कि
will
भाई
be
ना
on the number
करो ना
1, who will
करो
be on the number 2. The first
ये
fight
3
is
की लीड थी
between
आज
the
11 की
team
रह गई यस
Indonesia
ब्रो
versus the team Pakistan.
आज
So
भाई
we can
30 की लीड
definitely
हो गई थी
see
फिर भी
the
बहुत अच्छा
points of
कवर
difference,
किया
the amount
पाकिस्तान
of
ने
difference of the points that they have and everything. It's just a measly of 11. It kind of went on towards 2, but now it's back onto the 11 points. So we do have to see how the thing is going to affect till the very end, and how tomorrow's matches are going to affect all the momentum for the teams. Because Andy, like knowing on the fact that all these teams, how they like fought today, they don't have the viability of making any kind of wrong moves. The teams that are at the bottom lines, they have one mindset: just go and push, get those eliminations. Because the number 5 is the spot that you need to be in order to get like the prize pool distribution for yourself. So you have to be
भाई अगर
very
फुल
careful
सो
on
जाए तो
whatever you're gonna do.
हिलाते रहो तो
Yes,
उठता
and
नहीं
of
है
course,
यार
I know majority of the viewers are coming from Nepal, so I'm pretty sure you guys are kind of wondering how
रोहित के साथ
well
एंट्री
your
कब
teams
करें रोहित के
actually
साथ कर
perform.
लेते हैं
So
इंटरव्यू
again,
टेंशन
Nepal is
नहीं लेनी
represented by 3 teams. That's blue, red, and white. So if you just tuned in right now, blue is already at 83 points, if I'm not mistaken. So they actually played the long
Yes.
game, emphasizing on like survival and smart decision making. And we've got red with 80. They are actually high on like aggressive play style. They're a powerhouse,
Yeah.
definitely proving that they could win fights, but
आईक्यू होल्ड
they
कर तो सबका
struggled a
आपस
bit
में फाइट
when it
लेते एक दो
comes
किल
to
निकल
like
सकता था
late game
जब वो ट्राई
endurance.
करता जोन ले लें
For white, what I can say in terms of like how they perform for day
भाई
number
5
two,
बुलूंगे या 3
uh,
बुलूंगे या 2
they
बड़े
had
बिल्ले हैं इसके
flashes
पास
of brilliance in terms of their gameplay, but they couldn't quite break into the top tier rivalry just yet. But perhaps we are going to see a change of pace coming from all Nepali teams representatives, and yeah, maybe one of them or maybe 2 of them can really get the solid spot in the top 5.
I mean, that's the thing. That is the thing. The top 5 is the final destination for all of these teams, for all of these players at this point. Whether you like it or not, whether you have to overstep on some teams to get there, you have to get there. That is your safe spot. And after that
जो
safe
जो भी
spot,
स्ट्रीम पर नहीं आ रहे हैं स्ट्रीम
the
को लाइक
MVP
कर दो
ranking is already, we are saying it's only going to go towards either the number 1 spot or the number 2 spot. So there's not a lot of options for that. So whatever option you have for yourself is the option that you can get into the top 5. But ladies and gentlemen, the
इंशाल्लाह
day number 2
बहुत
is done and
बहुत
dusted. It
जल्द
has
ब्रो
been
करेंगे
concluded. But the 5 more matches done, we are officially done out of
चलो
10,
मैं चला
10 matches
इसके
out of
गायब हो
15.
जाओ
The
दस्ती से
5
मैं भी
matches
यार
tomorrow are going to be
रोटी
super
वगैरह खा लूं
crucial, with
भूख लगी
Sanhok,
है
Erangel, and Miramar on its way once again.
सही
We'll
वाले
see you
होल्ड
guys
काफी
tomorrow. This
करते हैं
was
अगर
all
सोलह
it
में
from the both of us.
डिलीवर
This was me, Torix, and with me it was
ओके
once again the one and wonderful Red Queen Andy joining us for the caster desk, for all the action, for all the casting as well. Thank you so much once again for watching us. Thank you so much for joining. We will see you tomorrow, and take care of yourself.
ओके बॉयस मैं भी चलता हूँ यार खाना वगैरह खा लूँ ठीक है मुझे तो इजाज़त अल्लाह हाफिज़